Well, if it's a long 3-hour plus episode, it's fun and it's interesting, and there's a good chance that I probably had some drinking. Look, we get loud. We have some drinks. But this is it was a fun episode. It was super, super fun. We laughed a lot. And we got an episode here with, if you listen and pay attention through all the shenanigans, there's some legit gold in here. And I mean that with cryptocurrency gold. There's some education in here you can get to start learning how to invest in these cryptocurrencies and kind of learn about what they are, where they come from. But we talk about all kinds of things. We went 3 hours and we crushed a bottle of Elijah Craig whiskey. One of my favorite podcasts I've done in a while. Just one of those really fun, feeling the energy of the other, my friend Dirk and Travis. And this was just, I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. I mean, we hit controversies. It's 3.5 hours long. I'm going to keep this intro short. I do want to touch on a lighter, or not lighter, a heavier subject. Friend of the show, you guys may know the picture that's usually behind me during the podcast on the YouTube channel with the zebra among horses. That was done by Braden Hopper. Braden Hopper, as you know from the podcast or from his Instagram, loves riding his motorcycle. And unfortunately, he was in a pretty bad wreck this past week. And he's got broke both of his legs, like shattered his kneecap. And he's going to be not walking for a while. He's having surgery. He's going to have to rehab, all that stuff. But he's going to get there, and he's going to get back to it, and he's going to be riding his bike again. But all that just to say, look, I used to ride my motorcycle too. I loved riding it. And I wish I could do it now, but I have kids, I got responsibilities, and honestly, all the texting and driving scares me. So this is just a reminder, people. Put your phone on that do not disturb while you're driving if you have to. Just don't text and drive. I'm not saying that even happened, but that and just like look out for motorcyclists right now. It's that time of year. I mean, always look out for other cars, but there's motorcycles are out now, and just look twice. I know it's cliche, but just try to just keep an eye out there. You don't want that on your conscience. You don't want to hit somebody. You don't, like, on a motorcycle. It would be hard to live with. I hope you guys. All right. I don't want to start off the episode on a downer, but, come on, guys. Pay attention out there. Learn how to drive. Also, the left-hand lane is for passing. Get out of my way. Boom, shalak, boom. Start the episode. 147, Travis Wright, and...
Welcome to the Inner Talk Podcast. We'll no topic is off. Now here's your host, my daddy, and Voida Soul. Thank you for coming to the Inner Talk Podcast. Boom, shalak, boom.
3, 2, 1. We're just going to continue doing what we're doing just with headphones on now.
Yeah.
Right on. Sounds good.
I appreciate you guys doing this. Very Dirk for setting this up. Your name is Travis? Is that what it was?
You're very well prepared, I can tell.
T-Dub.
Right, it's T-Dub.
Right.
I know that's your
Travis.
Instagram.
Yeah, Travis.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
That was good.
And I didn't realize you're probably kind of I don't know. I feel like I'm lucky to have you here. Like you're probably
kind of a big deal.
You're kind of a big deal, huh?
You know what? I'm trying to lose weight.
I mean, you're not going to say that, but
I'm going to work on. I'm dropping some lbs.
Yeah, for real?
Yeah, I'm working on it. I've been working on it since I was a fat kid. Still working on it.
Yeah, we've been into. Well, we bonded over. Travis and I have been friends for 25 years, maybe, roughly. Yeah, we're in that ballpark, late 90s. We were back in the...
I do think maybe 95, 96, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's way longer than 25. Is that
That's
longer?
25 years,
Oh, it
96.
is?
96,
It
I'll
feels
say.
like that should be longer.
I think
ago.
that's true. I do think that's when I met you, because with Sean Crutcher made the introduction.
Yeah.
Remember that?
90. So how old are you guys?
I'm under 50. I'll put it that way.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I like to say I'm as old as I feel.
I'm 41.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, we're in our 40s.
Yeah.
So
I just turned 48.
God damn.
I'm older than him. So.
Yeah.
Whoa. Really?
You are? Nice. You're almost 50.
Gee, look, you guys, there's some real hope for me. You guys look good for your age.
You know,
both of you.
Well, thank you, man.
Yeah, you just eat well. You do a little fasting. You know.
I'll tell you.
Or is it genetics?
I tell you, my mom is almost 70, and she looks like she's probably in her 50s. She does. This is some pretty good genetics. Plus, I'm a little fatter, plumper, so I don't have those. I don't have those eye wrinkles as much.
Fat face. Like there's, I think William Shatner said something like, he tries to gain 10 pounds a year so he stays looking the same because that extra pound goes to your face.
Then he doesn't have
and
to
it
go
pushes
to
out those wrinkles.
the cosmetic surgeon. Yeah, he's like, I don't have to pay $600 for some fillers.
I tell you, and the funny thing is, I'm not calling you fat. You're husky. You're just a stocky.
I'm big bone, okay, guys? Me,
You're a stocky dude. Respect my authority.
Yeah.
You're a stocky fella, but like, I'm a single guy. I'm doing the dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first was like freshly divorced, you're getting in the dating app, and I'm a cliche. I'm dating everything, pulse in a purse. That was my motto. And you learn real quick how easy it is to. It's not getting catfished, but it's getting suckered in to beautiful women, and then you pull up to the bar, and they're just giant. Like, oh, you're a linebacker for the Chiefs on Sunday. Like, oh, but you're such a pretty face. Like, fat chicks are gorgeous.
Well, they have that thing where you can tell, like, they do that zoom in. All their pictures are zoomed in.
I know. That's what it takes time learning that all their pictures are from the tits up. It's
laying on their back.
It's like, and then you see the one, you swipe. Oh, whoa. Well, because the problem is some of them get too thick for the dick. And you're like, honey, you got to lose a little bit of weight because you've gotten too thick for the dick, quite frankly.
I do wonder, yeah. We were talking earlier before we started. I just went to Vegas, and my favorite thing in Vegas was just people watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you see some of these couples that are, I don't know, pushing 700 pounds combined, and they got a kid. You're like, how does that... How does that work? Like, just physically. I don't care about like being sexually attractive because whatever. I don't care. Do your thing.
The physics involved.
But just the actual of like how is that like? I don't know. I'm doubting you have some giant 13-inch hog that you're maneuvering like a duck through all these twists and turns and crevices to get up in there. Like, what's going on?
I also like the dichotomy of the opposites, where you get the rail with the with the whale.
The rail with the whale, nice.
That's always an interesting juxtaposition as well. You're like, how's that going for you? It probably works pretty well. Actually.
It's a kink for a lot of people. Like a lot of those real skinny dudes.
Opposites do attract. Yes,
those skinny dudes like, and then you read the stories or see the stories on YouTube that they're like. Not only like that's their fetish to be with a fat chick like that, but they like feeding them. They're like, I want you fatter, baby. And they're like, I got every night it's KFC. Right. Here's that bucket, baby. Just keep eating. That's. I wonder where that comes from.
That's just not healthy. I mean,
you're looking good, right?
It's one of those things like, oh, big is beautiful, big is healthy. It's like it's not.
It's not.
Right. It's like, and so I realize that. I know that chatting with Dirk, and again we've known each other forever. Started doing intermittent fasting.
Right.
And that really works. It's like, I'm doing the 16-8, and I'm down like 30 pounds from my all-time high.
What does 16-8 mean?
16-8 means you fast for 16 hours, and then you have a window where you can eat during those 8 hours. You don't eat all 8 hours, right? I'm like, I'm going to the buffet. I'm eating for 8 hours. No, but you got to eat, and then you don't eat, because then what happens is the food in your digestive system gets digested, and then the energy in your body goes to healing your body. It goes to repairing your cells and getting the shit out of your cells. If you have food in your body, a lot of times for me, it's like I don't eat. It's always been weird to me. It's like, man, I don't just eat a whole bunch of shitty food. But my problem was like I'd get up, I'm eating something at like 10 a.m. and then I'm eating something at 10 p.m. Right, and so it's like you don't give your body enough time to clean itself out. And once I realized that, it just makes it a whole. I was like, wow, it's like I feel so much better starting my first meal of the day at 12 and then finishing my last meal of the day eating by 8 p.m.
Okay.
And then a lot of times I won't eat until 2 or 3, and then I'll stop eating. Like today, I just had some Chipotle and finished eating that at 7. So that's kind of a mission. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. You might want to check out intermittent fasting. It's what our ancestors used to do. We didn't have food
They were
available.
forced to do it.
They were forced to do that, so our body is built for that.
The word break fast means breakfast is break fast. It means you break your fast in the morning.
Oh, wow.
And so
look at you.
It promotes cellular autophagy if you really want to get into the details of how
Oh my
it
God!
cleanses
What
your
do you
system.
do, Dirk? What do you do? I've always been curious
I
about that.
read a lot of interesting information, and so I can promote it here for you.
That's true. Well, there's a lot of great apps out there that actually talk about that. I use one on the iPhone called Zero. And I keep track of it every day. I start my fast here, boom. I broke it, boom. Here I'm starting it again, boom. And I just keep track of it. And I'm like, I've done it now, 16-8 for over 3 weeks in a row. And like, I don't want to break that streak, right? So I'm keeping my streak going.
Like
I'm
a video game or
that's
something.
why I was like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I got to bring food over before we do this podcast because 8 o'clock's going to be here, and then I wouldn't have had a chance to eat my Chipotle.
I love
He
it.
once did an extended fast, which is where you don't eat for a number of days. How many days did you go?
The longest fast I ever did, I think, was in 2018. It was in July. I went 300 hours, just a water fast, and then I also had some bone broth. And I dropped like 20 pounds. I felt what was amazing is like by day 3, you're hating life. You're like, oh my God, I'm so hungry.
How long? I'm an
Your
idiot.
body, the
How long is
carbs.
300 hours?
It was like 13,
8 days?
13, 12 and a half days.
Okay.
12 and a half days.
Almost 2 weeks.
Yeah. What was crazy was day 3. You're just like, because your body's
Wow.
like, it's trying to get that last remaining blood, the sugar in your blood, trying to get that last. You're craving those carbs, and then the next day, you're just like, I'm not even hungry at all. Like,
Yeah.
Really? It's like a
Wow.
switch?
it's like a switch, and then from then on, it was just like, dude, you're not even hungry. You don't even think about eating food.
All these people on keto diets, that's the same thing. It's just a more effective version of it. So ketosis is the actual term. Your body goes from burning the food you eat, the glucose from the food, to burning the glucose in your stored fat. That's ketosis. And so,
Right now, a lot of us are running on sugar when we should be running on fat. Is that how it's supposed
well,
to be?
you know, back in the day when you're ancestral, you might go a week without eating, and so you didn't want to die and you had to go catch your food. So
And it wasn't sugar.
Yeah,
Unless
you're-
it was like from fruit or something.
Dude, sugar is so rare. Like ancestrally
only
speaking,
thing-
like there was not a lot of sugar. There was not a lot of orange trees and different stuff, and you're not getting cake back until the
Right.
sugar plantations happened, right, in the 17, 1800s.
Yeah, the only natural sugar, I think, is honey.
Yeah, there was no donuts. There was nothing.
None of that.
You had to be competitive in a fasted state back in then because you had to be able to find your food. Even if you were hungry, you had to be
Help yourselves to this
alert and
yourselves
aware.
to as much as this whiskey as you guys would
Yeah, I don't
like.
think they had that back then, but we'll take a little bit of that barrel aged
I will too.
bourbon. Yeah, that's bourbon.
Except
brother.
I'm a bitch. I need,
Whatever,
I need
it's all
another ice
whiskey,
cube.
man.
It's all that is Bardstown, Kentucky.
This is some good whiskey, bourbon. This is not whiskey. This is
It's
straight
all
bourbon.
fucking. It's all whiskey.
It's all good.
So let me get you a little ice cube. You guys can
Please, yeah, we're
finish saying what you were saying.
we're a little
about
bit
fasting.
bit happy with the. Well, I like how the ice cube opens up the bourbon. It really it just opens the palate up a little bit. I find it's a little bit harder to take the straight bourbon. One good ice cube, I think a lot of people would agree with that.
That's good. You got to have the one ice cube, and then plus it's 7:30 right now, timestamp. So I got 29 more minutes to drink alcohol.
Oh, it goes.
Get it down. Bring it down. Let's go.
What is? But you can have water. Can you have water when you're not fat?
Oh yeah, you know what? That's the whole thing. Is that water, tea, whatever. It's like it's not a big thing. And I'll use some Crystal Light,
but not
lemonade.
alcohol.
I don't even drink that much alcohol.
But if you wanted to, like, could you have this after 8? Technically,
I could do whatever. You can do whatever you want. But it's like
As far as
it triggers insulin and sugar. So it's alcohol would break your fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Liquor better than beer in that
because I know
case.
this is
Liquor better than beer for sure.
because this is what do you call it? Gluten free.
Is it free range bourbon?
free.
Yes, it's organic free range bourbon.
Yes.
Well, that's the only kind of bourbon that I like is the organic free range bourbon, gluten free.
Yes, only from like recycled barrels as well,
Yeah.
So you've been in the fasting game for a minute then. If you were talking about 2018, how did you?
Well, I think it's part of the problem is that
Salute, gentlemen.
Salud.
it's either all or nothing. If you're doing a big long fast, like what I found was you do a long fast and then all of a sudden you're like, all right, I'm not fasting now. I'm gonna give me this, I'm gonna go that. And I was like, So that's why I find that the 16-8 is way better. It's like a lifestyle thing. It's like I'm not on a diet. I'm just going
every day.
Every day I'm going to go 16 hours without eating, 8-hour window. Because then I can eat whatever the hell I want. If I want to have a Chipotle burrito, if I want to have some booze, whatever.
Okay.
It's not a problem. And
it's like a cheat day every day, but it's cheating hours.
It's like, just cheating between these certain hours. Yeah. Because you want that time for your body to digest and clean out your system. It just kind of helps you reset. And they say people who are like, get up and eat breakfast and you have snacks throughout the day, you're always spiking your insulin and you're never getting into autophagy, as he said, to clean out your cells. And so when your cells are full of junk, well, then you get stuff like cancer and everything. So it's like, it really does help clean your system out.
Yeah, it does help. It does help prevent cancer. It does help reduce. It can actually eliminate diabetes in other cases as well. Because it does affect your insulin
that makes sense
levels.
Because it's all that sugar.
Yeah, absolutely. It affects your blood, your insulin, all that stuff. It's tops, and we've been doing that for 4 years now, and that's not even. It's not even a thing now. It's just
both. You're on the daily.
I've been doing it naturally. Yeah, I have coffee in the morning, and I'll probably throw just a tad of Bailey's in there. just a scotch, just enough to keep it. Just to take a little bit of
real.
But I haven't.
Every day you get a little Scott. You get a little Bailey's.
But
Bailey's don't do anything. That's so light.
Yeah, exactly.
It just makes
it's good. I love Bailey's.
Bailey's
tastes great.
good.
I really don't like the taste of coffee, but adding some Bailey's in it, it does.
It's like a mocha, but better.
It's like you're microdosing. You're microdosing.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to talk. Yeah. We all, some days, but
No, you're microdosing Bailey's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's absolutely. It's something we've been doing for years. I don't even think about it. It's not. I don't have to try. It's been happening for 6 years.
And the benefits for both of you is more than just weight gain, but it's like also like.
He's more of a health guy, and it's like been trying to lose weight. Now it's more like I need to just be healthy.
Okay.
Like you hit 48, it's like, all right, I know like my dad's dad, he had a heart attack at a certain age, around 50-ish or something, and you're like, all right, so probably with the diet that I've had, there's probably some plaque in the arteries. Probably could fast some of that shit out of there. Probably
can you?
be good. Yeah, you can clean that.
You can fast the plaque out?
Yeah, it erodes plaque.
So now not only are you talking about preventing cancer and diabetes, but also like heart attacks and clogged arteries.
They say that fasting is think about this. When somebody gets sick, you don't want to eat because you want all your energy sources to go and heal your body. Like if an animal gets hurt, they're not hungry. They're
thirsty.
They're in building and repairing mode, right?
Yeah, they're like, give me some water, but that's it.
Exactly what got me into fasting was when I had a flu for about 10 days.
Ooh.
And it was the worst one. It was like 5 years ago. And, I the only thing I ate was peppers.
It was like COVID-15?
Yeah, it was like COVID-14.
There was a bad flu a few years ago.
Yeah.
I think I got that one too. It fucked me up for a week.
After that 10 days, I was like, I actually feel amazing now. Like, I feel better than I've felt in a very long time. And not just because of that, but I know I have cleansed naturally by being sick because I didn't eat I ate some peppers for 10 days. And
you did that phlegm diet too. Where
it was like it was like reducing all the mucus in your body and all this stuff. And it just was a reset button. And so I thought, I need to look into this a little further. And then I connected with Travis. Travis was talking about the same thing. And I was like, wow, that's kind of a, what's the word for that when
serendipity?
Serendipity, exactly. And I was like, well, let's look into this further. And we've been talking about that for years. But you asked me a minute ago, like, what do I do? You wanted to know what I do. Well, by day, I'm a developer. So, computer science, web development,
okay,
a little bit of app development.
Wow.
But I've been, we've all been home a lot for the last year for COVID and that kind of stuff. And I've taken on, a few other, you develop some different habits when you stay at home, obviously, than when you go into the job every day. And, I've been doing a little bit more, trading in the stock market and in the crypto market and doing a lot of, got my.
I don't know shit about trading. I don't know. Well, you guys, it's probably not that hard to realize this, but I don't know shit about money. If you guys saw where the fuck you guys pulled up at.
You do like, but you do like. I know you do like gambling.
I do like to gamble.
Yeah.
So,
ultimately, I mean, I think people, there's arguments between investing and trading and gambling. Ultimately, you're risking something at some point to get a better return from someone else. and that's gambling. That's
Right, I was
trading.
just in Vegas. I just put $50 on the Chiefs to win it all. I also put $50 on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win it all.
Why didn't you do that last year?
Because I wasn't in Vegas last year.
Well, I think your odds are pretty good of pulling a win out of that. So.
I think so.
I would think that the Chiefs need to do another one. I mean, we went to 3 AFC championships in a row, right? That's almost like Buffalo Bills level, right? Of like boom, 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 boom.
But they got one.
We got one. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
We
don't
got
say
one.
Buffalo Bills level.
It was
no.
a Buffalo Bills level, but I'm saying we got one. It was, but we've gone to 3 AFC championships. We've won 2 of them. We've gone to 2 Super Bowls, and we've won 1 of them. So it's pretty good. I mean, I'm not greedy about that. The Chiefs won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
First time in my life. My Kansas Jayhawks won a couple of national championships. The Royals went to back-to-back World Series.
Oh,
That's
I love that.
Hey, we've had
my
a
sports
good
fantasies have happened.
Sporting KC.
Yeah.
They've
They
always,
did
since
something.
they were the Wizards, they've always been
banging
top of the league.
Speaking of Wizards,
Oh, the
if you're
Wizard.
looking in here on the YouTube,
On YouTube.
The Grand Wizard.
I got this badass wizard today
say that.
in Kansas City at Aquarius Books. I don't know if you've ever been there. They have all kinds of cool like spiritual stuff there. They always like the best incense ever is
New
there.
Age, holistic.
Really cool
Yeah, and
rocks.
I got my ring cleaned. That I had them make a ring about 10 years ago. This thing needed some love, and so they polished it all up. But this wizard is badass. I saw that thing and I was like, oh my God, I hope it's not too much because I have to have that. I was like, that thing is so badass.
What would have been too much?
You know what?
Because you told me what you spent on it. I won't divulge
if it
that
would
on
have been if it would have
air.
been more than $500, I would have said no. But it was only $300.
So you got a
And I was
discount.
like, eh,
You
it
got a
was $300.
200 discount in your mind, huh?
Yeah.
Is it pewter?
I don't know. I think it's super heavy. It's badass.
Yeah.
It's like rock and pewter and
Kryptonite.
it's blue and purple. Like he's just the coolest looking wizard.
What kind of shit are you into, Travis? If you're into this wizard, are you were you a D&D kind of guy?
I was
or-
not a D&D kind of guy at all.
Like
no.
what drew you to the wizard? Are you drawn to this type of artists kind of lore of mysticism and wizardry and dragons and
Well, I will say ancient wisdom is intriguing to me. Like I've studied many different types of old school esoteric wisdom. So I find that fascinating. I've studied the ancient Egyptian mystery school stuff. I've
Cool.
studied Peruvian shamanism. I've gone through Huna, which is, you heard of the Big Kahuna? So that's like a Polynesian shaman path called Huna. Studied that. I've just studied a lot of different things. It's like it seemed to me, I've done DMT and gone down journey, had some shroom experiences and LSD stuff. Just kind of, it's like I'm always just trying to seek
I was
meaning
going
in
to
this
ask if
world.
that tattoo was
That right there
related
that's
to-
Metatron's cube right there. There's actually Metatron's cube. That's something you guys can Google and search if you're tuning in and listening. Metatron's cube, actually, the foundation of this was originally called the Flower of Life. And the Flower of Life is an image of all these different interlocking circles, right? Which basically starts from the egg of life and then turns into the fruit of life and then turns into the tree of life, flower of life, tree of life. There's a sequence to them. It's basically how cells multiply. You have one cell, 2 cells, boom, and they turn into 4 and 8 and 16, and it's a 3-dimensional, right? It's not
Like
just
fractal.
yeah. And the Flower of Life was actually etched. There's places all over the world. This blew me away when I discovered this years ago. There's over 30 different countries and places all around the world where the Flower of Life, the sacred geometry was like laser etched into stones and shit. Like some of it predating like 10,000 years old. And they're like, what? How does this predate every single religion on earth? Like it's just
wow.
fascinating. And what's interesting about it is once you take away parts of the Flower of Life and actually complete the Flower of Life, there is an episode on YouTube. There's 2 of them. One is called Spirit Science Episode 6 and Spirit Science Episode 10. And they talk about it and it shows how it all works. But there are 5 building blocks of every single element in the universe. There's 5 of them. They're called the Plutonic solids. There's a cube, and basically the shapes all fit inside a circle. So the points will all touch. Like if you have a cube inside of a circle, all the points will touch.
like that carnival game.
Mm-hmm. And then like a triangle, a pyramid, all the points touch on the circle. So there's 5 shapes like that. There's like the dodecahedron, the octahedron, there's I don't remember all the names of them. The
all those hard to remember shapes.
The shamanamahedrons,
all the hedrons.
All the hedrons.
Yeah, well, there's a cube, a pyramid, and some hedrons.
Okay.
And my friends that are heathens. Well, all of those platonic solids build every single element. Those shapes are part of every single element in known existence, and it's all part of this flower of life thing that has been around since time immemorial. Like nobody even knows how it got etched in all these places all over the world.
Where was the first? Like, what's the
oldest?
Yeah,
there's some in Peru, and they're in was the one Ublateki? What's that one place? There's one place Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. It was all over Egypt. They're in like 30 different countries.
I think they've recently found something that's even older than Göbekli Tepe recently in Turkey. Not terribly far from there, but something that's just even older than that.
That's wild. So you asked the question is, spiritual shit's interesting because we are a spiritual being that's having a human experience, right? And so that's a quote that I've heard years and years, and it's so true. But most of the time we get caught up in
I love that saying.
Semantics of daily shit that we don't realize that, you know, what we think is reality is most likely not really the real reality. We're this spiritual being just having this human experience. So I always just try to figure out why.
What a great way to think of life.
Like, why am I here? What is the point of this? I'm not here just to make money. I'm here to do good stuff. I'm here to impact the world in a positive way somehow.
Okay.
You know, we're not here just to live and to get by and watch Netflix and chill and play video games all day long and waste time.
God damn, you're right.
You're here to do epic shit, and you are, dude. You're doing a podcast. You're sharing messaging. You're entertaining people, making people feel good. You're educating.
Communicating, yes.
Yeah.
My podcast ain't shit compared to what you got going on.
Dude, well, you just shine a little sunshine, man. I'm a purveyor of sunshine. I like to make people think. I like to deliver delight and just make the world a little better where I can.
Yeah, that's real shit. That's legit.
It's
that's
true.
not like I'm just saying it to impress people or to like.
Dude, I rarely ever talk about it. In fact, the only time I talk about it, somebody asks me about it. Like, if somebody asks
Where's
about
that
my
come
ring,
from? Why do you want to do it? Because you've studied all these wisdoms, if you will, and is that the grand teaching you get? Like, hey,
I'm not sure, but I know this is that what got me was that my mom was always like.
I was going to ask, or is it you brought up? Is it nature, nurture?
I think Travis is just frankly a very humble guy. That's like, you know, because even though all this big stuff's going on with him, he's real down to earth in that regard. Like, we were out at Unity Village in South Kansas City, walking around the Rose Garden, and there's these little trails you can walk and these paths, and we're sitting there walking around these paths, talking about this kind of thing where, like, you know, like, are we extraterrestrial? Are we like connected? Like, how are all these things coming together? And yeah, he's opened my mind to a lot of this stuff as well
that,
too.
man.
Yeah,
Wow, cool.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
we feed back like that.
That's
so.
good. Well, it's like my mom. She's like, the only book that I think my mom has ever read is the Bible. And she'd always be like, well, you need to be more religious, go to church. I'm like, here's the deal. You've only read this one. But, like, there's so many other pieces of information out there that you maybe don't know because you haven't read it. She's like, I know because I have faith in Jesus. And I know. I was like, okay, I love Jesus. Jesus is great. God is great. I love it. But there's more information out there that we don't have.
There's all these other religions around the world. Surely they have to mean something.
Yeah, that's what blew me away about the flower of life and going, dude, this predates every single religion on earth. And it's etched. It almost looks like it's laser etched in these places. And it's like, how? What does that even mean? How is that even possible? So that just blew my mind away when I realized that. And I was like, holy shit, something's way bigger than us. We don't know most of what we don't know. And I think the reason for that is that those who win the war write the history books. Right. And so they want you to know what they want you to know, and they don't want you to know what they don't want you to know. And so they kind of just, you know, some stuff just kind of gets disappeared and lost to history because you don't explore it.
So why is the news feeding us images of UFOs now, and all, you know, the military especially is like, oh, well, we've got all these strange objects in the sky, and we can't quite figure out, even with our modern telemetry and technology, to figure out what these videos and footage are. And they're like, oh, it's mystery. And then the other day they were sending up the Elon Musk satellites, and they're like, okay, people, don't freak out because this looks like an alien invasion right now, but we're actually sending the satellites up into space, but it's like this string of lights going across the sky. So there's got to be
those Starlink satellites, dude. If you ever see them at late at night, you're like, what is that?
Yeah,
that's a whole squadron of where's the mothership?
Right.
Well, no, you do bring bring up a good point of now that the Pentagon is saying, they're not denying it now. Like they're openly saying, these videos are real and we don't know what they are.
I've done so
not to go down that road.
research on different things, and it's like I want to know like what is real, what isn't real, what is propaganda, and what are they setting us up for, right? Because now they're planting the seeds of like, oh, look at all these UFOs. Look at I've read years ago, there's this thing called Project Bluebeam. Once they get ready, they're able to shoot holograms up into the air to make it look like certain things. So they could make it look like aliens are attacking, or they could make it look like the second coming of Jesus, or angels coming down from Earth, because they can project certain images based.
The four horsemen.
You can put different, in theory, put different objects that can shine lights and different things and project them in certain places and make people go, oh my God. And like, how do you unite a humanity that's divided in every way right now? Like they've been dividing us in so many ways. Well, if we had a common enemy, like, oh, we're being attacked by UFOs.
That's
like
what Ronald Reagan said.
Yeah, maybe then we could be united and together.
Real deep fakes. Yeah.
Serious deep fakes.
But like, who's behind it and why? Like, I've always wondered
I don't know.
that.
That's just a theory, right? It's like, I don't know that's the way that it is, but I'm just like, I don't discount stuff. So when people go, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, and I'm like, well, actually what I am is I am a theorist, and I like to explore the different possibilities, and I've been so right often over time. Like I became woke really in July of 2000 when I realized that the Federal Reserve banking system wasn't federal, it wasn't a reserve. They print money out of thin air. It's not backed by gold and all that shit. And I was like, what?
Ross Perot told us about that back in the early 90s.
He talked about it, but you don't really understand until you start going, wait a second. And what really got me, the one thing that made me wake up, it just blew my mind, was that Prescott Bush is George Herbert Walker Bush's dad. That's Bush 41, whichever, right? Mm-hmm. And then, so George W. Bush's grandpa. He was the president of Union Bank in New York. And in 1941, it got busted for working contracts through Standard Oil in America and IG Farben in Germany. Uh-huh. They were literally they were routing money from IG Farben over to Standard Oil because all of the Blitzkrieg ran off of Standard Oil, which is Rockefeller owned company. And and Prescott Bush was the freaking president of Union Bank. That was the one that got busted for laundering money for IG Farben, which IG Farben created Zyklon B and the gas chambers and all those shit. And like 10 years later, he becomes a senator of fucking Connecticut. Like, how do you launder money for Nazis and then 10 years later become it blew my mind. Like, when you go down that rabbit hole, you're like, how in the hell does this dude get busted laundering money for the Germans and Standard Oil, become a senator, and then his son becomes the head of the CIA, like, and then becomes president later? Like, how does that happen? Like, that's some crazy shit going on, right? And then George W. Bush becomes president.
Well, not only that, but
the very first thing he does is the merger of Dutch Shell and Pennzoil. And this whole Pennzoil thing is crazy because Pennzoil is a merger between Pennsylvania Oil and Zapata Oil. And what's crazy is that Prescott Bush, when he became senator, he was in charge of he was leading the energy committee or whatever, and they had a big debate. Do we use offshore oil rigs as we're going to use the funds for this for education, or are we going to privatize it and just publicly and privately tax it? And so he was working with the oil lobbyist, and instead of taking all this offshore oil that we've had over all the years and funneling that into our education system, it became a privatized business. And one of the first 4 offshore contracts went to Zapata Oil. Zapata Oil was run by George Herbert Walker Bush. And then Pennzoil, or Pennsylvania Oil, merges with Zapata Oil, becomes Pennzoil. And the Z is for Zapata Oil. And the president, who was the head of Zapata, becomes the CEO of Pennzoil, Hugh Letge. And then George Bush goes and works for the CIA. And then the very first thing George Walker Bush does is allow the merger of Dutch Shell and Pennzoil, solidifying the family's just oligarchic wealth, right? And then you realize it's like, holy shit, like our politicians aren't what we think they are. Like they're doing all these inside jobs and making all this money and stock deals and stuff. And you just realize It's the way the whole fucking world works. All these people who are in charge and telling us what to do.
It's been going on for hundreds of years.
It's been going on for a very, very long time.
All the way back to Napoleon. I think that's when
And the way to get into it is to be kind of born into it.
Oh, absolutely. I think so. It's dynasty driven. Like I said, going back to.
No, you're right. Like,
going all the way back to the Napoleonic Wars, man. It's been happening for a long time.
Yeah. Well, it was really crazy if you dive in.
Jesus, man, I can't get sucked into this fucking conspiratory shit.
This is not. I
talk about
conspiracy.
it. No, I've got. I dive in. My biggest YouTube episodes with a flat earther.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very big episode.
Crazy.
It's all perspective.
Well, I never really talk about conspiracy stuff on podcasts.
I love it. No, I do love it. But nobody knows that story you just told me. I've never heard that story.
That's the thing that woke me up. And
I've just been putting that stuff in my car.
I knew about the Nazis coming in and working our space program.
Yeah,
and
NASA is filled with expatriates from Germany.
That's Operation Paperclip.
Yes, I know Operation Paperclip. I know that, but I didn't know the George Bush.
Because America didn't want Russia to get all German scientists.
Right.
So they said,
Well, you said you were going to potentially name your wizard Alistair, right? Mm-hmm. And so Alistair was, I'm assuming that's a pretty well-known name in
Alistair Overeem.
And Crowley and others.
Alistair's actually, I'm a big fan of McAllister's. So I just like to eat that sweet tea.
That sweet tea is good. That you get that big cup, yeah. Mm.
No, actually, Alistair, because in Huna, which I studied and went through the whole process of becoming a kahuna, studied it independently and worked with some shamans in early 2000s, and everybody has what they call a coup. And their coup is their internal, their subconscious, or their superconscious. I think it might be their superconscious. And it has a name. And all you have to do is ask your coup what its name is, and you'll hear it. And my coup's name was Alistair, and I said, "Well, that's who this has to be. This has to be Alistair." Yeah.
Oh, man,
how do you ask it and when?
You just ask yourself. You just close your eyes and ask yourself, "Hey,
it kind of manifests."
Hey,
I think
coup, Ku.
K-U, hey, coup.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like your. It's not like your spirit guide, but it's like the internal sort of. It's the internal part of your superconscious.
There's other psyches inside of your own psyche that you don't even realize. It's
I realize. I got a lot of fucking voices in my head.
I'm telling you.
And you realize you can watch them too. You can monitor yourself having thoughts. That's when you know that you're not your thoughts.
Like I remember
I'm a big fan of simulation.
When I was a teen, I was like hanging out with like one of my most intense friends. We were both, let's say, we were in the spirit realm. I'll give you that level.
I was so lost as a teen.
And I looked at him and I said, and he was like he's a really like intense dude. And I said, what's wrong with you, Curtis? And his name wasn't Curtis. And when I said Curtis, his like eyes just got full of like intense fear. He was like, how do you know who Curtis is? Like Curtis was this like inner person, and I didn't recognize it until we were on this other plane, and I could just tell it changed him the moment I recognized that other being and like that other effect that maybe we're a culmination. Maybe our psyches are a culmination of many other past psyches. I don't know.
This human experience that you're saying that we're spiritual beings, just having this human experience. There is something to be said about that because there is some. It's weird being alive. It's weird being
connects.
A conscious human. Like
everything connects. Like people connect, and who knows on what level we connect. And on like if you believe in reincarnation or something else, what's to say that on the next level you don't become an amalgamation of other things, the people you connected with, the binding of these things throughout time. I know that's getting out there.
There's some great books on that. There's a great book called Journey of Souls by Dr. Michael Newton. Phenomenal book that explores past lives and different, because he was an atheist and didn't believe in any of that, and then he would hypnotize people and go through this hypnotherapy, and one person they was interviewing him and interviewing this person, and she was like, I've got this pain in my back and it's just always there. I can't. And so he goes through this process, it doesn't solve it, and then he goes, go to the moment that you got that pain. And because she was hypnotized, and she was like, "Looks like I'm on a battlefield. It's something weird." And then this guy, Michael Newton, was actually like a military buff, and he was like, "Oh, okay. So what does your uniform look like?" And she described the uniform, and he was like, "Whoa, that sounds like a French uniform, like a World War I French uniform, like in his mind." And she goes through all this different stuff, and then went out and then found out like there was this particular battle that happened in this place in France in World War I where they identified the captain who had died. So this person had died with a bayonet to the side or some shit, and he was like, "Whoa!" And then he just had he has like 3,000 to 5,000 different stories where he would interview people, and they would go and they'd be talking about their past lives. So I did a past life regression session one time because I thought it would be interesting to do.
You did?
I did. I was like, why not?
What happened? Did it work?
Well, it's like it's they're not asking you leading questions. Like you're I don't know if you're just coming up with these stories in your mind, the visualizations of the stories. But what was really cool it was a meditative process, really, where it's like at the time I was 36, and she was like, okay,
that's a good age.
You're at on a staircase. There's 36 steps on the staircase. We'll slowly walk down them. So we're going down, counting them down, and then age 12, and then she's like, okay, take a step off. And go to your home when you were age 12.
Oh, Jesus.
Walk through the door you would normally walk through that door. Walk through. Now go to your room. Walk in through your room. Look at the walls. Remember where you were at age 12.
Whoa.
And go through that process, and then get back. And you go through and you get back on the stairs.
I'm there.
And then, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like, all right, get back on. And then it was like, age 2 or something, right? Or age 3. It was age 12, then maybe age 7, and then age 2, and then boom, you're in the womb. Remember the moment your consciousness came into the womb. Now we're going to go back even farther. We're going to go back to the moment before you went into the womb, and you're going to see a light. Do you see that light? Is there a light? When you see the light, start walking into the light. You go through this tunnel, count to 10, and then then you're in this whole other, like, you literally, it's like I walk through this tunnel, it slowly gets brighter, and then boom. And then I'm like in this field, and it looks like I'm like 2,000 years ago. And she's like, it's like, look down at your feet.
There's no guarantee
you look
that
down
you're
at
going to
your
go
feet,
back. Okay.
And look down at your feet, and you're like, holy shit, I got some Jesus sandals on. And I had like some leather. Looked like it looked like I was like a Roman soldier or some gladiator or some shit.
Wow.
And dude, it was a trip. And then like we went through and saw a couple different lives. One of which I was a dude. One of which I wasn't a dude.
Whoa.
And one of which I was a pioneer, which was apparently my previous life before I came on this one. But I was like, I didn't manifest this shit. Maybe I did. It was just such a wild experience to go through a past life regression session just to kind of see, just because I'm an explorer, right? I love that shit. Like,
aren't we all deep down in our DNA as human beings explorers?
I think so.
That's why we're going to outer space.
Well, some of us are. Some of us are just lazy and just sit around the house and don't question.
But it's
shit.
in there.
Deep down.
It's in there. You just got to get it sparked.
Yeah, I would say this, everyone, is sometime if you want to really know yourself, go and find a Myers-Briggs personality test.
Oh, I did that.
Do a Myers-Briggs. I'm an ENTP. And once I realized that I'm an ENTP, which like I'm extroverted, I'm intuitive, thinking, and I'm perceptive, and I realized that, and then I did a search for other people who were ENTPs.
Oh, cool idea.
And I was like, holy shit, like Socrates was an ENTP apparently, and then like Leonardo da Vinci and like Robin Williams and like some of these other, I was like, holy shit. And then I realized, wow, General Mao, the Chinese communist, he was ENTP. Henry Kissinger was ENTP.
Oh, wow.
And like, it's like, whoa. So I have this like brilliant creative side, and I have this like dark side over here, like, whoa. And so I realized
yang, right?
that helped me step into my greatness and be like, all right, if these people who had my personality were able to succeed and do great things, then I think I must be here for a reason to do some great things. And so that's where that's the kind of bar you have to set for yourself. Is like, look, I'm here for a reason. I'm not just here to waste time. I don't play video games. I don't waste time watching lots of Netflix shit. Dude, I'm researching stuff, or I'm building and I'm working on something, or I'm creating content. That's what you do.
The E in that is extrovert, and I'm an I. I'm more of an introvert because I like to go inside. And but it's the same thing. It's like
I hate being an introvert. I want to be an extrovert. I see those extroverts. I'm like, God, I wish I had that.
But I'm so happy being an introvert because I don't have to.
I swing both ways. But I'm more introverted.
I don't like to have to dick around with the rest of the world. I get interested in something. You're the same way. I'm sure you both are. But like, I go deep into something, and I don't come out for a while. And when I do come out, I'm happy to share it and that. But yeah, the I, man, I just love learning. Like, one of the passions for me in life is just learning things constantly. Like, I can't.
That's why you're so good at fantasy football.
Yeah, that's right.
That's me too.
That's
because I get balls deep, and that just like
we're in the same we're in the same league, and every time you got to play the Land Sharks, it's going to be a day, right?
That's so funny. That's so funny because I used to love fantasy sports too. Like, I started playing that with pen and paper back in the 80s.
Oh shit!
We literally would have to go look at the freaking newspaper the next day.
Yeah.
But whenever we were playing, it's like I don't want to waste time diving into this sports shit. It's like, I like to watch sports. I mean, I like my Chiefs, I like the Royals, I like the Jayhawks, whatever. But I rarely ever will I watch a Royals game completely.
That's hard to do.
Ever watch a
You're at the
Jayhawks
game.
game.
Yeah,
I do watch football. I do love
Football's
Mahomes is
addictive.
fucking amazing. So I love watching Mahomes.
Yeah,
We finally got ourselves a fucking quarterback. So by God, actually in 2017,
Typical
2018,
Chiefs
I was
fan.
like
Listen to this
done. I was like,
fucking guy.
this fucking NFL is so done. I was like, wait, we finally got a quarterback? That's great.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You guys had Montana? Get out of here.
Well, we had him, but he had him for a couple years. Actually, what was funny was in 2012? 2012, when we were flying banners over Arrowhead, or there's the whole Save Our Chiefs movement. So
I don't know what that is.
you don't remember that. So you remember that? You gotta remember that, Dirk. It was basically
I don't.
2012?
In 2012 with Chiefs, yeah. I had sent out a tweet. I'm not much of a Kansas City Chiefs fan anymore. The yearly $30 million under the salary cap is BS. Greedy owners can FO. CC at NFL. And so I sent out a tweet about them, and then somebody at the Chiefs sent me a message back and said, at TW, it's your choice to be a fan. What do you say? It's your choice to be a fan. Something. CC, get a clue. And I was like, oh, damn, they just told me to get a clue. So I took a screenshot of it and I tweeted it out. And then like a whole group of people who were disgruntled about it, because the Chiefs were like 2-14 that year. So we wanted to get Pioli, the general manager, fired. Let's draft a first-round quarterback. And so there's a website, Chiefs Planet, and some organizers.
Was that a suck for luck year?
Similar, but there was not a good. Was
that not the year?
There was not. We ended up getting the number 1 draft pick overall, but we drafted a left tackle. There was not a good quarterback that year. So I was just pleased when we finally got ourselves a first-round quarterback, because I helped be part of that whole Save Our Chiefs, and we got funding, and we were flying airplanes over Arrowhead and flying banners. It's like, fire Pioli, bench Castle, draft a first-round quarterback, like, we deserve more, like all this shit. And then it was just hilarious. And then Clark Hunt owned it and went out and fucking got Andy Reid, and now we got a dynasty, dude. Like, seriously, we're gonna build on a dynasty. So I was excited about that, but it was such a crazy time, and but I love sports, but sports ball doesn't put a lot of money in my pocket, right? I enjoy watching it for a little bit, but some people get so caught up in their team that they want to fight opposing fans because they're so angry. Like the hooligans over in the UK.
Oh, that's a whole nother level.
Like if you go to like Liverpool, Manchester game
that's
or some shit.
That's like Raiders culture.
They got to separate the fan base. It's like, okay, you go over here and you're over here, because if not, somebody's going to die.
Someone's losing an eye at least.
You know what? There's a problem with that. That sports ball mentality is a problem. The problem is this.
There's a problem with that, but as humans, going way back to our ancestors, we're tribal.
I understand. We're very tribal, but here the problem is, it's that whole Roman thing of bread and circuses. You want to keep your people fat and fed, and you want them to be entertained. And so what happens is like we have this tribalism, and we think, oh, the Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. We just won the Super Bowl. We did it.
Right.
I did something in my life. Like, no, you didn't do fucking shit.
Well,
you had nothing to do about it except put more money in their pocket. It was fun to watch, but you didn't do shit.
Hold on. You know
what it does is it takes away a lot of people's drive, because like, yay, it's like having a big orgasm, and you're like, all right, I'm tired now. We did something great. You didn't do shit.
But how good was that orgasm?
It was a great.
It's been an orgasm that's been building for 50 years.
Well, hold on.
So that was pretty awesome.
Real quick. I will say, in the back of my head, I didn't say it. I almost did, because sometimes I call people out on this. Since you've gotten here and you've been talking about the Chiefs and blah, 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 you do refer to it as we.
Mm-hmm. Well, probably. It is tribal. But I'm one of the
like, oh, have we? Have we been on the field?
Yeah. It's an us thing, yes. Yeah. It's a Kansas City thing.
It's completely tribal. And the thing is that And I'm just identifying it. Is that
I know. I'm giving
we
you
feel
shit.
like we did something when in reality
He
we
obviously
didn't do shit.
He obviously represents because I mean
I wear a KC hat everywhere I go.
everywhere.
Everywhere. It's like one of my brand things. Like I'm wearing a Royals hat,
No,
I'm wearing a Chiefs hat.
that's
everywhere I
the
go.
thing with Kansas Cityans.
And it was before the World Series. You
And
know?
well, no, this has been as long as I've been a I consider myself a Kansas Cityan for about a 20-year. I'm a Kansas Cityan, but I've been here for about 20 years. But
You're
I'm
like an Army brat or something, right?
yeah. But I call this home. Like I'm a Kansas Cityan.
yeah, it's home.
And there is something about Kansas Cityans. If you go on vacation wherever you go, every Kansas Cityan looks like they just came back from a fucking Chiefs tailgate.
Right?
Right.
Everywhere you go,
You do
go
see
go
them.
to the airport.
You see them. They only got a Chiefs shirt
Go
on.
to an
or
airport
something
and
for sure.
anywhere in the country, and you can tell the people going back to Kansas City. It's like you see Chiefs.
I love it too because people call it out all the time. Like if I'm wearing a Chiefs hat or a Royals hat, and I have had great I've had a conversation with some. Where was I at? I think I was in.
Well, that's your tribe. I'm representing my tribe. What up, bitches? If you're from Kansas City,
Well,
hit
we're
me
lucky.
up.
We have good colors too. You know, we got like that deep blue, that deep red. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
thank God we're not like the Denver Broncos or
We're
like
Crips and Bloods.
or yeah.
I think I think I was in London one time. I think it was in London in 2018 or something. I was somewhere France. No, I was in France. I was at an event in France, speaking at an event.
Guy's a world traveler for sure, man.
Dope.
I've been to 50 countries so far. I've spoken in 40 countries around the world on different topics. But I was in a place and some dude was like, "Kansas City, huh?" No, but he's French. He goes, "Oh, Kansas City, huh? Oh, you've got the nice quarterback over there. That's that Mahomes guy." I was
Wow,
like, what?
nice.
That was nice. Like here in France, dude. That was crazy.
Oh,
How,
wow.
how do you say Mahomes in French? Mahomes?
Mahomes. This is Mahomes.
Mahomes.
This is Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, my home.
Ah, oh, this Mahomes guy you have. Very good, huh?
The Chief.
Nice.
La chef. That
Wow.
was good.
Yeah, I don't think I fully understand the scope of what you do and what you are.
I don't even think you said my name. I'm Travis Wright.
I just said Travis. That's
yeah?
all I
That
said.
was
Yeah,
good.
I
That was
said
nice.
your name is Travis, right?
That's true. That's true.
That's right.
I am Travis Wright. That's true.
That's funny. You probably get that a lot.
It happens. I'll say that is correct.
Yeah. So you do speaking and stuff. I just, like I said, Dirk. I know Dirk because I gamble with the motherfucker.
Yes, we do.
But he was telling me that you had a podcast, and clearly I have a podcast. He's like, "Oh, do you know him? You should check him out." So you got a pretty big podcast. You're a pretty big deal. Like, what exactly?
Medium deal.
Well,
Decent-
you know what I
decent
mean.
podcast, yeah.
Nobody's really
Appreciate
a
it.
big deal when he comes down to we're just all
We're all-
fucking people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know when you wake up in the morning, you take a shit just like everybody else.
He's like E.F. Hutton, man, when it comes to his podcast, I would say, yeah.
And you have a crypto.
Fellas, I don't know. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everyone.
you.
Only when I'm done, I make gold records.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I got a podcast called Bad Crypto. We've been
Okay.
doing that since 2017. We've worked our ass off. We've gotten officially the number is like 500 and something episodes, but really we've done about 100 and some odd additional different show versions, about 650 shows on that. Got another show called The Nifty Show, which is all about digital collectibles and NFTs. And
That's clever. NFT, nifty, I get it.
Nifty,
Yeah.
The Nifty Show. And actually, the Nifty Show is in the top 100 in Apple for technology, which is really hard to get a top 100 in technology. It's a big category. And Bad Crypto.
Is it a newer show?
Yeah,
Like,
we've
don't
done it
newer
about a
ones
year.
kinda
About a year.
blow
Done it for
up?
about a year now.
Wow.
Yeah, we've done 60 episodes of that one. And Bad Crypto is top 50 in business and top 25 in investing. So
Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate that,
That's
man. Thanks.
fucking cool.
Dude, you know what? My co-host Joel Comm, just hilarious, good dude. He's been in marketing for a long time. He's written 15 books, and together we like to say, we've written 16 books.
Right.
So you know,
What a gentleman.
yeah, we've written 16 books. It just sounds he's written 15 of them,
Right.
But I've written one. But it sounds better when we add them together. And together, we've done digital marketing. Like I was a global digital strategist at Symantec. I did for the antivirus Norton brand. Did that, and then created an agency.
Norton, you worked with Norton. That guy, isn't that the?
Not
no,
John McAfee.
I'm
that's
thinking
McAfee.
McAfee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've interviewed McAfee 5 times actually.
Oh,
on
really?
Bad Crypto, yeah. Can't interview him anymore because he's in jail.
right. That dude's,
He's in a Spanish jail right now.
were you friendly with him, or was it
Oh, dude,
just,
he's hilarious. Dude.
He is
I've
hilarious.
met him in person twice. We've hung out. We've smoked cigars. Good dude. I mean, it's a crypto world. Everybody in the crypto world is really kind of from the same ilk, except you
But
know,
he seemed
we
a
don't
little
all
great,
kill our neighbors because they shot our dog in Belize, right? We don't all do that.
That's
But-
right.
But he's a very interesting guy, and he parties harder than any motherfucker
I was gonna say,
know.
how many drugs
in
does
his,
that guy
in
do?
his 70s, dude? He's 75, and this dude, I don't even know. I don't even know what his daily regimen of drugs were, but he was always fucked up. And like one time he called me, he's like, "Trevor, it's nice to see you, Trevor." People. He closes his eyes, he's all fucked up, dude. And it's like, he's just a hilarious dude. Some people hate him, some people love him. But if you know the guy, you're just like, who the fuck is this guy? This is like a real life James Bond motherfucker. Like this guy travels around the world. Like, he was just like running like just from the IRS. Or all
He's
over the
running
fucking
from-
world.
Is that why he's in jail?
Yeah, because like he did some crypto stuff and then made big money in the cryptos and then didn't declare any of it.
And so he basically ran away with his own money, and they said, "You owe us the kitty," and he said, "I don't have it."
Who
And
did
they
he
threw
owe?
him
No,
in
he was
jail.
like it's all in trusts and stuff, and so
Okay.
I don't know. Dude.
Well,
These
I'm
guys
still
don't do-
trying to figure out how I can bury my crypto or knock it off the back of a boat or dog eats my wallet. I don't know. That's probably not even possible.
It's actually a legal way. The trick is to go to Puerto Rico, live there for at least 6 months, get the Act 60 deal they have, and you get 0% capital gains if you have a business you're set up there, and 4% income tax. So I'm actually in May. Actually, no. I moved there on April 22nd is when I moved, and I've been there a month, and I came back here to Kansas City for a week, and then I'm going back. Bought a house in Luquillo, Puerto Rico. Just beautiful, beautiful, pristine beach. It's the most, like literally the beach is protected because sea turtles have sex there. And so these hotels have wanted to buy this land for
But they
years,
can't.
since the 70s. This is the most, the beach is so beautiful and so untouched that when you walk on it, it's like walking in fresh snow.
Puerto Rico.
Your foot just goes, like
Really?
foot goes down like 5-6 inches.
It's like fresh powder
It's
on a
fresh
mountain.
powdered sand that hasn't been packed down by people.
I've only been on a beach in Michigan.
Really, dude, you got to get out, my man. As I
I
told you,
know.
dude, you and Dirk, you got an open invite to come
That's
out
crazy. I don't think I could afford it, but I'll try to
there. Dude,
save
round
up.
trip to go to Puerto Rico is like $500.
Yeah, that's
Dude, it's an American territory, man.
yeah. It's part of. It's gonna be the
All
next.
right.
It's gonna be the next state, man.
It'll be a
Like,
state
don't
eventually.
offer it to me because I will take
Dude,
you
I'm
up
telling
on
you,
it.
man. All cool people who I know can come out there. I got a couple.
You
spare
called me
bedrooms.
pretty cool, pretty
I wish
quick.
they
Well, you've
all
known
could
this
be
guy for
Puerto
years.
Rican.
He says you're cool. He's vouching.
I
for you.
am cool. I'm not gonna be whatever. I'm cool.
Hey, it's cool.
As far as
It's cool. It's cool
I'm
to be who you.
respectable.
It's cool to be who you,
You know
are.
what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'll respect people's shit.
Yeah,
no,
man.
you're a genuine guy, and that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it's so crazy is this place. It's like if this house would be probably a $5 million house or more in California, but there it's less than $500,000. It's got a pool and like full solar powered, like it's got all these fruit plants and trees and shit.
That's
like,
what excites me.
Dude, I've
As
seen.
stupid
I
as that-
saw the picture of it, and I was impressed. I was like, it was this giant concrete. Like when you think of quality homes, a concrete giant square modern place with a badass fucking pool right next to it, and you're just going in right on the beach, and I was just blown away. I was like, and you got this for about the same price as a nice house in Kansas City.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my thought is that because I had a couple wins on crypto this year, and I was like, and it all happened in this year. Last year sucked ass, but this year, starting in January, I picked a good winner, and it worked out pretty well. And I was like, I'm probably going to end up paying this in capital gains taxes if I stay in America, or I can go move to Puerto Rico when I pull some of that money out, which I moved to Puerto Rico, and then pull that money out to help buy the house.
You make so much money, you have to move to a different.
Just this year. Most
Country,
other years have
just,
sucked complete
Yeah,
ass.
when Bitcoin went from 3,800 to 65,000, it kind of helped some portfolios. Is that
Okay.
that's about right? Is that what it did over the last year? About
Well, in March of last year, it did hit a low about 3,800, and then it marched. But the thing is that 2018 and 2019 were so shitty because after the thing crashed, it was just like a slow downward turn. Like it hit nicely in 2017, right near the end, and then it was at an all-time high in January of 2018. But
was
then
that about
the market,
17,000, 19,000?
well, the marketplace, it got it to about 20,000, but 19 something. But the market, it did this. It was at the total crypto market cap was like $840 billion. And then like 2 weeks later, it was like 300 billion. Like it lost like quick, like gone. And it's like, oh, then it had a little bit of a blip, and then boom. And then it hung out under 200 million market cap to under 250 million market cap for like fucking year and a half. And then so there's like no sponsors coming onto the podcast
Right.
or few, right? And it was just like, oh man. So like my reserves, I was like, oh shit, come on, I gotta have some wins here. It's just staying alive. Ha ha ha. Let's go. and then in 2020, it was like, oh shit. And then crypto crashed. And I was like, I sold some of my Bitcoin right there. I was like, oh man, this is going down. And then immediately it just fucking skyrocketed back up. And I was like, damn it. I was like, my timing on trades are normally pretty bad. That's why I always tell people it's not financial advice, but we're educating people. We're interviewing some of the top people in the space. It's really hard to predict the stuff, right? But every once in a while, you can see a good project and go, oh, this is a really good one. I know it's going to be a good one. I'm going to let this one ride.
As far as crypto goes?
I'll just let them ride.
How do you, what makes it, is it just the name? Because, what drives crypto? I mean, Bitcoin's like an OG.
I think a lot of people don't know what crypto is, and that's part of the
problem. A lot of people, especially the older you are. Like, I have an idea of it. I
don't think it matters your age, honestly. I think a lot of people just simply don't know what it is. They just know it's like some kind of digital currency, and that's about all they know. And I'm a noob. Travis is OG, in my opinion. I'm sure he would beg to differ.
They say this. They say this is that if you've been through one complete Bitcoin, he's awesome. If you've been through one complete Bitcoin cycle, the start before the run up, the bull run, and then the bear winter. Like if you've been through one of those, which I went through one of those in 2017, 2018. Actually, in 2010, I actually found Bitcoin on a Slashdot article, and I mined some Bitcoin on a shitty laptop that I had.
Oh, cool!
And it made my computer die eventually.
Oh shit!
I mined a block of Bitcoin. I got 50 Bitcoin, and then I went to a website that was a faucet where I got 5 Bitcoin for free.
That'd be worth $250,000 today, by the way.
It'd be actually more than that.
Oh no,
way more
50 times.
I love the Bitcoin.
I'm sorry.
Math.
Yeah, I'm off by a magnitude there.
Yeah, you're off by magnitude. But the thing is that my computer ended up crashing, and so I ended up getting it to work enough to get my photos off and some of my important files. But I forgot all about the fucking Bitcoin because it wasn't worth anything.
You didn't have like a Bitcoin wallet or something.
Well, I had a Bitcoin wallet, but my computer crashed, and I got all my important stuff off, and trashed the computer because it was a shitty computer. Never got the Bitcoin off of there, so it's like 55 Bitcoin.
So is there theoretically a computer in a landfill right now?
There's a computer.
A shitload of Bitcoins on it.
There's a computer in the Lee Summit landfill
worth $2 million.
Has 55 Bitcoin on it.
Wow!
And the Bitcoin's worth about $40,000 right now times 55. That's $2.2 million. Yeah.
Does that eat at you?
It used to, until I had another couple wins, and then I was like, all right, well, that's good. I got that back.
It is what it is.
But it's still...
I have a Bitcoin wallet. Someone gave me $5 worth of Bitcoin 3 years ago.
Nice.
How much is that worth?
Well, it depends on when. 3 years ago.
A lot more than $5.
It's probably.
But I don't have my password. I can't get on it, so I can't.
It's
get
probably
to it.
not more than $100.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. I've lost it, but it's no big deal. Whatever.
But like $100, but I've lost 2.2 million.
I'm not worried about it. I was just kind of curious.
I was just curious, like, should I be able to just to write that off as like a future tax? Like, I lost these Bitcoins.
I think
they were worth $1 then, but now they're worth a lot.
Well, I think a lot of people are scared of Bitcoin because they're like, well, it's worth.
It's so volatile.
It's worth $50,000 now. It's worth 30. And then it was 60, and then Elon Musk comes on SNL and it's like peak Bitcoin, and then it crashes and all this stuff.
I don't think it was because of SNL. I think it was because he made a tweet, wasn't it?
There
was a couple tweets, and then he made another tweet recently.
Tesla said they're no longer going to accept Bitcoin because of the power consumption.
But before that, he made another one that made Bitcoin go up.
I just gotta say, Elon Musk, just shut the fuck up. How about
really?
that? How about
he's
just
not
shut the
popular.
Fuck up?
He's not a popular guy right now.
He was, and then it's like, dude, it's like, when you're that big of a whale, and you're like the richest guy in the world, and you can literally manipulate markets like that, he can fart and the market will do whatever he says. That's too much power. Just be quiet about it. You like Bitcoin? You like crypto? Great. No, shut up. No, because you're manipulating the market in some ways, and it spooks the noobs.
Do you think
the market? Actually, there was some big manipulation in China.
Do you think? I mean, obviously,
couple weeks.
He's one of the smartest human beings in many generations. I would probably argue. So obviously he knows that he has an influence on it.
Oh, he knows it. He uses it. He has fun with it.
Do you think he does it
I think
purposely? Do you think he's having fun, or do you think he's doing it financially?
I think
Absolutely.
the SEC is going to start sniffing at him and start giving him a hard time. If he's out there blatantly,
don't fuck with him.
Yeah.
You can't fuck with a mind like that. He's putting
they're not
people.
gonna-
He's trying to put people on Mars. He's
well, I'm
giving
just
us
saying
Teslas.
that's why it's like they're going to be like,
building-
dude, you need to be quiet. You don't need to not be manipulating the market.
I bet
he's
he's got the SEC in his back pocket.
think?
Really, I don't know. Maybe that's just
all
me,
they got to
but-
do is say, "Whoop, we're not giving you your subsidies now, Tesla."
But you know, like it or not, he is kind of the figurehead of crypto now. He's somewhat of a spokesman
for
like,
now, right?
For now, for now. But
Yeah, for this hype cycle.
But it's not. But it's probably not a fair analysis of the actual market. It doesn't take into account all of the real work that's gone into the entire economy of it. Like I always say, so Bitcoin is a currency, but there's so much more going on inside of crypto now that it is
with all the different cryptos like Dogecoin or whatever.
All of the different types, the altcoins, I guess we'll call them. You know,
Okay.
most people know Ethereum and maybe Ethereum, and they know Bitcoin, but there's hundreds of other great coins out there that do different things. Ethereum is totally different than Bitcoin in that it's got some logistics behind it. You can actually create. So some people who've like maybe downloaded music on a torrent before, they realize they're pulling these torrents down from hundreds, maybe thousands of different people in little bits and pieces, and it all comes together and makes a song file on your hard drive, right?
That's how that works. I don't know.
It's like if you download a song, usually it's coming from lots of little different pieces, all little like you remember, like maybe if you go back,
he pulled his wizard out just so he could admire it for a little bit.
If you go back and you remember, like
Like Dirk's talking, I'm gonna look at my wizard.
He loves it.
Well, anyway, so yeah, you pull all these things together. Crypto is evolving past just a piece of currency. It's evolving into you can put computer programming into some of these platforms now, so you can make applications that build on these. You can make contracts.
These smart contracts.
So instead of downloading songs, now aggregates of people can put their money in. It's called staking, and you can earn, like I'm earning 12% interest. And like I said, I've been in this for months, not years. And I'm making 12% just by buying this coin that can go up or down. But then I stake that coin, and I'm earning 12% on that coin because I'm also a banker. And along with all of the other people who
And you're just a smart guy reading on the internet, learning how to do this, like how
there's just YouTube this shit, man. It's like,
but I mean, it takes a special person to like.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Everybody can be their own. Do you have a smartphone?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well then what the hell?
I mean, to think like that and to get to that mindset to start thinking how I'm going to turn money into percentage more for me.
Ryan, I literally just did this months ago. I mean, 6 months ago.
But what got you to that point?
Curiosity and general knowledge. I think I've kind of built up into it. But
And you get getting tired of me talking about all this crypto
get
shit.
this stuff, man. Get this.
What the fuck you doing, dude? You're
I
smart.
think, no, we're still in the beginning stages. Like we are still at.
It's not too late.
It's
definitely not too late.
It's the birth.
Think about it like this. Think about.
I thought the birth was years ago.
Okay,
Like
it's
because I've known about.
It's
Listen about this.
infantile.
Think about this. How much money is there on Earth? Was it something like what? Something like
What's money?
1 point something quadrillion.
Quadrillions.
Something
What's
ridiculous?
money? I don't even know what money
Okay.
is. Gold, silver, like what is oil? What's money?
Money is something that can be used in exchange for value, right? It's something that you can exchange it as a medium of exchange, right? Money back in the day was cowrie shells. Like they were like, here, you take these shells, and I'm going to pay you for this chicken.
Now
right?
it's 9mm bullets. You know,
9mm bullets can be
Yeah,
money.
they go high. Yeah, bullets.
Money is not based on gold. Money is printed out of thin air. There's nothing. It's not backed by anything except
Now it
government
is,
say
right?
so.
Right?
Yeah,
now.
1973.
But it's theoretically supposed to be
19
backed by gold, right?
No, well, 1973, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard.
Fuck
the Bretton
Nixon.
Woods.
Nixon
Well,
was horrible, right?
Dude, it was the
Sweeping
international
drug act.
He was a
sweeping
politician.
psychedelic
It's
drug
It's the
act.
international bankers that have done this shit, dude, and they built this system to make money out of thin air. Mayor M. Shell Rothschild said this: "I don't care who makes the rules in a country, whoever prints the money makes the real rules." Right? He said something along those lines. It was not exactly,
Okay,
but that's it.
similar to it's not who's counting. It's who's not voting. It's who's counting the votes.
Very similar to that sort of principle, right? So I don't care who makes the rules, who's in charge of the money. If I'm in charge of the money,
Follow the money.
I make the fucking rules, right? And this goes back to the story with Napoleon back in the day. What Mayer Amschel Rothschild did in the 1700s, he was a goldsmith, and he was working with the King of France. And the King of France gave him X amount of gold to pay his soldiers that were all over dispersed. Well, instead of paying his soldiers, he basically took that money, embezzled that money, and then the revolution happened. The king was off, so now Mayer Amschel Rothschild has like $3 million worth of gold. Well, he has 5 sons, and he sets up 5 banks all across Europe. He sets up the Bank of London, sets up the bank in Paris, sets up a Bank of Rome,
This
bank
is
in
the
Naples.
Rothschild story?
The Rothschild story, yeah. And Nathan Rothschild ran the Bank of London. Well, when Napoleon lost to Russia, right, in 1803 or whatever it was, whatever it was, well, they had a messenger come back overnight, kind of handed off to another one, and just ran overnight and came back.
The Pony Express.
To Nathan Rothschild. Napoleon lost. Oh, shit. So the news comes out, Napoleon won. Napoleon beat freaking Russia. And the stock market tanks. So the Rothschilds take all their fucking money, buy everything at 3 pennies on the dollar.
Insider trading?
Insider trading in the biggest scheme ever. And then the news comes back, Napoleon actually lost, the stock market skyrockets, and the Rothschilds ended up essentially owning everything. And since then, they were able to fund both sides of a war. They say, oh, we're going to fund this one, but oh, you're over here, we're going to delay your shipment of weapons. Oh, and now you won, but now you both owe us because your countries are destroyed, and now you need to borrow money from us plus interest.
That's like Sun Tzu, The Art of War. You don't care about the battle, the two armies doing battle. You step in after the battle because then it's much easier to take command of the situation.
That's why war's so profitable. War's always been profitable, and that's really still where we are today. But it's because this money is printed out of thin air. It's backed by fucking nothing, and now we have money that's backed by algorithms and math. It's deflationary in nature. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin.
Really? You can't keep mining?
You can't keep making new Bitcoin.
Okay.
They can keep mining it until it's completely done. And right now there's like 18 plus million that's been mined. There's only 3 more million left.
How do they know there's only 21 million Bitcoin?
Because that's what's built into the code.
It's
you
in
can
the rule.
You can read the code. You know exactly what's going to happen. Every 10 minutes, a new block of Bitcoin is mined.
The manifesto is public, but the blockchain is cryptographically sealed.
Transparent. You can see it, and everybody has a copy of the ledger. And so if I see this address has a Bitcoin and a half in it, and then you're trying to send me 2 Bitcoin and you only have a Bitcoin and a half, you can't do that. Or you can't send me that 1 Bitcoin and try to send another Bitcoin to him because you only have a Bitcoin and a half. So the network is self-policing. And it says, nope, they don't have that. We can see the record of every transaction since the beginning of time. This address does not have that money. What happened was Bitcoin solved the double spend problem. Like if I can send you an MP3, I can send him that same MP3. It just duplicates it. You cannot do that with digital currency. That money double spend problem was solved. And the fact that there's only 21 million, it means it's deflationary. With the dollar, they fucking print them and print them and print them. They turn on the printer goes burr, and they just turn it on and turn it on. There's more money in existence now than ever in the history of mankind.
Right.
There's Bitcoin, there's only going to be 21, so the price is going to keep going up.
There's a limited scarcity. That boils down to scarcity. I mean,
okay.
You know that next year the United States government will print another whatever billions they need to fund the deficits, to fund
trillions.
The trillions. Yeah, exactly.
And they're still going to raise taxes. If they can just print money out of thin air, why would they want to be assholes and raise taxes?
Yeah. So eventually,
it's kind of like a dick move.
That's
so
special interest.
That's the argument for why the value rises against the dollar over time. But then you go back to this idea of gambling, and it's like, okay, so like couple weeks ago, like a month ago, we'll say, Bitcoin is worth $65,000. Like I said earlier, it ran from 3,800 roughly a year roughly ago to $65,000. So people who
went from 3,800 to
$65,000 in a year
per coin, per
coin. And now in the last month alone, it dropped back down to $30,000 just probably in the last week or two.
But still, it went from 3,800 to 30,000.
Hey, that's great for the people. That's great for the people who were smart enough to buy it.
There's poker players, online poker players.
But it really sucked for people who were like, "All right, I'm getting in right here at the top,"
and they lost 30K per
and then
coin.
lost
they
50%.
lost 30K if they sold.
If they sold,
right?
But you got to hold fast.
Hold on,
right?
you got to have these diamond hands.
So if you were asking like you're saying like, "Oh man, this shit's too complex for me to get into." No, it's not. Like it's getting easier every day. Like there was a public offering. I don't think it was an IPO actually. But it went on the stock market. Coinbase is the most easy way for people. Like you log in, you give them some basic, like you take a picture on your phone of your driver's license. They know who you are, and then you can instantly like connect your shit to your bank to the account, and you're buying it in a heartbeat. You're like
what, Bitcoin or trading?
All of the above. Like you can trade. You can
just start trading on your phone.
Yeah, absolutely. But one of
Is
the
it
lessons.
dangerous?
Yeah, it can. Absolutely dangerous. It's addictive, but it's gambling in a sense. But
Maybe
it's,
set up. Maybe for you
but
guys
it's also-
listening, set up like a separate bank account, gesture gambling.
yeah. Don't put your rent
Quote,
money.
unquote,
Do not put your
gambling.
rent money in
Here's
there.
what you do: is you only invest money that you could literally take and set it on fire and it not destroy your life.
So let me
Right. So don't go out
Like
there
gambling.
Just like gambling. But the thing is that if you play your cards right and just are consistent about it, like if you just put $25, $50 a week, automatically pulling out of your bank account, just buy Bitcoin, just don't even think about it. Over time, 10 years from now, you're going to be so fucking happy that you did that because you're going to have a ridiculous amount of money. Bitcoin's going to hit $500,000 a coin someday. And it's not because Bitcoin is going to become so valuable that's $500,000. It's because the U.S. dollar is going to go through hyperinflation. And it's going to be ridiculous. We're already seeing it with the price of lumber, the price of gas, and the price of meat. If you've seen like week over week, the price of meat at a grocery store is starting to skyrocket.
Right.
The price of gas is starting to skyrocket. Lumber is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other commodities that are exploding as well. And that's why Bitcoin will eventually be worth $500,000, eventually worth $1 million per coin. And guess what? You don't have to have a whole coin. There's 8
Fractions
decimal
of coins,
points. There's
right.
fractions of it.
0.00 something. Yeah.
Point zero
Like I said, I have
zero
$5
zero
of it. It was
zero
like
zero
point-
zero
yeah.
zero one.
It
That's
still
called a
spins the
Satoshi.
same though.
Yep.
It's still So just
Okay, but
anecdotally.
Okay.
So I like I said, I've really just kind of aping being a kind of a term, a Reddit term or whatever. But
What does that mean? Like a monkey?
You're going in.
Yeah.
I'm throwing in monies on this one.
in poker parlance, it means I'm all in.
Okay.
Kinda, okay. So you're pushing a fat piece of your stack in, right?
Okay.
So like I got in a couple of months ago, and the price had dropped maybe from 65 to like 55 to 50, and I'm like thinking, okay, this thing's dropped 10, 15, 20%. Not a bad time to start taking a look at it. At the time. Little did I know at the time, it's like, oh, this is going to go down to 30 from 55. So you still got almost half a
That's
loss
a
there.
lot.
And I'm thinking, okay, so I've got, let's say, I'll just use a random number. I got $1,000.
Perfect.
And I want to say, okay, I got $1,000. How do I get started in this?
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, so now that I've seen it drop, and don't take it for granted that we're at a bottom, because even if it drops 50%, it doesn't mean it can't go down to from 30 to 25 to 20, but you feel pretty good once it's gone from 65 to 30.
Yeah.
It's like
I would say this.
maybe
I would say this.
Okay,
go for it.
yeah. So you're there. It's like I don't want to it's like a stock market. If you get in at the top, you don't want to ape in all at once. You don't throw your $1,000 at the market at that time. You say, I'm going to put 100, maybe $200 in this now.
Diversify.
And see, and wait, and just give it a couple more weeks. Like Travis was saying, he's like, just a little bit of a paycheck. But even if you've got a stack of cash, maybe now's a good time to put a bigger piece in because it's dropped a lot. But if you're listening to this podcast 6 months from now, 3 weeks from now, and it's gone back up to 65, 80,000, who knows? You don't want to throw all your wad in at once. You take a percentage of it, and you say, you have to have some kind of discipline, because it's also a better word for gambling in this market is investing or trading. And that's really what a lot of people are doing. And that's what I'm doing. I didn't throw all my money in it at 55. I kept buying on the way down.
Couple $100 here, wait for a few days, a couple more $100
So
or whatever.
I was still buying. How many people were calling you with fear a couple days ago? How many people were talking to you about their fear a couple days ago?
I think probably just about 20 some odd people are like, what should I buy? Should I get out? Should I buy? What should I do?
How many people told you they were just going in?
A few said they were going in. And I was going to say this, is that if you look at what happened in 2017 with the market, where it went from, 2,000 up to quickly to 5,000, then to 10,000, and then to 20,000, and then blah, 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 and tanked. It looks like what happened was it didn't just go straight up from 2,000 to 20,000. It went up 2,000 to 5,000 to 10,000. Back down to 3,000, 4,000, and then back up. And so it looks like that's what we've just gone through. If you look at the time and the charts of, say, late fall 2017,
it's like an EKG.
It is. And if you look at this one, when we went from 60 and then down to 50 and then down to 30 and then back up to 42, and then now we're sitting at around 38, something like that with the timestamp right now. It looks like
March 25th.
Shortly thereafter,
It is March 25th.
May 25th. Actually, we don't want to.
May 25th. That too.
May 25th.
May 25th is not a bad time to get into this market.
I think this run's going to go until sometimes in like September or October, as it looks like probably that would be when the end of this cycle should be. But you don't never know. You really don't, because there's could be different contributing factors of maybe there's some ridiculous FUD that happens, or some SEC tries to crack down on something, or there's some unknowns that happen. But it looks like that this thing will rebound and Bitcoin will pop up over 100 grand, and it looks like Ethereum will pop up over 10 grand. I wouldn't be surprised if Binance BNB doesn't pop up over 1,500. I wouldn't be surprised if Polkadot pops up over 100.
Why are there so many of them?
Well, these are different ecosystems, right? I like to invest in the projects that build the highways that other people build on, right?
Okay.
And so there's a lot of projects. There's a lot of projects built on Binance chain. Binance is one of the biggest exchanges in the world, and but it's kind of centralized and it's kind of Chinese centric. But I think the CEO and the team is doing a phenomenal job. But their BNB token is pretty solid. Ethereum is just all of decentralized finance happens on that. A lot of the NFT stuff happens on that. There's a lot of different ERC20 tokens that are built on Ethereum. So those are the highways. And so I like to invest in the highways and the platforms that others are going to build on, especially when those ecosystems start looking like they're thriving. There's another one, Kusama, Solana. Do some research on those. I would say that if you just, said, all right, I'm going to put a little bit in Bitcoin, put a little bit in Ethereum, a little bit in BNB, a little bit in
So it's not all really Bitcoin, because I think a lot of that's the big sexy one. Everybody knows Bitcoin.
Yeah. Bitcoin's not going to 100x again.
Yeah, and I think what Travis is talking about.
But maybe another one will. Another one probably will.
Some
And I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
Some of them will 200x. Some of them will 2,000x.
And is that the game, trying to figure out, is it
That's
Doge,
the gambling.
is it Ethereum?
That's the fun part of it, dude.
Okay.
Dude, I was aping in some shit last night, Dirk.
Were you?
On Binance Smart Chain. Oh, yeah, I went on Polkadot.
You gotta text me that shit when you're doing that, man. I'm on in.
You need to get on some of these groups that we're in on Telegram. It's just funny. It's like there's this app called PooCoin. PooCoin, because if it's not Bitcoin, it's a shit coin. So there's this app called PooCoin.app, and it keeps track of all of the charts on the Binance Smart Chain. And dude, I found this one coin that popped out, and the total market cap, it just launched. It was like $29,000. And so I was like, I'm going to put in a couple BNB. Next thing I know, it was $180,000.
Nice.
Well, so
and I woke up today as 115. But it went down. It's like, oh, look at this go. I did one a couple weeks ago. This test token. It's called donotbuythistoken.com. It's the test token. And they just crack all these jokes up about it.
Don't steal this book.
Kind of a thing, yeah. And I put in about $315. And that's worth about $26,000. For as I bought in.
But who's going to buy that from you?
No, you just swap it out on PancakeSwap. You basically take it and convert it back.
PancakeSwap?
Dude, there's a whole ecosystem of shit you don't know, dude. There's a whole lot of stuff going on that you got to learn about, my man.
But how many people are in? Like, is it millions of people that have just figured out how to get in?
He's staking syrup on PancakeSwap.
And earning cake.
Earning cake, yeah, and I probably said that wrong because I'm not as deep as he is. In fact,
it's fun. I love Binance Smart Chain. It's so easy. Basically, it's like I have my BNB tokens, which are the Binance tokens, and then I just say I want to swap them over. So basically, you can circumvent going to an exchange.
All your money's involved in this?
Most of my money's in crypto. I got some money in the stock market, but I would say most of it's.
But like your bank account, like you want to buy this wizard. Where's that money? Is that's
that,
U.S. dollars? Like how are you getting your USD?
What I did was I have a Coinbase account. And I send I convert whatever crypto to a USDC.
Okay.
USDC is like a stable coin. It's always pegged to $1, so it's always worth $1. And so I will send USDC to Coinbase, and then I will convert that and sell it and turn it into USD and send that to my bank account, withdraw it to my bank account. And if you do a USDC on Coinbase, they don't take any Coinbase fees.
Oh, nice.
So that's the best thing if you want to use like a Uniswap or use a PancakeSwap, and you're converting some crypto into USDC.
Dude, this is why
people are like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
It's
like
so deep.
These stable coins. There's so many different things you got to learn about. It's fun, but guess this: everybody has a smartphone. These crypto's not going away, folks. Paper money's going away.
Well, I do want to touch on that. I do have a question. I've subscribed to different theory. Like I said, I joked around about simulation theory. I really like that a lot. But disregarding that, if you just look at the history of Earth and the world, we have things like supervolcanoes. We have things like meteors we have things like solar flares.
Right.
And not that you should be completely fear-based and even worry about something like that. But is that a concern? Is that something to even think about? What if a solar flare comes and wipes out all of this? Then all of your money is...
In theory, but I'm hedging my bet with. I bought lots of gold and silver in 2011.
Like physical gold and silver, or is that like on your, or is that on your phone? Like, do you have?
Dude, let me tell you that if you fucking are buying paper gold and silver and leaving it on your phone, you're a fucking idiot. Because gold and silver is the most.
But like, you got bricks?
Stop. The most manipulated money on earth is gold and silver. For every 1 ounce of gold. Physical gold, there's 525 times fake paper gold that they trade on COMEX. And so they keep trading this paper fucking gold that's not even gold. The price of gold should be 520 times the price it is right now. Silver is about, for every 1 ounce of physical silver, there's like 250 fake ounces of paper silver.
Wow.
True.
Yeah, it's serious manipulation.
So that's what I'm saying. Do you have physical?
Dude, I'm like a pirate, matey.
Okay,
Yarg.
nice. How do you get that? How do you get?
Dude,
how can I go get gold?
Okay,
there's coin shops all around.
Let me point that out real quick. So, like right now on the COMEX is the market, the official like United States market for silver. You can look at the COMEX right now, and it says, oh, silver's worth $27.50, and it has been worth in a range of that for $18 to $27 for 10, 15 years. If you go actually try to buy it right now, you can't find it for under $40 on the largest exchanges in the world. It's still $42, $43. You have to actually pay this VIG to get the difference. You got to definitely get into it for that. So you're absolutely able to silver, gold. By historical standards. That is what I would call money. Like, right. I define a difference between money and currency. Currency. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Money is something that it's kind of an insurance policy against your time and work. A dollar, I guess, over the last 50 years could be considered money. Everything else that surrounds that is currency because it all trades against it. It's sojourn is the term where it means like it is the apex of what everything else trades against. So the dollar, everything basically around the world, starting in, as he was saying earlier with Nixon, it went from the gold standard to the petroleum standard. And that's why Saudi Arabia and these countries got so influential in the world, is because the control of the money supply around the world went to oil-based dollars rather than gold-based backings. And that was the first time that ever happened in history, because throughout the course of history for thousands of years before
what about
that,
salt? Wasn't there a time when salt
maybe salt was the thing. Yeah, I think you're right. Back in biblical times,
I would add this:
the great salt wars.
Well, the dollar became the world reserve currency, right? And there's been other reserve currencies, right? The pound, the British sterling pound was the world reserve currency.
Yeah, it trades every couple hundred years.
It trends about
makes sense.
It's like every
time a dynasty
between 80 to
crashes.
90 years. Yeah,
absolutely. As he said earlier, the winners make the rules.
Yeah.
Portugal had one, and Spain was the world reserve currency, and then somebody
Cortez,
was it before the sterling. Yeah, it's like
when did this start?
That's the problem. Is that, and he just touched on it. Dirk just touched on it. Is that for somebody in the world, if they want to buy oil, they first have to buy it with dollars. So they have to take their currency, buy dollars, and then use those dollars to buy
and convert
oil.
it into oil.
Yeah. You want to drive.
And it's not like you're going to have barrels of oil in your garage.
Mm-hmm. Well, China and Russia are no longer doing that. They're buying it with yuans and they're buying with rubles. And guess what? That pisses off the world economic system, right? And so
we started many wars because of that.
It is. There's a lot of wars that go around oil.
The Gulf War, I believe, was started over that.
Well, you know what's crazy about that? Oh, back to the Bushes. Is that whenever the Bush family got their 4 offshore oil rigs, one was off the coast of Cuba, one was off the coast of Saudi Arabia, I believe, but 2 were off the coast of Kuwait. And they just kept gaining more and more. So that first Gulf War was all about Bush oil. And people would say, oh, no, it was about this, and Saddam Hussein was hurting the Kurds. And No, it was because Saddam Hussein started setting fires to these oil rigs.
That's right.
And really fucking with some of the global power players' dollars, and they said, we're going after you. We're taking you down. Which
is that a good thing?
They kind of took him down and just left him there. It was kind of weird.
Is that a good thing, though, to kind of police and be like, this is for the betterment of the world's marketplace?
Well, it's because it's on manipulation, because the Bush family was given these offshore oil rigs that they didn't earn. They were
How
just
much
given
money's too much? Like, what do you think drives these people like that? Like, it's
Yeah.
like the Rothschilds.
I
Like,
think it's control.
It's power.
But controlling what though? Like, what are they like?
People,
why?
other people.
But why? Is that just like a personality trait? They have to
Yes.
control it.
It's a little bit psychotic. It's a sociopathic a little bit, right? Where it's like you got
Psychosocio-
so much
narcissistic.
God complex,
That's true.
narcissistic.
But think about this: is that you've had ancestors who have made so much fucking money that you're kind of competing against ghosts, right? You're like, oh, well, look what they did in
Ego.
our lineage. Big time ego, and it's just a control mechanism.
Why is there not,
notice about and think about politicians? Very rarely do you have altruistic politicians.
very few.
Very
I
rare,
can't
'cause they
come
won't-
up with
they won't-
any.
They won't run because they're not trying to control other people, right?
Yeah.
Most people are very
You
greedy.
don't want. Yeah, a politician who wants to be a politician is not a politician I want.
Right, most of the time. That's why I
Nicely
think it
said.
should be like a jury system where you're like, you know what, you're an upstanding member of society. Here are a bunch of these, and now you've been nominated, and one of these people, you're going to go serve your 2 years.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, I'd like to see you be a president.
Yeah, it's
Your
like
vice president can be The Rock.
there you go. Well, it's plutocracy versus what used to exist. I would say back in the revolutionary times where it was a service. You know, and
it was a service back in the day. Now it's an oligarchy. It's
It's been an oligarchy for
a long
while.
time.
Yeah.
Well, it is. And think about it like
And that's
this
what
too.
it is. That's what it is.
Think
It's-
about humanity for a change. For go back in time. It's like it took people so long to wrestle power away from the church and the king, and now the bankers have it, right? And so for all these millennia, for just hundreds and hundreds of years, the people were serfs, they were slaves to the kings, to the lords, and we all bowed down to the church. Well, now those guys aren't in charge anymore. It's the bankers who are in charge, those who are printing the money. and so that system is broken because we have these corrupt people who are in charge of it. That's why cryptocurrency is so important, because it can free us from this authoritarian, technocratic dystopia that they're leading us towards.
They don't want that.
Where they censor every fucking thing, where they tell us what they want us to believe. If they don't like what you have to say, they're going to cancel you. Big tech's going to work in collusion to
If they
eliminate
listen to the
certain points
first
of view.
30 minutes of this podcast, we're all getting canceled. We're talking about fat chicks and how pretty they are. You're not supposed to talk about that.
not PC,
You're not
brother.
supposed to talk
Not
about how they're too
PC.
thick. They're too thick for the dick.
Too
That's
thick
not
for
PC.
the dick, baby. And like I said before we put the mics on, you can't cancel me, bitch.
Can't cancel me.
Nah, man, that
Yeah.
just serves to make you more real.
People needs to be more real, man. There's so much fake shit going on, and everybody getting offended at everything. And then we're all divided, pointing our fingers at each other. When we need to realize that collectively we are all in the war of our lives against these egotistical psychopaths who are running things.
Yes.
And we can't wrestle power away because we're so blinded by left versus right, black versus white, men versus women, fucking
Identity politics.
bullshit, right? And it's like
I
everybody.
can't stand it. I fight hard against identity
Politics of division.
I've lost so many friends
Right.
on Facebook or whatever because of their identity politics. Like they just
I'm like, look, if you aren't woke by now, if you don't see it, I am no longer in the business of waking up sheep. I am now in the business of waking up and chatting with other lions.
yeah.
This is what time it is now, folks. The time I've been waking up sheep for 20 years. I've been fighting that
A lot of
battle.
sheep are comfortable.
A lot of sheep are very happy.
And they want to be a sheep. I don't need to be a lion. I don't need to
I don't
understand
wanna
who the
know
wolves
about
are.
it.
I'm fine.
I don't care about it. I don't think. You know what? The media, CNN says it. MSNBC says it.
I don't
They all
understand.
say it, and so it must be true. And the thing is, the KGB did this thing back.
Where do
in-
you get your information from? The internet?
KGB did this shit in the 1960s. And they said if you pound
Yes.
people with fear-based thoughts over the course of just 2 months and keep repeating this fear-based shit from all different messages, they will get to the point where they will not believe any other alternative other than the fear-based propaganda that you've implanted into them. So what has this COVID thing taught us, if anything?
Jesus.
Right? I mean, here we are, and we're getting. It's like here's this, COVID that they're now saying, oh yeah, it was created in a Wuhan lab.
I've called it on the podcast over a year ago that it was
funded by the NIH through Discovery through Fauci.
funded by Fauci.
Yeah. Well, and then so here we have this thing, and now they shut down the economy, and they make us wear these masks, and then most people
First they lie about the masks.
if you are over
Right.
65 years old and you have an additional disease or you're fat, chances are you're going to have a hard time with this thing. But if you're under the age of 60 and you're healthy, then you have like a 99.89% chance of survival of this fucking thing. And instead, they're going to give us an experimental vaccine that is proven to be safe 80% of the time. Like, that doesn't even make sense. And like
80% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
It's true. It's just weird. And because we've been bombarded with these fearful messages, super intelligent people who I know just are eating from the hands of them and going, yeah, please, I need this. I need these shots. And
I don't understand it. I don't understand. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I have kids. They have all their vaccines. They're up to date.
My kids have them all as well.
But I'm not. I don't. You have so many people that just spent over a year not getting sick. And then all of a sudden now they're going to take this vaccine that gets you sick.
This reminds me of this.
Well, I have so people,
and it's fine. I don't care to do it. If you want the
certain types of
vaccine,
people that come to me and they say to me, you can guess who the people are that ask. You know, it's like, have you had your shot? And I'm like, I have natural immunity.
Yeah,
I had COVID.
Right.
At this point, I'm going to.
I got the antibodies.
Oh yeah.
I'm going.
If you get the vaccine, your antibodies are killed by the vaccine.
Really, I did not know that.
No, they're wiped out. I was watching this Nobel laureate dude out of Gontier. What's his last name? I don't know. It's French dude, but he's like one of the world's most prolific European virologists, and he was saying stuff like, if you've gotten the vaccine, eventually, maybe not now, but soon, your immunity system is going to start attacking itself. It's going to, there's the shit that's going on with this, and you're also shedding the spike protein.
Who is this?
I can pull up
Some
the guy's name.
French
Yeah, I would have
virologist.
to look at the paperwork on that because I think it's so early on this that it's really hard to know any really deep facts because it's going to take.
It's
going to
not
take
a
time.
vaccine. It's gene therapy. It's mRNA.
mRNA.
Yes,
It's changing
absolutely.
your DNA.
Different. They do say this is
it-
great technology, but
Yeah, CRISPR. That's a company that, like, if you're into this shit, looking to see.
CRISPR's going to
said-
definitely change the
They
world.
said it's
Oh.
great, and guess what? I know that Pfizer's made $30-40 billion off of this. That's why they're saying every 6 months now you're going to need a booster shot.
And they're also suppressing information about there is. Ooh, I wish I knew remember the name of it, but it's something that battles it. If you get COVID, you can take this.
Like ivermectin?
Yes, ivermectin. That's what it is. You
Wow.
can take that early enough and get rid of.
Yeah.
You can get rid of
There's
it.
a Swedish company that
but
just
it's being
made a nose
suppressed.
spray.
So they've got a cure for the cure.
They got a cure, but you can't make money on that cure if there's a vaccine out there. Got to get that money, son.
Yeah, you can't make money off of something that's been around for 40 years and it costs pennies whenever you need
Yep.
to have this thing. So this has been a big money play. And think about it like this, and this is not even conspiracy. Go and look at any sort of Bill Gates TED Talk or any of his other ones. For years, he's been talking about population control. He's like, we need to figure out ways to control the population.
Now he's
It's
getting divorced.
Yeah, and
Welcome
there's
to the
some-
club.
There's some crazy shit that's going on with this. And there was in his TED Talk, he said this. It's like, we have to control the population by 10-20%, maybe through vaccines, maybe through other means. It's like, what does that mean? How is that happening? And there's been so many cases of women who've been pregnant or are pregnant, got the shot, and they have a miscarriage. And now there's statistics are popping up, like in Sweden and some other places, where if you've gotten both those vaccine shots, well, your sperm count now is extremely low, and your eggs are now some of the eggs are becoming infertile. So this is sterilizing some people. And
we're already having an issue with that with the past with all the plastics that are inside of our body. There's already
and the plastics that are in
affecting it.
these masks that you're breathing in. Well, there's little mask particulate.
Well, the masks are dirty as fuck.
I wear a bandana.
All I'm asking for, as like I said, as a person with natural immunity, and I think I'm entitled to my own natural immunity.
Not only that, but maybe you identify as a vaccinated person.
Yeah, potentially true. But all I'm asking for, because I've worked in a scientific community for most of my life, and all I'm asking for is more empirical data. I want to know more.
No, that's racist. They banned that shit on Facebook.
I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to say I need more empirical
sorry,
data.
Dirk. You need to sit down. We're canceling you now.
I will wait to have some of that.
Dude,
Well,
Project Veritas just had a released paper yesterday when they had
They're suppressing Facebook suppressing
documents.
actual news.
They're suppressing anything that gives vaccine hesitancy, the VH score. If you're vaccine hesitant, then they're going to put you on your comments become lower weighted.
You and I are friends, but we won't see a comment of each other.
Well,
if
I guess I'm lucky that
I
I grew up in an era where I didn't use Facebook and I just talked to my friends and I went and saw them and
You're a dying breed.
Yeah, I am. But
and that's why that's kind of part of the reasons why I have this podcast is because I'm a sucker for long form conversation. I'm getting off right now. I love talking to people doing this. This is so great. Who does this anymore?
You remember when your ear would get sore because the phone would be like you'd be holding it up to your ear with your shoulder,
and your cord would be wrapped around your finger.
Totally. Yeah.
and your cord would constantly be twisted.
I'm doing that with the mic.
And then you're
I noticed that earlier.
and then you're like, I'll meet you at the mall at the food court. You know.
You hang up. No, you hang up first.
Right. Yeah.
And then your mom gets on the phone and she's like, God damn it, just hang up. Yeah.
No, I love you more. No, hang up. I know. Because I love you more.
God damn it, why don't we have call waiting?
It doesn't matter.
No, remember, like having those answering machines. Those are so great. Like, I used to always love those having answering machines. I guess old technology was fun. Like, I never check my voicemail now. If somebody leaves me a voicemail, it goes into an abyss.
I delete it.
But back in the day,
you can read it.
If I saw a beep on my phone when I come home, I'm immediately checking that shit.
Yeah.
One of my favorite voicemail messages. My buddy Steve Moser and Mike Holm, we were roommates, and this was the voicemail. You have reached the law offices of Moser, Wright, and Holm. We are currently working on a huge case of beer.
Nice.
So leave us a message after the tone.
Nice.
And we'll get back to you later.
Yeah, it was fun. Like a lot of fun families would have their answering machine. You'd all gather around the tape cassette that was on there, hit record, like, hey, the Westes aren't here right now, but Ryan, Chris, Deborah, we can't hear you here at the phone right now, but leave a message after the beep, beep.
Yeah. Lost technology. Those days are gone. The ages of the innocence, man. And who would have thought when social media came out, I was so excited about how I connected to people all over the world. And now it's just so divisive. And Twitter used to be such a beautiful thing. And now it's just so ugly with so much hate and vitriol. It's like the world needs to get back to this love in your heart. And remember, we're all humans. We're all tired to our own opinions, man.
Didn't you at one point have more followers on Twitter than the Kansas City Chiefs?
At one time I did, yeah.
Wow.
He did. He had more followers in the early days of Twitter than the Chiefs.
I banned Twitter.
You got it? You canceled it?
I canceled Twitter.
I've canceled most of my...
For something stupid, too. Most people would hate me for it, but since they censored and banned Trump, and I'm not a Trumper,
yeah.
but I'm pro free speech.
Yeah, right.
And I don't like these companies
right there with you.
Banning whoever the fuck they want. When you can ban the president of the United States...
I think it's going to come around.
Right.
Dude, the Florida governor, DeSantis, they just passed a bill in Florida that says that citizens of Florida can legally sue big tech for censorship and banning. And guess who lives in Florida?
Trump
lives in Florida.
Oh.
Dude, if he sues big tech,
I was going to say
that's
DeSantis.
He's
the next Republican, I think.
I don't know. He's doing a lot of good stuff.
New York is in a quagmire right now. I mean,
New York's fucked. I don't know who pays attention to New York.
It's like 1978 again. Right. You know, I mean, I wasn't there in 78, but I remember the movie The Warriors and what it was supposed to look like.
Warriors,
come out to play. Yay. Yeah, go check that movie out.
We're old.
Dude, when Times Square was full of hookers and red lights and
it's
stuff.
It's going back to that.
It's getting back to that. Because they just legalized.
Dude, it's just crazy.
They just legalized prostitution back in New York, I believe. I could be wrong about it.
Really?
I believe or at least it's like marijuana in Kansas City now.
Okay. It's kind of legal everywhere. It's called OnlyFans.
Medicinally, can I get a medical license for a hooker?
I think
I need a medical blowjob, sir.
Sir, you need ma'am.
My doctor. I'm talking to my doctor.
Yeah, whatever, Ryan. He's like, I need a medical blowjob, sir. Okay, sweetie.
I'm buying stock in that.
Don't kink shame me. I told you I just went out with one dapper Latino last night.
Oh, right.
Nothing against it, no homo. As I'm talking to my, which is funny how sexist I really am because my doctor is actually a female.
Right.
And I'm like, sir.
You're like, sir, I need a medical blowjob again.
I do.
$BJ. I think that's the ticker for that one. Yeah, that's gonna go up in value.
Interesting. No, it's one of those things. Like, how is it? It's like my body, my choice, except with vaccines.
Yeah.
And except with prostitution. Like, if it's truly my body, my choice, then That's the world's oldest profession is prostitution.
You know, I'm not a
like that even happens.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny. It's like there was a study done with these monkeys where they taught them how to use money. And one of the very first things that was done was one of the male monkeys gave this other female some money and started having sex with it.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, I got money." Like, that's like, and even you introduce money into primates, they're having prostitution.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's just funny.
Everybody wants to get laid.
That's
It's
just
the
fun.
greatest feeling there is.
Actually, I don't know.
sexual.
I wonder how a prostitute feels when she makes money getting laid and she likes her
I don't
client.
think she. I think it's just a means of survival, and it's
I'm
an
sure
easy
there's-
way to survive.
Yeah, I could never speak because I never been in that position.
Yeah.
You know, hard.
Not
I'm sure
yet.
it's a hard place to be.
Not yet.
Is that a euphemism? I don't know.
If I was a beautiful woman in college, and it's like if I realized like, oh, am I gonna go work at McDonald's or am I gonna go have sex a few times a week to pay for all my shit? And like you're in college, you're giving away pussy for free. A lot of times you're just like, I mean, I got laid so much in college. It's like, why wouldn't they? Why, if they had the opportunity, and now they do with OnlyFans.
Your body, your
Right.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of is. I saw some meme. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it's like, you know, strong feminist women when shit goes down and what they say they're gonna do, and then what they really do. OnlyFans. it's like kind of like, but I don't blame them. I mean, I would do that same shit if I was a gorgeous woman. Like I would probably be like, oh, I'm gonna get paid for
Even
just
if you're
showing
not
my
gorgeous.
sexiness.
You just have to be a woman,
Right.
Like,
Guess so.
like guys are disgusting, and then guys have like we were talking
No,
about the rail.
guys are just guys.
the rail versus the whale, or the rail and the whale. Like there's
yeah,
such
no,
a
guys
giant
are just
spectrum.
guys. Guys are going to
Yeah.
be guys. Guys are always going to go after the women,
If
and the
you're a
women are
dude-
always going to control that.
But it does take it. We because we're guys and we have that brain. We have that thought of like, dude, I wish women would pay me to watch me jerk off. We're like, yeah, that'd be so great. But
Never gonna happen.
We just exactly. We think different. So
That's
you
what
are
VR,
like,
that's what VR porn is for.
If
You
you,
just-
but you're sitting here like, yeah, if I was a beautiful woman, I'd just flick the bean on camera and get paid.
Mm-hmm.
But no, because we think different. Like women just don't think. It's a certain
it's
kind
not,
of
it's
woman.
not a classy thing to do, but it's almost like if I was
a
struggling
cheat
and I was
code.
beautiful, it's like a cheat code. You have that built in. There's,
Oh, I would too
you got
because
some
I'm a
pussy,
guy.
you got
That's
some
why-
there's
that's why
pussy
it's-
privilege. There's
Yes.
truly pussy
Oh
privilege.
yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, they want to talk about white privilege and how easy it is to be a white man. Sure, whatever with all of that. But there's no privilege if you want to go down that road of being an attractive female. I don't care what color you are.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a hot chick, you got all the privilege.
That's
You
the only-
got it so
You got every man
easy.
kissing your ass.
That's the
wanting
only
to lick
reason
your
men
ass.
do what they
Yes.
do. You know?
Yeah.
Men do a lot of what they do to get pussy, and that is so true. That is so true. I love women. I think women are one of the most amazing things ever created. Because if they weren't,
let's slow it
because
down.
if
They're,
they
they're not
weren't-
whiskey.
because if they weren't around, there would be none of us. So without the vagina,
Oh, you're
Cheers
right.
to the vagina.
You know what? We have
shout
put-
out to
we have-
moms of the world.
We have put a pretty good dent in this bottle of Elijah. We're a little over about getting towards 2/3 of the way. And I got to say, you know, it's been a while since I put down an entire bottle of
Well, listen, when
bourbon.
you
shall
come
I
to
say.
Neanderthal podcast, you better come to fucking.
so that's what's
party.
that's what's
I hope
good.
I
So
can
it's
continue to
Neanderthal.
articulate.
So we are able to go back and be like Og and be like, all right, fucking my body, my choice, hookers. Like, what?
Yes, we've gone to some complex topics back to the root of all
But
civilization.
that just shows the complexity and
Yeah.
the interestingness of
That's so funny.
human beings and podcasts.
Yeah. So
We
people
can go-
tuning into this one are like, whoa, we got a medley of fuck in this one.
This is my. I think my listeners are gonna be like, oh, that's par for the course.
Is it?
Yeah, Yeah, this is. You know, I like to get weird, and
That was good. We got
you
weird.
came in here and immediately were like, oh, you ripped off Joe Rogan. Is basically what you said. I was like, yeah, actually. You're like one of the very few people that would have recognized that. I got the stupid purple curtain like his old age. I got the brick behind with the pictures
this
behind.
is very Roganish. I was like, where are you hiding Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie's he's
right.
at work right now.
Right
Yeah, shout out to Charles.
Charles, we miss you.
Charles, he's a local rapper. Yeah, let's pour one out for
Get
him.
one for the wizard.
One for the
Whiskey
wizard.
for the wizard.
One for Charles. Holla at your boy.
One for vagina.
Many for vagina.
Well, to a bit of a rejoinder. You know,
What good whiskey. I really enjoy this.
Elijah Craig, like I said, I could be mistaken, but I believe he was the man that floated the first barrel down the Mississippi River to New Orleans when he put whiskey in it. And by the time it got there, the oak in the barrel
You need to get going, Travis?
had
Do we need to
soiled
wrap it up?
and that created bourbon. When it went in, it was clear. When it came out, it was that caramel, that sweet caramel.
How long did they let it age for? If it was just going down the Mississippi or whatever, it probably would have only been that.
Well,
long.
maybe they took it and then they stored it.
Okay.
Because like they weren't going to drink it all at once it got there. I mean, maybe they did, but they probably had to have some reserves. But they created one place, floated it down the river, put it in there, and that's how we got our Elijah Craig. I'll give a toast to that man. It's Bardstown, Kentucky, like I said. That's where it all started, and that's what
Elijah Craig whiskey. If you would like to sponsor the podcast, hit your boy up, neandertalkpodcast@gmail.com, and I've shouted out so many whiskey companies like, give me free whiskey. Come on. I'm cheap. I don't need any money. Just give me some Wyoming whiskey, some High West whiskey, some Tomstown, some J. Rieger, some Buffalo Trace, some Elijah Craig. Come on.
Do yourself a favor then, and if you're going to take a road trip sometime this year,
Kentucky Road.
Go to Kentucky Road. Take a road trip to Kentucky down I-70. Get to Bardstown. It's a beautiful old quaint town. They've got. I mean, it's literally. Jesse James spent time in the hotel motels there. It's got a little town square that's still 100 authentic years old.
Okay.
Like cobblestone, old, just beautiful little town. And there's like 10 distilleries you can go take tours of.
I know.
There.
That's what I would be interested in doing something like that.
It's a day's drive. It's
I've really got. It's funny.
From half the country.
I've really gotten into traveling since COVID. Because I'm like, whatever. I'm a healthy young male, man, dude, whatever, person. Doesn't matter if you're male or female when it comes to COVID. If you're just kind of healthy, you don't really have to worry about it. So since the pandemic, I took a train to St. Louis. I took a plane to Denver. I took a plane to Las Vegas 2 times. Like, I'm not worried about this shit.
It's true. If you're healthy. I mean, I think I went to Albania. I went to Ukraine twice, and I moved to Puerto Rico. So I was like, I'm getting the hell out of here. Why not? Like, what the thing is that the places were so inexpensive, and if you are relatively healthy and you have health privilege, well, then you can go wherever the hell you want. So why not? Why am I going to be terrified? That was a whole thing. It was like I saw another.
It's always a boogeyman.
I saw another funny meme. It was like it showed the eyes of the men who were getting ready to jump on the beaches of Normandy in 1944.
Oh,
and it's cool. Like here's men with almost a 0% chance of survival. Look at them. And then here's 2021. Here's men with a 99.9% chance. They got the masks on.
My grandfather was in the Battle of the Bulge. He was
nice.
He was a conscientious objector, and he was a medic, and I don't know if people know this, but back in those battles, they would target the medics over the soldiers.
Well, no, they still do that today. If you look at Chelsea Manning's collateral damage video.
Absolutely. And he was out there, pulling bodies off the bulge, and they went back over there maybe 40 years later to go to a commemorative instance, and my grandmother was like, all of your platoon, all the guys in your unit were there. They had all these on their full regalia. They had their coats. They had their medals. Where's yours, Hack? And he said, my buddy's guts were all over mine, so I had to basically throw it out because it was too hard to look at.
Wow.
That's what those men were dealing with, and we're dealing.
Talk about PTSD.
He was serious PT. He became an alcoholic after that.
Yeah. Me too. What's my excuse?
I don't know exactly. What's our excuse?
Right.
What is our as a culture?
What did your liver do to
as
you?
As a culture, what is our excuse? Because
Facebook, someone was mean to me on the internet.
Someone hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Previous generations have endured so much more than we have endured. We are in a golden era.
We're just in there's different phases.
There's a great quote about that. This
right
here.
Please say it because I'm too drunk to say it, but I think I know what you're going to say.
Okay, it says, good times create soft people. Soft people create hard times. Hard times create strong people.
Great men.
Great men. Great men create great times. Great times create weak men.
Yeah.
Great
men create. Great times require great men. Great times
everything rolls in a cycle.
Yeah.
Turn into weak men.
Turn into soft men. Yeah.
And we're screaming about shit like, you used my wrong pronoun. Like, there are some real, okay, I understand. You can identify who you want and what you want. That's great. I love that. Everybody should be able to feel comfortable in their own skin.
Absolutely.
But to freak out and scream about that in some cases, because it's like there are much bigger problems, and most people are so unaware of them because they're so self-absorbed and they're so self-righteous, right, and self-entitled. Like that's a big problem with a lot of people is that there's especially I find that like politically there's so many they're just so self-righteous. It's either my opinion or we're going to cancel you.
Again, it's that identity politics thing. It's I'm morally superior to you.
Very selfish, and but they have this superiority.
Well, when you have a
complex.
grocery store that you can go to and get your styrofoam packed meat, and you don't have to suffer and endure a challenge to kill your own meat to feed you and your family,
dude, we're all
you
weak.
become real fucking
Yeah,
soft.
we're all
when you're not
soft.
you're not in a fasted state and you have to go kill that pig running wild in the woods because you're the hunter-gatherer and somebody else is back home cultivating the farm and trying to get water for it. We're in a fortunate time. We are lucky people.
Easiest time to be alive.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everything is incredible and great, and no one's happy.
That's a sad state.
It really is. Like everything is more technologically advanced and superior in every fucking way.
I try to enjoy
and
it.
Nobody's fucking happy. So
Is that social media?
Oh yes,
I think it's indoctrination and propaganda and fear-based filter bubbles that have been built around the content.
You think it's media then?
yes.
I think it's media. I think it's social media. I think it's big tech. I think it's big puppeteers, the ones who are pulling the strings. Who owns the media?
How do we get out of this?
Cryptocurrency. You got to build your own. You have to build your own decentralized solutions to a lot of these things.
To build your happiness
You
and
also
freedom?
you also have to establish your own.
Yeah, living on a beach is fucking pretty
That's
nice.
what I'm saying.
You
I
also
mean, I'm
have
not
to
joking,
establish your own
getting
relationships with the people that are important to you.
Well, that's
it's
hard to do though, Dirk. It's hard to find people you love and you want to spend time with.
No, there's a
Like,
lot of people I love, and I don't agree with them, and they don't agree with me on everything, but I still love them. And it's the politics of division. Like we have to overcome the division. We have to realize that everybody's going to have a different point of view, and I'm still going to love you even if you don't think the same way as I do. Because
Are you more right leaning? Because that's more of a right leaning kind of stance, I think, than a left.
I think like I'm not a Republican, but I think I'm kind of conservative in a sense. But
it's funny. You can still be liberal, but still kind of lean right in this day and age, in
Yeah.
this climate, which is kind of weird.
No, you can't. That's racist.
Yeah, thanks.
I would say
I hate
it
all
depends.
races.
It's such a bullshit
Yeah.
label
Yeah,
because
I
it's
know.
like, you know what? I'm fiscally conservative. I'm socially liberal
liberal,
in
right.
some ways, and I have like it really is a spectrum. And
I want gay people to get married, but I also want my guns.
yeah,
right.
Where's my home?
right.
A lot of
Like
people
Gay
don't have
people
a
should be able to
political
get
home.
married. Love is love.
Morrissey-
If you find love, that is amazing. Because I heard there's this band called the Beatles, and they said all you need is love.
Fuck them, fuck
And if
them.
you have the love, did you just say fuck the Beatles?
Yeah, fuck
he
the
hates
Beatles.
he
I
hates
hate
the Beatles. But
I do hate
I
the
don't care
Beatles.
what
What kind of Nazi, what kind of Nazi shit? Dude, if you'd have told me that beforehand, I would have done
you wouldn't have even been here.
I hate
So-
the Beatles.
Do you like punk rock?
It's fine. I
So-
like the motive behind it.
So I used to, yeah, exactly. So I used to go to this place called the Outhouse.
It's not good music.
I-
It's like 3 chords and screaming, but I
but
like
it's
where they're
intense.
coming
It's got
from.
feeling. I used to go to this place called the Outhouse in Lawrence back in the day.
Oh, bring your own booze. $1 will get pussy on your nose.
And it was
That was a strip club, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yes,
well,
yes,
it
yes,
became
yes.
that afterwards. But Nirvana actually played there in like 1990. It was like it was a cow barn with about 400 or 500 square feet that Nirvana played in.
There was this girl Mercedes. I remember
before Nevermind even came out. But I used to go to that.
Her then?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
I saw 7 Seconds. I saw like White Zombie, whatever. But the point being, that place was run by quote skinheads.
It was?
Yes, it was. You would walk
Legit skinheads?
You would get to the gate. You would drive down this road. You get to a cornfield, and you'd be like, you get to the door, and there'd be like 2 skinheads with like tight white shirts, tight jeans, rolled up.
I thought that was just 90s
and
dress code.
Well, they influenced that. That's what it became, and they had their Doc Martens with their different colored laces that meant whatever.
God, I never even thought of that. I never even thought of them being white supremacists. That's weird.
I was
but-
so drunk when I
but-
went to Outhouse, I just went.
But so when I would get there, it was like what you would see even 25 years ago. It was like, okay, there was a scene. It was all these like white boys with shaved heads listening to punk rock, hard music, and you know what they were called? They were called sharps. And what a sharp was? Do you know what a sharp is? A sharp is
This is
called
sort of like the American X, right? American
a
History
sharp.
X.
It's on board with that. It's called. Every 99% of the skins there, I was a skater. I wasn't a skin. I didn't ever shave my head. But they were called skinheads against racial prejudice. And every single skinhead there was against race. They were self-saying in their own environment that they controlled. They were against in the most what people would consider white environment you could get at. They were saying we're against racism, and they were self-controlled.
Then why did they shave their heads? That's kind of a.
Oh, it was a boys' club.
That's a real hard sell.
Why does Michael Jordan shave his head? Well, you can shave your head if you fucking want. Why not?
But the point is,
black people look great
and then
with
we
a
would go
shaved
to
head.
we would go to the Nelson.
I'm scared of going bald. I'm gonna have a really
And
fucking ugly head.
St. Louis had this like core of like actual. There was some Nazis, like self-proclaimed Nazis.
Well, we're in Missouri.
From St. Louis, and they would come to Kansas City, and we would go to the Nelson Art Gallery on Friday or Saturday nights. Anybody who was old school knows the place. And I just remember every time like St. Louis would try to come to Casey and flex, they got their fucking they got their asses kicked.
We hate St. Louis
because they were Nazis, not because they were from St. Louis, but because they were Nazis, and that's been self-controlled from a long time ago. And I saw it being self-regulated. So
Kansas City's deep with that. I mean, that's why downtown is built with the different street names, with the different presidents and stuff, like, you know, Jackson and whatever. And then the other, not like Osage, or like you had the Confederate side and the Union side. And then, Kansas City was very segregated back when we were early.
Well, we were the original Vegas.
Oh, yeah? Because of the mob?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, up
That came
north
later,
in those
yeah.
neighborhoods up in the north where a lot of the
Costantino's,
mobsters used to live.
Yeah.
There are tunnels underneath all of those buildings.
Really?
Underneath all of those, like
The entire
connecting-
city has catacombs.
They're connected to the different mafia dudes' houses.
Whoa,
and so
no
like
way.
if the heat was coming in one, they would have like a closet and some little escape pod.
Really?
They would go down and boom. But
That's
they'd be
real?
Yeah, that's seriously real.
Like
I've been
underground?
I've been in
Yes.
I've been in a person's house and they showed me one of those underground things, and it was creepy as fuck. And because there was no lights underneath there, but I was like, holy shit!
I've had some. I've gone. So this podcast has ran all kinds of weird people on. I've had some paranormal people on, and I've had like a paranormal psychic. Like this chick will, she'll talk to your past relatives.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I wonder what she could get out of something like that, out of one of those tunnels, if she put her in there and just did some viewing.
Real,
Woo!
totally related. Like back in the 90s, I was with a group of guys, and we were pretty high at the time. We broke into the Union Station back when it was closed down, like when it wasn't even.
I didn't know it was
open.
closed down.
Yeah, there was a period where it was totally closed down, and we got down, but they still had like electricity in there for some reason. So like they had these crazy. We went down about 5-6 floors underneath the Union Station.
It goes that deep?
Yeah, dude. Once you get down underneath Union Station, there is a entire matrix of catacombs.
No fucking way.
That went as far as I could see.
No.
Giant, like 3-foot wide pillars spaced about 20 feet apart that just went on what looked to me for miles. Now,
What were they doing down there?
I don't know. But
back in the day, what was that built for? Rothschilds?
There's an entire underground. Yes. What I'm telling you, at least underneath Union Station, about 50, 60 feet under the city, there's an entire network of pillared catacombs that people don't even know about.
But
this is real?
But Dirk,
I saw it.
No,
This
hold
is
on.
real?
Dirk was high at the time.
I
Yeah,
was.
was
high at the time.
I was a young
high
man,
all the time.
and I was really high at the time.
What is that, Travis? I don't know.
I just
that.
made it up.
Okay, I was just saying.
High at the time.
I was like,
It
is
should
this
be a
Eye
song.
of the Tiger?
Dirk, it's
Sign
got to
of
be
the
a song.
times.
I was high at the time.
And I was the sign of the times.
Oh,
I was high at the
yes.
time.
That's got to be a song, Dirk. You got to write that right now. So high at the time.
And I'm feeling fine. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I want to blow a line.
Under Union Station. I don't know what it is, but I'm
I can
going there on my vacation.
Oh, shit. I'm
But
chopping.
I was high at the time.
Yes.
Committed a crime. I do all the time.
I know a lot of rappers.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn that. I'm going to get that sample.
You need to sell that as an NFT.
I know producers.
Dude, we're
Yes.
take that little bit, sell it as an NFT because Travis, do you want to tell people what an NFT? Because a lot of people
Explain NFT because it's a very new word. It's a new acronym. It's a
An
new
NFT is
it's
a
new- it's new
non-fungible
vernacular.
token.
Non-functional
nifty.
token.
Non-fungible.
Non-fungible.
You know what fungible is?
That sounds
Divisible?
Like no,
Yeah.
I don't.
Fungible means if I give you $1 and then you reach in your pocket and give me $1, they're exchangeable. $1 is $1. If I give you a euro, you give me a euro, that's a euro. If you give me a Bitcoin, I give you a Bitcoin, it's a Bitcoin.
Why would I do that?
But if you give me a concert ticket for front row and I give you my concert ticket at the fucking nosebleeds up, bro, and it's 5 days from now, those are not the same. They're very similar.
God damn it, Travis. I can't make this concert tomorrow. I'll give it to you for your shitty concert seats in 5 days.
Right. But they're not the same. They're similar, but they're not the same. They're different values. They're different mint numbers.
I'll trade this draft pick for that draft pick.
There you go. Yeah. They're not the same. They're non-fungible. My house is different than your house. Like I can say,
clearly,
you know what I'm saying? My house is in Puerto Rico.
Look where we're at. Are you embarrassed to be here in my shitty little house in Independence?
I have looked at my. I've looked out of my car a couple times.
I'm actually impressed with all the soundproofing you've done.
I fucking love this. This is a really kick-ass studio.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And you're cool. This is a great studio. I like it.
Oh,
man.
Thanks, man.
Dude, I'm not pretentious. I don't give a fuck. The only reason I got
that means a lot coming.
The only reason I got a cool place in Puerto Rico is because I was either going to do that. Well, I got some crypto gains, and I was like, what am I going to do? Go give it to the government so they can go bomb brown people?
I'm just fucking with you,
or,
by the way.
Can I get a free
I don't
house?
care where I live. I don't care where I live. I'm not insecure about independence. It is what it is. That's all
Dude,
good.
man, I tell you what, I've lived all over. And
you are independence.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Anyway. I really want to get the hell out of America, but an NFT is essentially digital collectible. It can be artwork. It could be a ticket. It could be like an old school baseball card.
But it's finite?
An old school baseball card is a great example of a baseball card. A 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle is a very good example of it.
But there's only a few of them left. There's only a few.
Let me share with you this.
Okay.
Topps sold these baseball cards back in 1952 and these Mickey Mantles for 5 cents a pack. Right?
Right.
Now, just the other day, a Topps 1952 Mickey Mantle baseball card sold for $5.2 million. Topps made $0 fucking dollars from that. Now, with an NFT, you actually build in the smart contract that every time that card is sold, Topps is going to get 6%.
Who sells it?
Yes. If I sell it to you, Topps gets 6%. You sell it to Dirk, Topps gets 6%. Dirk sells it to Alistair the Wizard, Topps gets 6%. If that thing sells 100,000 times, Topps gets 6% every time that card is sold.
And anybody can anybody make an NFT and make money on it?
You can make an NFT if you have something that's interesting that people would be willing to buy. Anybody can mint an NFT.
But it's just art.
Yes.
Right? Is that what you're saying?
The future of music, the future of art. Like as a music producer,
So we're basically is this basically talking about creating like a GIF? Is that what an NFT is?
It
like
could
a
be.
type like it's
Let me ask
that could
you
be
this.
one example.
Let me ask you this. It's like it could be a digital creation of some sort. Like for example, I can go to the Louvre, which I've been twice, once on acid.
Nice.
Actually on shrooms. I was on shrooms. One of the most top 5 life experience of all time going to the Louvre on shrooms.
The Nike of Samothrace.
It was fucking unbelievable. But I can take a picture of the Mona Lisa, but it doesn't mean I own the Mona Lisa, right? But I got a photo of it. Great. But I don't own it. So this becomes digital ownership. It's like this is proof that you own it, the provenance of it, when it was minted. Like this was the very first one that was minted. That's worth way more than the one that was minted number 100,000.
This is art? Is this like an art
pieces, digital collectibles? Topps just launched their baseball card set on wax. And they sold, I don't know how many packs that I think 50,000 of one pack and 50,000 of the other one. They made $2.7 million in one day. And then some of these cards that sold, there was a Topps, there was a Mike Trout card that sold for $87,000. It was only one of one. It was one. But every time that card was sold, of that $87,000, Topps made 6% of that. And the person who had that card made the rest.
In NFT, that's how it is.
Non-fungible tokens. They're unique digital items. They can be tickets. They can be art. They can be deeds to property. They can be all kinds of things. NFTs are
and as far as deeds go,
huge.
Virtual real estate is a big part of the future.
What the fuck? We need a reset. Humankind needs a goddamn reset. If we're at to the point where we're making real life decisions that can affect your life on digital currency and art, or not digital, but I don't know. It's
everything.
weird.
Did you ever play Second Life?
No.
Remember Second Life?
No, what
Have
is
you ever
that?
put on a VR headset?
No, and I just talked to. I had a guest just 2 days ago. That was
you
talking
got
to me
it.
about this.
You
I
got
know.
you got to Oculus up.
Wait,
bro.
what is
You
it called?
gotta
He
get
was
an
just telling
Oculus.
me about this. It's 2 days in a row. Two podcasts
Dude, you
in a row.
gotta get, especially if you're single, because VRporn.com and a VR headset is amazing.
I can't do it.
I
had.
Hey,
That-
Travis,
that's a fucking
I
road.
think he's a good-looking man. He can get the real thing.
I had
I said it's not even about that.
I
It's
had an
getting
eightsome.
sucked into it.
No, it's great. I had an eightsome the other day.
I don't want to get stuck down that road of being.
You're not stuck.
Are you trying to set world record?
You know how
Is
much
it?
money that saves you? How much money are you spending on all these fucking dates, right?
That's a good point.
All dates
Actually,
cost.
I think he just got taken out.
One dapper
He
Latino
did
took
just
me,
got taken out.
and I didn't have to put out.
You just dropped him.
It's good.
I am not gay for pay, and I'm not gay at all. But I'll hang out with a gay dude if he's
But
buying
I'm
me some
very
drinks.
but I'm very friendly, and
I'm not closed-minded. I'm very open,
hey, you
but
know,
I'm not gonna.
Hey, I love flattery just as much as the next man.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Yeah, I'll drink to that.
Shout out to One Dapper Latino. He's actually a really, really nice, cool
Hey,
dude.
sounds like a nice
He's
man.
cool dude. Yeah.
This fucking wizard is badass, dude. The more
This
drunk I
fucking
get,
guy
it's fucking
loves this
amazing.
stupid wizard.
The crystal in and of itself.
You know, I
is
don't- I
commanding
have-
attention. Yeah.
Travis, I have no idea how much money you're worth. I don't know anything
Not
about
worth-
it.
I'm
You
not
seem
worth
like
that
you
much.
got some
$1.50.
as whatever. I don't care how much money I have. I don't think I would ever buy that fucking wizard. But that's what's so great about humans. We all have what we like and what we don't
True.
like.
That's- I saw it. I'm like, I have to have it immediately. I have to have
I would still turn it into a bong.
You know
Yeah.
what? It could be turned into. Dude, feel how heavy that fucking thing is.
It's
There's no way
heavy.
you're having that as a bong.
Why not? It'll never.
Oh, it's
spill.
got the perfect handle. I know you're handling it gently.
It's never gonna spill. You're never getting bong water on your carpet.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be a super bong, and it would be like, oh my god, it was through wizard fucking.
Yeah. So Neanderthal
No, but
podcast
this
on
is not
YouTube.
just this is
Look at the
actually
wizard.
a windstone.
Wait,
This
that doesn't mean
Winstone's-
anything.
I
To you.
seriously think you should name
Travis,
it.
nobody knows what windstone means.
Dude, fucking Google it. People got Google.
People ain't googling shit. They're listening. They're having a good
Fucking
time.
Google shit. That's how you learn, people. It's a real trick in life that I've learned. Is that when I go, I don't know what that
They're
is.
like,
That's interesting. I'll Google
these
this
guys
shit.
I'm a
are-
Siri fan. I go, hey Siri. Like my son's like, what does this mean? I'm like, if I don't know, I'm like, hey Siri.
You remind me of that guy who was in Californication. That movie, the TV show, Californication.
I just said, hey. I told my son, I say, hey Siri, and then hey Siri popped up. David Duchovny.
David Duchovny, like he was this kind of like lazy slacker kind of guy, but it's like,
Okay.
like life comes. It's like, life's gonna come to me.
That's one of the secrets. One of the secrets I've discovered to life is to let it come to you. That is wise to let life come to you.
I
Life
told
comes to
you-
you, but you got the ship of opportunity. You got to swim out to it a little bit.
No,
It
you're
doesn't
right.
just-
You're
it
right.
doesn't
That's
just
why I
come
said
it doesn't
earlier.
Just dock up next to you.
No, like I said earlier, I'm a procrastinator. There's so much more I could do if I just knew how to swim. I'm not afraid to swim. I just don't know how. So if I knew how
I
to
think
swim
it's
more,
almost like it seemed like I feel you have a little reluctance to it because you've poo-pooed crypto many times when it's almost like here's an opportunity and you go, but it's time consuming. I don't know what it, I don't know what it is.
it's not
I don't know
that.
how to
I'm
do
saying that
it."
for other people.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
if you're thinking like that, but I would get into that. Like if I knew what do I need to do? Is there an app?
I will say this. I
Yeah,
will say
there
this.
is an app. So
No,
I was
pancake syrup.
No.
Don't-
Let's dumb it down real quick. Go to badco.in/210.
Stop. I'm going to write this down. Everybody listening right now, get a pen, paper.
This is
get
an
your
article that
phone.
we did with Bad Crypto. This is an episode, it's about 30 minutes, where it explains blockchain, why blockchain is important. It's a database. It's very important. How it works, what Bitcoin is, what Ethereum is, why this shit is important. Badco.in. It spells bad coin, but badco.in /210. Boom. That is the intro to crypto. You listen to that 30 minutes and you go, oh, wow, that makes sense. That right there has been our episode that we have turned people on to help them go, what the fuck is this do? Why is it
30-minute
important?
get rich video.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
30-minute do your own research shit. Like it's not going to get rich until you do your own research and learn how the shit works.
Okay.
On top of that, I would say, as a noob, because I consider myself definitely a noob, it's gotten easier. It's because you're like, where do I spend this? How do I do this? Don't worry about all of it. Go to
Coinbase.
Coinbase, set up an account, take a picture of your fucking driver's license on your phone and start buying.
What's Coinbase? You're just saying
Coinbase is a website that makes buying Bitcoin and Ethereum super easy.
Really?
And
now they have
Coinbase,
like
COINBASE, and you go and set it up.
but they have things like a Cash App. Is that
crypto,
fine
you can
too?
do
Is
Yeah.
there
crypto,
certain
Cash
things
App.
that
you
are
fund it
better
with a
than
credit
others?
card, a bank.
Well, the thing about that is that you can't transfer your Bitcoin from Cash App to a wallet that you own.
No,
right?
screw a wallet, because people who are starting out, they don't even
need to know about
They
it.
don't
They
even
just
want to
know
know
about
what a wallet is.
Bitcoin
They just
for
want to know,
themselves.
how do I get some of this? It's like you can figure out a wallet later.
Mycelium. That's
You
fine.
can, you can figure out swapping pancakes for syrup later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just open the door.
Okay.
Yeah, let's crack it open, check it out, and realize we all have smartphones. Digital money's not going away, especially
Right.
with this COVID shit. They're like, ew, dirty money. Ew, there might be germs on it. Oh, my God, right? And so just realize crypto's not going away. You'd be better off to learn about it sooner than later, because eventually you're going to have there's going to be a digital U.S. digital dollar that we're going to be dealing with. And there's probably be a universal basic income paid in the digital dollars, and paper money is going to go away. It'd be smart to learn how it works prior to that, just so, because here's the thing.
True.
It's never too late to get educated.
It's never too late. There's going to be a time where there are the haves and the have-nots in this world, and the divide is already beginning and moving really rapidly.
The Rothschilds, the Travises, and the Ryans.
Those who are reluctant to learn about it, and those who have dove in with both feet, right? Because
Okay.
I'm curious. More than anything, I'm just curious. I like to know how shit works, and so I try to figure shit out. I'm like, okay, I don't claim that I fucking know everything or anything about this. We never claim to be experts, because we're continually learning on this shit.
Right. You don't want to get sued.
But what I do know is we don't ever say we don't say go buy this coin, go buy that coin. We never give financial advice. We teach people how to do their own research. And that's what's missing in this world is fucking critical thinking, because people get
Amen.
spoon-fed fucking information
Amen.
all the time. Oh, this is what we want you to think. This is what you want to think. These people are canceled. You can't listen to them anymore. These are the people who are sanctioned to listen to. It's a homogenized bullshit world we're living in.
Oh, it's the difference between critical theory and critical thinking.
Right.
Nice, yeah.
There you go.
And I've listened to the Bad Crypto podcast many a time, and I do appreciate the difference that you guys provide. It's entertaining because you guys are entertaining.
Well, thank you. We like to crack jokes, too. We're always
You and
cracking jokes.
Joel, check out if you want to. You'll get some flavor for it. I'll just put it that way. But
I'm a fan. I've had you on my podcast. I'm a fan. You're a cool dude.
Appreciate it, brother. Likewise.
Yeah.
Cheers to you,
Hey,
man.
Yeah.
salute.
Dude, you
But-
brought fucking bourbon.
Well,
hey,
This is only the second podcast that I've ever had outside of Bad Crypto in person. There always been like a zoom in one. So
Okay. I don't like those.
Yeah, this is fucking way better.
I want to see. I want to look in your
This
eye.
is very Roganish.
I want to look in your eye when I come on your face.
That was gross. You know that comment and the burn.
so rogue.
Yeah, you know what? What was funny when we were discussing earlier about trying to get you on the podcast and blah, blah, blah. You're like, yeah, I don't really do local podcasts.
I haven't.
I was
really
like,
excited.
and I was like, is that because you're too good for, like, what? I was wondering where that comment came from. And I'm not judging you.
No,
one
you
way
know
or
what?
another.
I think,
I'm like,
I
that's
think
kinda-
here's what happened. In 2008, I was working on a project called Atticus, which was going to be intelligent advertising. I had this process, this idea built out, and could not get funding in Kansas City. And I was like, you know what? My problem is my network is only fucking in Kansas City. I got to build my network outside of Kansas City because people in Kansas City are a little slower to get things.
They are.
And so I built my network out. I was focused in 2008, 2009. I immediately started focusing on building my network outside of Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And so, who are the big investors? They're not in Kansas City. There's some, right? But Kansas City's like it's a top 30
Up and
metropolitan
coming.
area. I love Kansas City. I love this people in Kansas City, but they're a little slow to come to understand crypto, to understand
They're behind the times.
marketing technologies and advertising technologies. And so I realized that I had a big fail because my network was only in Kansas City. So I said, you know what? I got a big network in Kansas City. I'm going to focus on building my network outside of Kansas City. And so that's really what I've been doing in the past 12, 13 years is building my network outside of Kansas City, not here. Not because I don't like Kansas City. I love Kansas City. It's just my business and what I do is just not directed here. That makes sense. Not trying to be snobby. I love Kansas City.
No, I don't.
Kansas City
I didn't think
failed
it was
me when I
snobby at
needed
all.
Kansas City. Now, since then, they've gotten a lot bigger. Like the Kauffman Foundation's gotten a lot bigger. And they're more entrepreneurial.
Google's here.
Yeah. But back in the day, it was just not the case. And so that's really what I did was I focused on building my network, and I was very successful at that. And I started schmoozing with people in Silicon Valley, which now I kind of don't even care about those guys in Silicon Valley. It's like I don't. Now I'm at the point where I'm just
They're just human after all.
we're all human, we're all humans.
Well, we're
I'm
all
just-
spiritual beings having a human experience.
That's right.
And so I'm just trying to do good stuff, right? It's like, and I can do it wherever. And Dirk said, "Hey, I know this dude. Let's do this." And I said, "Hey, I'm gonna drink some bourbon, and I'm gonna buy a wizard, and we're gonna talk some conspiracy crazy shit
I'm in
and
town
some
for a
hilarious
week.
shit. I'm in town for literally. I'm in town until
You say I'm gonna
Sunday.
slum it and do a fucking Kansas City.
You know what? I have the
podcast?
other one I've done was it's called Hustle. What is it? What's the show?
I know what you mean.
It's with Matt DeCourcy.
I don't know him, but
Startup Hustle.
Startup Hustle.
Yeah, I've
I've
done
heard
Startup
of that
Hustle.
one. I've heard.
I
of
love
that
Matt DeCourcy and Matt Watson. Those guys are great over
Okay.
there. Good dudes. I love Kansas City. I rep it everywhere I go. I just realized that for me, it was going to be way better financially to meet people outside of Kansas City that have bigger networks and
No,
bigger
that's awesome.
networks. So that's what I focused on. But
Yeah.
I love Kansas City.
It's bigger than Kansas City. It's bigger than anywhere. It's bigger than Silicon Valley. It's everything. You know, it's,
Crypto.
Yeah. Well, no,
Oh, yeah.
That and just
I was just kind of curious where he was coming from. If it was like something you were psychologically actually thinking about, forefront thinking, like, I'm not going to do a Kansas City podcast because I'm too big for that.
No, I don't think so.
No,
Because
not at all.
I think Travis has always been on like this, like a
Because that's how it
visionary
came
edge.
off. Like, I don't do local podcasts, but I guess I'll do yours because you know Dirk. That's how it came off to me. I was like,
That's,
oh,
that's
cool.
exactly how it was. Except
it is
even
all
more
because-
snooty. More,
Yeah, and I'm fine, but I was completely fine with that. I was like, okay,
It's like,
that's fine.
I don't know.
Well-
Can I buy an expensive wizard and bring it over?
And you did.
Well,
From now on, if you want to be on my podcast, you got
gotta
to bring
be a
over a
fucking
$300 wizard or more.
This
And
thing
you-
is like
and-
16 inches tall. It's fucking badass. It weighs like 30 pounds.
I think it's dope as fuck.
It's
and you
fucking
have to know
awesome,
me.
dude.
Yeah, I got to know you. You got to know Dirk.
That's fucking great.
I played fantasy football with him for 30 years.
I played fantasy football with Dirk and Jack the one year that one dude had the number 1 draft pick and drafted Tim Tebow. Remember that?
Yes. Monkey Mark.
Okay.
Mark drafted
That makes
Tebow
sense.
number 1. Taco wanted him number 2. He was mad that he didn't get him number 1.
Well, guess what? Tim Tebow's on the rosters this year
You
as a
can draft
tight
him
end.
again.
Yeah,
he fucking should have done the
Oh.
tight end long ago. He should have done
Yeah.
that. He would be good at being
He
a
might
tight
have
end.
made more money.
It's funny how different, they turn quarterbacks into different positions all the time.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
But not him. He was like, no, I have God.
Who was
privilege. I
it? There's
need
a
to be quarterback."
badass quarterback that, what was it? Who's the Baltimore guy?
Jackson?
Was
Lamar.
Lamar Jackson. Was he always a quarterback?
He's always been a quarterback. Yeah, they tried to make him be a running back, but he's like, nope, I'm going to be a quarterback.
That's
Yeah.
somewhere.
He was quarterback for Louisville.
Okay.
Won the Heisman.
My keeper is Lamar Murray, by the way.
Well, mine's CMC.
Well, there you go. That would be, you got him from me.
Yeah, for a trade.
Was that a trade?
I think so.
I think you picked him up when I put him on the wire the next year.
I
You
thought
had
no,
an early,
because I had Antonio Brown.
you
I
had
think.
you got an early pick. You drew an early card and you picked up CMC on that early card.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
That's how you got him.
I didn't know if it was okay.
I was dropping first rounders for like 4 years in a row.
Yeah, me too. Me too, buddy.
It's a tough league.
You and I own that shit.
We do, man.
John Chapman gets lucky every now and then. That fuck.
Hey, you know.
Did you see that one TV show? What was that
He's-
one
he's-
TV
he's
show?
a good
It was called
baller,
The
too.
League?
Yes.
There's a show called The League, right?
I love the league.
The
I
league
watch
is
that.
great.
I watch that all the time. Like before like draft season, I'll watch a couple seasons of the league. It's so
fucking-
good.
so funny.
It's so
That's a funny
funny. It's
show.
so
Hey,
stupid.
you know
There's
what I-
very few
you know-
series
you know
out
what
there
I-
that I've watched a lot of, and that is one. Even though
Because
I
you're
don't-
so busy making money.
it's not about money, dude. I'm trying to. Here's the thing.
Better yourself.
No, it is about money. It is about money. The thing
It's
I
part of
enjoy
it is-
the
it's
thing
part of
the
it.
thing I enjoy every year is taking Jack Lowe's money.
It really is doing epic shit with epic people. I don't really care about money. Money comes, and money goes. Money's not.
That's what people with money say.
Dude, anybody can have
Spoken
dude,
like a man with money.
Do you realize there's more fucking money in existence now than ever before? And why shouldn't you get your fair share of it?
God damn it, you're right.
Why shouldn't you fucking just go out
I'm
and go
not
go
smart. Travis, I'm not smart.
Dude, you're smart enough to do 150 some odd podcasts.
That's an idiot. Any dumb fuck can
Dude,
do
but
that.
you're clever,
Not
you're
true.
smart, you're doing good questions, you're engaging,
Thank you.
right?
So you've just
Engaging would be the
I
key
I
don't
think
word.
you're reluctant. I think
I am.
I think you need to be.
It's a confidence problem.
I don't think you should have that confidence
Thank
problem.
you.
Here's the thing.
I got a big dick.
Here's a big
Travis
fucking trough.
Travis does not have a confidence
Here's
problem.
a big trough of water, horse. I can bring you to it, but I cannot make you drink it.
Okay.
And it's you're reluctant to drink. You're like, I
want to drink. I don't trust the water, Travis. I don't trust the water.
That crypto looks pretty
dirty water.
Is that lemonade, Kool-Aid in that trough?
Is that salt water,
Crypto?
bitch? I want some fucking Aquafina.
I'm not going to drink it. I don't know
Am I
what
gonna
it
get
is.
dysentery? No.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's the thing. Don't put all the fucking...
Get a filter.
You're willing to go out to Vegas and spend a bunch of money on stupid shit, but you're not willing to put a tenth of that in
No, I
something
am.
that
I
could-
just don't know how.
Okay, well, we
Now
told
you
that.
do.
Now just
Dude,
tune
we'll
in to Bad Crypto.
We'll walk,
No.
you don't have
podcast.
to. We'll walk you into it. We'll walk you through some of this
Go
stuff.
to that URL.
Coinbase.
Let me just tell you, just because
Listen to that podcast, episode 210. Open up Coinbase. And just start,
Coinbase.com.
connect your bank account and start putting a little bit in.
Take a picture of your driver's license on your phone because they do like.
Yep.
Well, here's
send
well,
it-
you
send
said
it to your license
episode
phone?
210. What was the other thing? Coinbase.
Coinbase, yeah. And then when you sign up for Coinbase, send in a picture of your dick. You said you needed to.
They already got that on the internet. It's Neandercock on Pornhub.com.
and if you have $20 to put in, only put in $5 to start.
If you could join Ryan's OnlyFans.
Hey, you will be able to do that soon. My Patreon, you're all gonna get a dick pic.
From 5 different angles.
From the close-up angle.
Yes, the close-up
from
angle.
the 0.5 angle that makes it look twice as long.
Here's my dick in someone's mouth. Shout out to Dapper Latino.
Shout out to my
now you're
doc-
turning him on. So
Shout out to my doctor.
Yes, my doctor and one Dapper. Hey.
medical BJ's only.
hey, that
Yes.
I got to point out that bottle is now 90% gone, 93% gone.
We've gone off the rails slowly. We actually started off the rails.
We started off the rails.
No,
Like
I
said,
I think what was it from the rail to the
whale.
whale.
That was a really good comment you made there. I was really proud
That
of you.
was.
Thank
I
you.
was very.
I'm gonna turn that into an NFT.
Yeah, I'm
really
gonna
good.
turn
You
that
should
into
do
a
that.
T-shirt. Neander Talk podcast rail to whale T-shirts available next week for $21.99. Or
I want to see
1/15th
that.
of a coin.
I think you need to.
Bitcoin.
I think you need to hire an illustrator to make that T-shirt. Like that would be a really.
I do have illustrators I could hit
Yeah,
up.
that would be a tee because I'm always looking for a good graphic tee.
Okay.
And so if I could get a good graphic, rail to whale tee, I'd be in for it.
Rail to whale. Be like, I'm thinking like, what would be a cool picture? Like, like
Something kind of primitive.
I'm thinking like an old school construction I-beam. You know what an I-beam is? Like those long. You know what an I-beam is, right?
Oh, of course.
Like old Acme I-beam, like that standing up with like a big dick on it. And then a whale with a giant whale tail, just like a cartoonish whale getting railed.
With a hole in the head or something.
Like with a blowhole, but
a
it's getting
blowhole.
fucked by an I-beam.
All right. Well, wow. We've really.
You very thought that out. That was a highly creative visual right there.
Yeah.
I'm a creative guy.
You had
the illustrator.
had the specifications down.
The illustrator has
I
nothing.
have it in my head. I pictured it in my head. This is what it's going to look like. It's
Yeah.
Neanderthal podcast, whale.
You got on your
Whale.
notebook, get things done. See,
Get
that's what it's
things
all
done,
about.
but I don't get things done. I just colored it. That's all I did.
Oh, that's good.
No, I do have some shit written down here. I do some things.
Well, there's a great quote that says, failing to plan is essentially planning to fail. So it's like you got to spend a little bit of time each day doing the shit that's the most
Hold
important.
on. Failing to plan.
Is planning to fail.
Wow.
Yes, if you're not actively planning certain shit, and I'm not always good at it, but I go through sort of spurts of greatness. I'm not consistent greatness, but here's the thing. It's like as long as I'm always moving forward, I'm gonna take 2 steps forward, I'm gonna take a step back.
Do you literally write this shit down?
Do I have to write
You have a
down?
journal?
Do
Do you
you
journal?
Write, do you write this down? Do you write your plans down?
I have a journal that I write my stuff down in 55% of the time.
That's really good.
How many? So like you got like stacks of journals then?
Dude, I have shitloads of journals. Like sometimes I'll just like write,
Really?
especially when I was younger and got high more. I would just get high and just like write my thoughts down and just like get my thoughts out. I have probably 30 completed journals that I've done.
Wow.
Probably even more so that I didn't finish. Different ones, but it's like I like to get my thoughts out. And so I used to have a podcast
Just for yourself?
yeah, just for myself.
Yeah.
Not for anything else. Just
Yeah.
to kind of get clarity on certain things.
That's wise.
It's exploration is what it is. I don't know that that's necessarily wise. I'm just trying to figure shit out.
But that's wise. Trying to figure shit out is inherently wise.
I'm the complete opposite of that.
I mean, it doesn't matter how you go about it.
I will never write anything down. I will never journal anything. It's all in my skull. I can't.
I get that.
And when you're gone, none of that will be stored anywhere. Just
Yeah,
everybody else.
but I don't know.
Good point.
So I agree with you because
Well, just take the good nuggets and make a book. You got a book inside you. I know.
yeah, maybe I should start journaling more.
I'm gonna hit you up with one dapper Latino, and you can have more inside of you.
Ouch.
We are woke here, ladies and gentlemen.
Fake woke.
Yeah.
We're the fake woke. We're real
Fake
woke.
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 Woke. Woke it, eh?
Woke motherfucker.
That's what happens when you're down at the bottom of the bottle.
You won't get woke.
I'm a man in a bottle. That's actually a song I've been working on. Man in a bottle.
Wait, you're a singer? Or you're a musician?
Yeah, I can
Dude,
sing.
Dirk is a musician and a half.
No,
dude.
he's not.
Have you been to his crib?
You're a musician?
I'm a musician.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm a musician.
Hold on. Are you serious? You never been to Dirk's house?
No.
Dirk's got like 82 guitars. He's got a whole room that's got like a computer
Really?
set up.
There's so much I don't know about Dirk.
Actually, I sold all that shit off.
There's so much.
I sold it all off for crypto, Trav. I really did.
No, you didn't.
A lot of it, yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
I like that. Do you like that?
But I seriously, I've been the last song I wrote was "Man in a Bottle."
Okay.
To me it's a really intense song because it deals with like some.
Is this on
Your bottle, you got
Spotify?
your-
No.
SoundCloud?
I'm so self conscious about shit.
You're bottled up.
Why?
Uh,
Release it underneath
Yeah,
a different name.
and
just put it out there.
Here's the point.
I'll release it on the podcast.
I think I've actually done well because I'm gonna like actually release all these things, and when I release them, I'm gonna put them out as NFTs, and people are gonna have to. No, I'm serious.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
Fucking do it, man.
No.
Okay.
People will.
And you got to write a new song. I was high at the time.
I was,
High at the time. High. At the
Hey, no,
time
I remember that. I remember that.
committed
I remember
the
that
crime.
last song we wrote about our. Remember my cat?
Yeah.
We wrote a song about
Smelly
my
cat.
yeah.
Smelly cat.
Yeah, we wrote a song about my cat.
No, he had like a cat that was like nonplussed about everything and wouldn't care. And I don't know. It was just a funny song. That we
I have a
wrote right
cat
now.
that's
No,
non-binary.
but I struggle with my love for alcohol, and so I was like,
You
okay,
struggle with your love for
a
alcohol?
little bit.
Okay.
So do you? I mean, it's like
I don't struggle.
Well, you took a month off.
It was real easy for
That
him
was
to open
for
up that
just
bottle.
a challenge. I was like, "Can I do this?
Well,
if I can't complete this challenge, then I have a struggle." But I
Okay, well, fair
completed
enough.
it.
It's all in measure, but nonetheless, it's always good to retrospect against this kind of stuff, and I think that's what it was. It was a retrospection, like
Okay.
of where I'm at, what I'm doing, like how does this affect me in my day-to-day life.
Okay.
And that's what the song's about. It's like, how is alcohol affecting my day-to-day life? Is it making me happier? Is it making me chill? Is it making me worse?
It's not making you a better person.
Maybe
This is the first time I've had a drink.
Then why are we drinking?
This is
Shit, I
an
don't even know how
intervention,
long.
Dirk. Everybody, come on through.
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey, I've got several friends that need interventions. I've got myself.
Jack Lowe.
No, no.
just
Jack actually had his own personal intervention.
Yeah, he did.
And God bless his soul. But because he's one of the most wonderful humans I've ever met. But I've
Oh, it's called an intervention,
yeah. So
not an
anyway,
inter one. It's when you do it yourself.
I'll digress.
Come on, that was good,
That was
fuckers.
really
I'll
good.
digress. If I can offer the NFT up of Man in a Bottle, I'll offer it to you two first.
I'm on. I'm down.
Dude, the trick is, man, you go on Upwork, find some kick-ass 3D artist to create some visualization to your song, and you got yourself a little clip. You can do multi-little clips.
No, I'm talking.
That's what
no,
some artists
Trav-
are doing. Is like taking their song.
Hold
or their
on.
video,
This is a
making little
Neanderthal
snips.
exclusive.
Oh, this is an inner. This is an inner. Okay.
No, I think the future of music is based on NFT type concepts where
Oh man, that's a deep dive there.
No, I'm serious though. I've thought a lot about this.
Okay.
Whereby an individual who is good at what they do, as the rappers we were talking about earlier, or myself,
Tom McDonald.
yeah, where they take
Mac Lethal.
where they take
Are we considering him?
yeah,
Tom McDonald.
Tom McDonald, yes.
Tom
Mac
McDonald,
Lethal.
Mac Lethal, whoever it may be, they're able to take an idea and turn it into something that they can make a living at through offering an NFT. And anybody who buys into that individual thought process can make residuals off that person's thought process in the future.
Beautiful.
And,
Beautiful.
And
That's
they're
right.
able to capitalize.
NFT, you continually make money.
Everybody
off of
starts to share it in the future. If it's like, if it runs like a Fleetwood Mac song for
And
50
and
years.
you were saying it's a percentage thing.
Well, there's
So-
a percentage
so-
access to it, but then also there's technologies where you can stake your NFT, and basically it's like, I am putting my NFT here, and almost like with DeFi, where you stake your NFT and you're able to earn additional cryptos or other little things because you're staking it. Or if you're holding this NFT, You can literally look on the you can look on the blockchain and say, oh, you have this particular NFT. Boom, I could drop you a new NFT. So say you're at a concert and you go in, and we know everybody who's going to the concert. They got a concert ticket, and they include their crypto wallet, their Wax wallet or whatever. Wow. You could go, oh, we know that these 17 people have this particular NFT pass, this NFT. Boom, we're gonna go ahead and let these people come backstage, or we're gonna do a meet and greet with these people. Or, oh, everybody who has a wallet in the audience, oh, guess what? One of you just won tonight's set list. Boom. Here's a picture of the NFT of that.
What is a Wax wallet?
Okay.
Wax is a blockchain, sort of like Ethereum.
Can you guys talk for a minute while I pee?
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
Yes. Tell us about Wax, Travis.
Wax is
Wax that ass.
Yeah, wax that and back that up.
Wax it up. Get the what's it, sex wax? Remember the surfboard?
Surfboard stuff, yeah.
Surfboard gear.
So Wax, WAX.io, is a cryptocurrency. It's a blockchain, and it's one of the blockchains that are built specifically for NFTs.
Yes.
You can actually mint 1,000 NFTs for $1. If you were to mint one NFT,
what is
on
minting
Ethereum,
NFT? What does that mean to mint an NFT?
Well, you're taking that image, you're uploading it, you're connecting it to IPFS, which is the Interplanetary File System, which is on a blockchain, taking that hash and then locking that image on the blockchain forever.
So it gives it that unique identity.
It gives it a unique identity and makes that image uncancelable.
So it's non-fungible.
It's non-fungible, non-cancelable, uncensorable, undeletable. Once it's there, it's there, right?
It's infinite in its own regard.
Yeah, and it's super green. So like Wax versus Ethereum is like 222,000 times more green efficient than Ethereum is.
Greta would be happy.
Yeah, we would not be ruining Greta's childhood if every NFT was on Wax. But that's not the case, because a lot of the NFTs are on Ethereum or some of these other places which have a huge energy pool.
Yes.
Right? But Wax does not. A lot of people don't know about Wax, but like Topps is on there. Street Fighters had a huge launch on there. There's been great artists like Weezer and Deadmau5 launched on Wax. There's been a bunch of other, like Topps did Garbage Pail Kids 1 and 2 on there. They've done a bunch of other ones. There's been all kinds of great brands that have launched. Robotech, which was an old Japanese cartoon in the 90s, they just recently released. And a lot of the most successful collections are independents. So we launched a project called Blockchain Heroes, which we've minted nearly 1 million NFTs on Wax, and we've sold about 125,000 cards on the secondary market, where like somebody got a card and then sold it to somebody else. 125,000 transactions at almost $4 million in secondary market value. So $4 million times 6%, whatever that is, that's what we've earned from people reselling our cards.
So as a wax, I'll put it in my ignorant terminology. As a wax manufacturer, you're making bank by being the source of the wax. And
then you make wax. You earn wax from them buying your NFTs, and the price of wax goes up, which has. When we started, wax was around 4 cents. Then it went all the way up to like 32 cents. Right now, it's at 14 cents. I can't believe it's so low right now.
So I should get some wax.
I'm not telling you what to do with your money. All I'm saying
it would be good speculative play.
I'm saying that
that's some inside shit that I've been looking for a while.
I would just say it blows my mind that the market cap for Wax is $200 million when the market cap for Engine, another NFT platform, is like $1.2 billion.
When the Topps baseball card company released their digital baseball cards on Wax.
On Wax, and more brands are coming. Like they're going to launch Hot Wheels.
They're on top of
Mattel Hot Wheels has just registered an account on Wax, and it says, "Oh wow, it looks like Mattel's Hot Wheels are." Can you imagine Mattel Hot Wheels coming to NFTs? It's going to be crazy.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's worth $200 million market cap. I think it should be at least $1.5 billion. I don't know why it's not. It's not.
Well, because it sounds like a good time to buy a little wax. I mean, I'm speculating. What is the cliche? I'm not a financial advisor.
Not a financial advisor. Also, Omi is a token. Omi is a token that there's an app called VV, and if you can get it on iPhone or Android. VV is owned by a company called Ecomi, and they basically have these AR NFTs, and they have like 100 different
augmented reality.
Oh yeah, augmented reality ones where I can literally point my phone over there, and then Batman will stand.
I was just showing everybody how smart I was by
Watch
knowing
this.
what AR meant.
I'll pop it up, and then we'll have Batman standing in the corner over here with us.
Oh,
so
I
we
can do
take
you
a
one
photo.
better. I can do you one better.
Oh really? You have AR right there too?
I can put me on my table.
Is VV related to VChain?
No.
No. Okay.
I can put me somewhere. If I can just give me a minute to pull up my 3D HQ.
I don't think this podcast is going to end until that bottle is empty. What do you think?
Yeah, we can do that. Here we go.
That sounds like a good measure. Oh.
Can you see me?
Hey, there you are.
There you are. What are you doing?
Look, there's me and my son.
Nice.
Boom.
So you could sell that as an NFT. Just make yourself bigger. There you go.
No.
Isn't that cool?
That's totally.
What is that app?
Okay. This is called ARU.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And there is a company that have become friends of the podcast.
Nice.
That is, they're called 3D HQ. And they're on the plaza. They have a brick and mortar shop on the plaza.
Oh, and you go in there and they do a 3D scan.
You go in there, they have a 3-dimensional curtain type situation.
Nice.
You jump in there and they'll take a picture of you.
With like 26 cameras.
Probably more than that. But 26 cameras taking a picture of you, and then you can upload yourself on this little augmented reality thing. But they'll also make like statues of you.
Exactly.
Or
Like
Yeah.
like a doob? Which is called doobs or something.
Yeah, they
right?
make little action. They make little pure
You can get
action
an actual
figures
action like your wizard.
Yeah.
You can get you as your wizard.
at different sizes by
I
different.
have a
sizes.
version of me as
But you can also do like
a
a glass cube with you etched 3-dimensionally inside of that
that
cube.
sounds badass.
So
Han
if you look
Solo.
at the end of my table right here, I'll show you. Let me get up here. So this is something that they made. This is a Patrick Mahomes keychain. You see, it's Mahomes with like his 15
Yeah.
in there.
Is that his hair?
Yeah, it's like
That's
his,
supposed to be his head? Okay.
It's-
I see.
that's
Oh, that's
his head.
Mahomes. I got you.
yeah, yeah, that's his head.
That's my homie.
With the 15 inside of his head. Yeah, they'll make you. So they made. Oh goddamn! I don't have it down here. I have a planter. Have you seen my little business card holder? The little 3D company made that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're fun little. Yeah, so they do the augmented reality things. What's your augmented AR thing? And look at this little. So they've got pop sockets were a big thing back in the day. That little circle that you put on the back of your phone. Travis here's got this little like finger doohickey on the back of his phone.
These
That's like
predate the pop sockets.
I could tell. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, these predate them.
Like little fingerless, like
It's really handy. It's like you can watch a video like this. It's like, nah. It's like, and then I can go like this. It makes this less stressful. I just found it a long time ago. I don't remember what they're called. They're on Amazon.
prevent carpal tunnel that way.
You convince? Yeah, it does. Like, really, the stress on that.
Yeah.
I got a vertical mouse. It changed my whole.
What's a
experience.
vertical mouse?
This one, like this,
Yeah.
dude. I ordered one of those. Are
Dude.
they amazing?
Vertical mouse totally cured my right hand carpal tunnel from a regular mouse. So get one if your hand hurts from
Because
using a
this,
regular
your
mouse.
arm, you're actually your
It's
your
more
finger-
natural to be like this.
Your
You're
finger-
more
your finger-
you're more
your finger
normally
spins.
pronated.
Right here, this is
pronation
perfect.
is
Yeah.
correct.
This right here, you're actually twisting.
Buy a vertical mouse.
Dude, I bought two
Yeah.
because
How many-
I like to do it left-handed too. Sometimes I'm like,
Yeah.
and then
I
I'm
like,
like,
I like
Oh,
to,
shit, like a
I like to
Because
do
if
it
not,
left-handed.
you're like this over time.
I
I'm like,
totally
"Man."
love it left-handed sometimes, dude.
Oh,
What,
yeah?
It's a stranger. The stranger.
It's the same.
What do you drive like that? What's like
I'm
if
just-
you
I'm
have
just gonna
two at the
connect them
same
on
time?
and do this. No, my problem is
Like
no,
a
no, I'm
tank
not,
type
I'll
thing.
never use them at the same time. But what it is,
like a
I notice
dream
that
machine.
if I'm doing too much stuff on a mouse, I'm like, meh, and then I push my shoulder blade up, and it's like, fuck. So I'm like, all right, I need to not do that. I want to push it over here to this mouse, and then I can release
Yeah.
the stress.
But when you
in
just
my right
release it like
shoulder.
that, you just what a great idea.
Yeah, it totally like I went from this to just that. Sorry, Dad.
Oh my God, his dad! You should have answered it on the podcast.
I should have.
Call him back. Hey, what's up, Dad? What would your dad be calling you for at this late at night?
I don't even want to get into it right now.
Is it drama?
Yeah.
Really?
Dude, who doesn't have drama in their life?
Yeah, I try to keep drama away. I try to.
I try, but
Right now, I have a real. I'm in a real nice sweet period
good for you.
where I have very little drama in my life. If it's drama, it's because I'm creating it in my own head.
That's where most drama is created in your own head.
Do you have,
Most of the problems of ourselves are created in our own head.
And I'm an anxious monkey, so I get fucking real, start spinning, but I'm really trying to work on that shit.
Meditation, brother.
meditation?
I used to
Meditation is
meditate. I
good.
need to get back into it.
I've been doing
Meditation and masturbation. So,
masturbation, clearly.
but you gotta do it Zen. You gotta do it with Zen. You gotta Zen
Zen masturbation.
I tell you, man.
That probably doesn't require. That probably doesn't. You're probably not allowed to use. Hey. All over my knuckles.
Very so zen. No,
I don't know if you know this, but I'm into Zen masturbation.
Yeah, I do it in the lotus position.
Wow. I prefer camel pose.
Yeah.
Full back bend, man.
Zen masturbation. That's two words that probably haven't been used together.
I
too
like
much.
it.
It's
That's
pretty
funny. I have been doing a lot more yoga lately, which I used to do a lot of. I got away from. Now that the pandemic's ended, I feel like I need to get back into presentable shape a little bit. I don't know, take off.
I wasn't gonna say it, but you let yourself go, Dirk.
Well, I'm better now though.
I think that's because the marriage. Marriage will let you.
But am I better?
You look a little chunky over there. You got a little couple lbs put on you,
All
since,
right,
you
well,
know.
you
And
know,
I'm not. Whatever. I think you could.
I'm working on it.
When's the last time you saw him?
Like a month or two ago.
No, way longer than that.
Into the football season.
No, I didn't go to the. I was off. I was doing something else on that day.
Hey.
I don't think I've seen you since draft.
Oh well, yeah. That was like early COVID. So.
8 months ago or something.
Yeah, who hasn't gained 5 pounds since COVID? Well, you're a skinny bastard, so.
I am cut, shredded, and ready to go.
Do you work out?
I go on waves. I'll work out for a
See,
while.
he's one of those assholes who can eat whatever he wants, drinks whatever he likes, and he's still got a good
No,
metabolism.
the difference
That's
is
true.
See,
That's true.
I could do that 10 years ago, dude. Wait, give it 5 more years. Dude.
Everybody says the goalpost keeps getting. Wait till you get 30. Oh, wait till you get 35.
Yeah,
wait
fair
till you
enough.
get 40. I'm like, bitch. I had McDonald's today.
Oh,
I'm lucky. I get it, but no, I do work. I'll go right now and walk and run a 5K.
Oh, so you do run?
I can do anything. Yeah,
You'll go do it right now when
When
you're
was
drunk?
the last time you ran 5K?
Oh yeah.
When was the last time you ran 5K?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can run. I like running.
No,
I take that back.
hate running.
So I take that back. I'm good at running. I hate running, but I'm good at it, so I do it.
I'm better at yoga.
But we're humans. We're all supposed to be good at running.
I'm better at yoga and weightlifting and that kind of stuff. So I do that kind of stuff
Nice,
more
nice,
so.
nice.
But yeah, I'm actually. You should have seen me 2 weeks ago. If you think I'm fat now.
Oh yeah, is that all that intermittent fasting?
It is that IF. That's what us fatties have to do.
You're not fat by any means. I didn't mean to disparage you or make. I
you
didn't mean to fat shame.
Thanks
you or
a
anything
lot.
Like that.
Now we're all fat and ugly. Thanks a lot. You're over here ripped with a big dick. Thanks a lot.
Look. I wouldn't say I'm ripped.
No, you did say you were ripped.
But Dirk, no, I'm not saying you're fat or anything. I'm just saying you're a little more TV fatherly figure looking.
You're more
than
fluffy.
you were last time
Last
saw
time
you.
I saw
But
you,
it's not like it
you're
wouldn't
more
take you but a few weeks to get shredded.
I can tell. I should just absolutely fast. I should just go on a water fast where I do nothing but drink water.
No, dude, just do your 16-8 and then you keep doing it slowly and then it'll come off.
I've been doing that. Apparently, it's not working.
For how long?
Do you want an
5 years.
Would you like an accountability partner to help you?
Okay, yeah, I'm down for that.
There's a fucking account. He's like, I went to McDonald's today.
I did. However, I feel guilty about it and wish I would have gone to lift weights today.
I went to Q.
I'm skinny as fuck. I hate the way I look right now.
I got Q.
I'm skinny as
you
fuck.
are skinny. Actually, you're just a skinny bastard. That's
I
what
am.
It really is.
I look like shit right
actually,
now.
If
I got pictures of me on my phone with me shredded.
If you exactly.
Not long ago.
How much weight have you lost?
Yeah, that's the thing. I've lost weight looking like shit now. I've probably lost 6 pounds of muscle or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you put a picture of yourself 6 pounds ago versus now, what do you?
I know. I'm deflecting.
Don't
bring it back to me.
You are. We can work through these things. We can talk about them.
Let's work through them together.
Yes.
Let's get shredded together.
Ryan, you're my friend. I'll talk about whatever you like.
I would too.
Yeah.
I'm an open book.
That's the good thing about people.
I need something to drink other than bourbon now because I need something cold and icy.
I think we've got.
Okay.
But
We're almost done. We're almost done with the vodka, with the thing.
we are.
Brooke, will you get us some water?
This podcast has been episode of the Neanderthal podcast.
Thank you very much. This is from Crypto. Bad Crypto.
Badcrypto.com
And
Coinbase.com.
NFT Crypto, who are both in the top
NFT.
100. You are.
He's real.
You're real.
I hate to use the term, but this
Can I get
man,
one more?
This man is
That's for Travis. Can we get another one?
around maybe.
Can I get another water? Thank you.
Travis
Thank
is
you.
like you're close. You're real close.
To what?
Travis, because this man is I would only use the word influencer for what, and I know he hates this.
Oh, are you an influencer?
He hates
I know you
I don't
hate
know
it.
that I am.
Every influencer hates that
it,
word.
but I would say he's actually a genuine one.
Yeah.
Like
There's a few of them.
There's a few of them.
Does it?
I would say I'm a
I would
content
hate
creator. I'm a content creator, and the content is getting. I wouldn't say that my influence is strong. I
Okay.
would say that I put out consistent content,
Nice.
and as a result of that, over time of consistency, it's ranks well.
Can I just say I'm embarrassed about my ignorance to who you are?
That's okay. I don't claim to be anyone.
I know you don't, but I think you probably are, and I don't know, but I feel like I'm a nobody at all.
Why do you tell you to say this shit?
Huh?
I was going through some stuff actually recently. It was like diving into some. We all have our own issues, right? We all.
But
have
I'm
our
just saying, like, I'm embarrassed that I don't know, especially
doesn't
being
matter.
like in the Kansas City.
Right,
I'm trying to know who
I
the
agree.
Kansas
I agree.
City-
You should
I
be a
don't- and
little
here's the
bit
thing.
embarrassed.
I would
Yeah.
say this is I don't position myself in Kansas City though. I don't do.
But
a
that's
lot
the
of
thing.
speak- I
And
don't
Worship.
do a lot of
that's
shit in
my
Kansas
that's
City.
my out.
Worship.
Like, oh, you're not a Kansas City guy.
I don't
Like,
go to a lot of
when-
Kansas City events, and I'm moving to fucking Puerto Rico.
I don't do Kansas City events either. But when
I used to. I
but
used to
when-
love going to social media events in Kansas City. A lot of great.
I don't
there's a lot
even
of
know what
great people
that
in Kansas
is.
City.
But I like to just when I do my posts, #KC podcast. That's my extent of my Kansas City podcast knowledge. If I'm being real.
How did
Wow.
let's be real? How has the Neanderthal podcast been received by the city and the country in the last year? How would you reflect on yourself? If I could,
Are you just doing this for fun? It seems
I
like
do
you're
it
just doing
for fun, but this is my third year, and every year I'm surprised that I get nominated for Best Local Podcast. Like, I don't really petition it. Like, I just got one from Kansas City Magazine a couple weeks ago, and I just randomly saw a post. I was like, holy shit, I got nominated for that? That's kind of cool. Like, I do it for me. It is, like, I'm not going to go super deep into my story because I've gone through it a bunch of times, but I got in
Thank you.
a real dark place in my life, and I needed something to like focus on and like get me out of that deep dark depression. And I've listened to podcasts since I don't know 2004 or some shit like that, and I've been listening to talk radio since before that. So I just love that art, and so I was like, oh, I want to do that, and so I just started doing it, and that's just
There you go. That's what
so
people
it's
do.
a selfish thing. I just do it for me, and I just
And then you create content that's interesting to you, and then
Yeah.
other people who listen to you find it interesting because they tune
yeah,
in.
it's been fascinating.
And you got nominated for best podcast, the Kansas City podcast, and I see you got an award over there for soccer.
Oh, that's my
Congratulations.
son's. That's my son's.
You're fucking killing.
I
Is it-
do have-
Is that a participation trophy?
It is.
Oh fuck that!
It
Break
is,
it. Break
because
it right
he was
now.
like-
Say, sorry, son.
Oh,
You don't
he
get
was
a-
like 3.5.
You don't get a fucking trophy. You didn't win shit.
He wanted me to have this.
Oh,
He wanted me to have it in my studio.
That's sweet.
That's
Did he
why I have
graduate
it.
from kindergarten?
Look, I had a full ride scholarship for soccer, so I
Oh,
understand.
nice. Oh, that's sweet.
Um,
That's actually sweet. Nah,
It is.
I want you to
I'm
have
a
this
sucker,
one.
like-
That's good.
oh, never mind. I used to have his picture up here, but
Oh,
I
you
don't.
took it down. You're
I,
like,
I don't love him
"Sorry,
anymore,
son.
so I took
Sorry,
it down.
son." He's not going to listen to this episode, so that's cool.
I think about that sometimes, like the legacy. Your podcast.
A lot of my
Creator.
podcasts will be outdated. Actually, I'm starting a new
All of
podcast.
them,
Hold
yeah.
on. I'm starting a new podcast soon. I think I'm going to launch it in June. I got a couple guests lined up for it.
Okay.
So it's like I've been talking crypto for so long. I used to have a podcast called Cultivate Greatness, which was all about personal development. I'd interview authors, and I really
Wow.
enjoyed that.
Jesus.
That was
man.
2006 to
I feel like
2008.
I should quit.
You should just keep going, man. You just get started.
I know.
But so I want to write another
There's
show.
a lot of room out there.
Yeah, dude. So I want to talk to people who are doing epic shit, right? Epic, amazing people that are doing cool things. and I'm calling it the Epic Shit Show.
Dope.
The Epic Shit Show.
Do you have to spell SH apostrophe IT or
it's
something?
fucking the Epic Shit Show. So
They'll let that on iTunes?
I don't know. I'll probably do a exclamation point or something.
There you go.
But it's the Epic Shit Show.
I love it.
And epic conversations with epic people, right? It's like, I got my first two guests that have committed.
Yeah, you're welcome.
First one is a dude named Rob Pryor. He was an artist who fucking paints with both hands at the same time.
I've seen those dudes.
He's done all this shit for like Marvel and Star Wars and shit. He's fucking epic. And the other one is Rose McGowan. She's an actress.
Yeah, everybody knows who Rose McGowan is.
Yeah, she's fucking coming on. It's fucking awesome. I guess she committed. So I'm gonna get cool fucking people to come on my show, the Epic Shit Show.
Okay.
Launching sometime in June-ish.
Do you have connections? Is that how you're getting these people?
I fucking just reach out and say hello.
Because that's how my thing is, but I don't reach out to anybody giant.
Why?
Like, I got my big...
Well, because you want people to be in your fucking studio. Nobody's coming to Independence.
I know.
Some people will, but you're not going to get...
Dude, I got KC Young Boss coming in on the end of June.
Right. That's fucking awesome.
Who dey?
He's one of my favorite rappers. He's dope.
You love the raps?
I do. I love everything, but I'm really big into the local hip hop.
Oh, that's great.
It's not.
I do love Tech Nine. I've been primarily like for the last 2 or 3 years dating Ukrainian women and Russian women, and so I listen to Russian rap. It is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, right.
But it is so incredible. They're like, "Apuma yo, yavuz asurabu." There's fucking just say something. I don't know what it was. That's a great beat. And then what's funny is I'll just like start rolling off on my own raps. Like I don't even know what the fuck they're saying. And
in Russian, you'll go off in Russian.
There's one called "Gde ma yo Bablo." Gde ma yo Bablo, skizzy mo dinge, askaziti Pablo. They're like, "Where's my loot?" Is what they're saying. Gde ma yo Bablo. Where's my fucking loot?
How are they making their loot over there?
Dude, it's great. And then what's funny is on Spotify, I'll just find one song that I like, and then I'm like, I'll make a radio off of it. And then I got a whole new playlist of new fucking Russian rap that I ain't never heard before. And it's fucking hilarious. Like, I'll be rolling in my car with my kids, and I'll just put on some fucking Russian rap. And my daughter will just start laughing. And then what's funny is she'll start singing along. They start singing along to songs the fucking
racist.
Do you have a Spotify list I can tap into?
Dude, I'll just send you a couple songs and you just make a playlist off of it. It's hilarious.
Yo, fuck every black person. I fuck kids.
I don't know.
You have no idea what they're saying, but that's what it is. You're like,
so
yeah,
I can understand. Actually, I can understand about 15% of the words. I do.
Oh, wow.
I can read
Because
Cyrillic.
you date Ukrainian women.
Well, I actually was a Russian linguist.
You got to know when they're saying, "Oh, daddy, more daddy, more daddy."
I studied Russian in the military in the U.S. Army.
Okay, you were in the Army. What was your MOS?
Well, I was in the school of Russian. So actually, when I took the test at the MEPS, took the ASVAB, and then I scored on that. But then I had to take the Defense Language Aptitude Test, and then I scored pretty high on it. And I was like, I go, I really want to learn Spanish. And they're like, oh, yeah, you're going to learn Spanish. We'll get you in Spanish. And they put me in Arabic.
Okay.
And then they moved me to Russian. And then the Soviet Union collapsed, right? They didn't need as many Russian linguists. And they said, we want you to learn Chinese now.
Holy shit.
And I was like, you told me Spanish, you put me in Arabic, you moved me to Russian, now you want me to fucking do Spanish? No. So I was in the military a total of 10 months. I went to
holy shit.
Yeah, I realized
I got you beat.
Really?
Yep.
How long were you in?
How about 7 weeks?
No, you didn't even make it through basic training. You're like, fuck
They
this.
wanted me to redo basic training.
Oh no. You're
They
like,
said, listen, they said, private, I've never met anybody that doesn't have any kind of military bearing. You're lacking military bearing. I was like, and then you know what I said? I was like, it was Sergeant White.
Based on what?
Sergeant White. I was like, you know what? I agree with you. I go, I was raised, my dad is an officer in the military. All of his friends are officers. And so I grew up around officers, not calling them major this, colonel that. It's like, oh, yo,
hey,
this is Joe. I go ice fishing with Joe and I babysit his son.
Was your dad just so disappointed when you were a complete failure in the military?
No.
No,
I think he probably knew. My dad's a really cool. He's a really cool dude.
Plus, maybe he didn't want you to have to go through the same thing that he went through.
God, the
No,
military.
he was in the Air Force, number one.
It
so.
takes a
So
different
it's easy.
personality. It takes a different personality to want to go through the
It
military.
does. Like my dad, especially not whatever, but my dad actually is like a quote unquote somebody in the Air Force. And there's no way I was going that. He's somebody, but
It's great.
it wasn't for me.
It's not for me. It wasn't for me either. I can't
boy.
stand motherfuckers telling me what to do. Like,
That was me. I don't want to be told what time I got to brush my teeth.
oh God. Are you
At
fucking
6
serious?
a.m.
Are you fucking serious? So like near the end. So actually,
I didn't make it through basic training because I had fun. I gave Snicker bars to the dudes to do fire watch for me so I could sleep all night.
Oh, dude, I had the opportunity to go to the commissary also, and I bought a bunch of Snickers, and I bought a bunch of fucking Skull. I bought a roll of fucking Skull. And
I didn't
sold
even
that
think
shit. I
about
fucking
that.
sold those shit for $10 a fucking can.
Oh my God.
People were so
The original
fucking Jones.
cryptocurrency was Skull in basic training.
Oh, the Skull bags. Remember the Skull bags?
Bandits.
The bandits. Oh, dude, you could sell a bandit for a fucking $1 a piece,
Yes.
dude.
Yes.
That reminds me of like when we in 7th grade we would sell cinnamon toothpicks for like
Enterprise and entrepreneurial
and bubble gum in 7th. Like I'll buy it for 12 cents.
You
at the
guys were
department
doing
store.
that. I was taking hamster tubes. You know how you get those little red plastic hamster tubes?
What were you doing with hamster
I was
tubes?
turning You guys were thinking about entrepreneurial making money. I was turning those into bongs and smoking wild sage with that crossed with a silly straw.
A silly straw. That'd be an awesome
I was trying
stem.
I was trying to get fucked up at a young age.
Yeah,
Not trying
how
to make
old were you?
money.
When was the first time you did a psychedelic? How old were you when you first did a psychedelic?
Oh, I dove head first. The first time
I was 13.
I was
What?
way old. I was old. I was a late bloomer. I was
Damn.
20, but I did cocaine. What was that? Those mini thins.
Epinephrine?
White crosses.
I did mini thins, coke, mushrooms, and acid, and went to World's Fun. All of those were my first experience.
Same day?
at World's
Same day.
Fun.
Same day.
Oh my God, I had an experience like that. Oh my God, it's fucking nuts. I was bartending at Stanford and Sons when it was down in Westport.
Oh my God! I bet we know some similar people back
It's
then.
possible.
Way back in the
It's
late,
possible.
early 2000s, late 90s.
Well, I was late 90s when
Yeah,
I actually
you know
it would
you
have been like
didn't-
mid 90s.
Yes.
And so I was smoking all night off of my dugout, right? So I was smoking
Yes.
hits off my dugout.
Yes.
Every like 30 minutes we were doing shots of Tawaka. So I was getting
Yes.
drunk. And then one of the bartenders came in. And
You had to have boots to go in that place.
Then he brought in some mushroom caps, and this is like near the end of the evening, and so I popped. He gave me a big fucking mushroom cap, so I popped a mushroom cap, and then after the show, we cleaned the fucking place up, and then after the set, the set, or not the set, but after the evening was done, we all the fucking like some patrons and stuff. We went to the bridge down at the end of Grand Street. There's like a big bridge over the Missouri River. And so we were down there fucking smoking weed.
Did you climb it?
We climbed it. We're hanging out there, and this one patron like bust out his little thing. It has some cocaine on there. Made me a line, so I fucking snorted a line.
Did you snort it first or did you blow it first?
Let me tell you, I snorted it, and then I had a come to Jesus moment.
Okay.
And then I went, and I fucking spit it out. And I said, "Who the fuck am I, John Belushi? I've fucking been drunk all night, smoking weed. I did some mushrooms, and now I'm doing cocaine. What the fuck?
Speedballing.
The hell am I, John Belushi? Hell
my
no.
first line.
Never done cocaine ever again
My
since
first
then.
line, I put my
Good for
nose
you.
down there and I accidentally breathed out. And so I blew the coke all over the place. I was like, oh shit, my bad. Like such a rookie. It's like, like I really blew it all over the place.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait a minute.
You're supposed to breathe it in.
Yeah. Let me
You
try
got that
this
razor
again.
thing again? Hold on. I got to take two.
And then I did the other rookie mistake also of taking the actual razor blade that you chop it up with and then put it on your tongue and lick it.
Ew.
And
So
then
you licked it
that
the
freaks
wrong
me
way?
out.
you lick
dude.
it and then you cut your fucking tongue with the razor blade.
That freaks me out.
And I'm bleeding all over the place
Hey,
because I
what's-
licked the fucking razor blade.
dumbass.
What's-
Supposed to lick the side.
I licked the side, but still it was tilted slightly to get some blood. It's
fuck.
like,
So you
God
like-
damn,
Hey,
you fucking
So you
moron.
filleted your tongue.
Yeah.
On that note, I want to get to an important point. Let's finish this bottle.
So we can cut this off?
Let's finish this. No, I just want to finish the bottle.
I feel
I
guilty for taking so much of your guys'
because
time.
I need a drink.
Okay.
And I just like I'm not going to get 96% of the way there and not finish.
Well, you're
the
right.
job.
I just poured myself a nice thickie. So I think you guys should split the rest of
We'll
that.
split that.
Unless he just takes the rest right there. I'm good. I don't need. I'm already burning my tongue.
Okay.
I'll take a little bit more here. The last little drop.
Yeah,
Give him the last drop right there. He needs
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last
yeah. There we go.
There you go. Oh, you spilled it
it's
right
all
One
there.
for my homie.
Don't tell
That's why-
anybody that. Yeah.
drop.
Shout out Mac Miller.
All right.
Here's to you. Here's to me. If we ever disagree, fuck
Here's
you.
to me.
Here's to me.
Here's to may you be in heaven in half hour before the devil knows you're dead.
Here's to everybody in Kansas City tuning in and listening to Neandra Talk with Ryan
Thank you guys.
and
I
Dirk
appreciate it.
and Travis.
Wow.
If you're this far in, you're fucked. You need to get a life.
I
Hey.
agree 100%.
You know what?
But
Sometimes
if you're still listening,
sometimes I just like to go to sleep to people talking nice and cool and having a good time.
head
and,
over to kansascitymagazine.com. Click over arts and crafts or some bullshit. Find the Inner Talk podcast and vote for me. If not, don't.
I'm going to do some cocaine.
I'm going to refrain from telling a cocaine story.
I did cocaine one time in my life. That was the only cocaine story I have.
Really?
Yeah, that was it. I
What's-
decided I'm not fucking John Belushi.
I got one.
Really? That was it?
I got one
Yeah,
party.
dude, I was
I got
like- I
a
was like,
parting
if we-
question. What is the strangest place you have ever done? You don't have to describe it, the drug, but what is the strangest condition, circumstance, place you've ever done drugs?
Because I am a cliche and grew up watching MTV, Animal House, and all that shit, I was like, the thing you're supposed to do is do a line of coke off a stripper's ass. So I did it.
Or a piece of sushi.
Yeah, but cocaine's so much sexier.
Sexier, yeah.
So I did some cocaine off this chick's ass
Nice.
once, and it was
Okay.
great.
Did she like it?
It doesn't matter.
It probably didn't impact
It
her. Just
actually
like literally,
does.
it's like somebody's like putting a
Actually-
nose on her.
Yeah.
Actually,
Actually,
it's probably
actually, it does matter.
It does. It doesn't matter to me.
It didn't matter to you, but had you noticed, maybe. Like,
No, she was into it. She was like,
Yeah.
yeah, come on, fucking do it. She's a
Yeah.
great gal.
Yeah.
She's a great gal. She's a trooper. A shout out to, I will call you out with your name.
if
you
I
can
can remember
remember.
it.
You live in Colorado.
The bottle
You're
is
an
empty.
Artist. Jill. No, that's your sister.
Jill's sister.
What's your
Jill's
last
sister.
name? Your last name's Farrell. Chris. Oh, my God.
That was.
She was so great. I really liked her. She's a great
Hey,
person.
I just asked you the greatest place you can ever remember getting the most fucked up, and you named her. So I think that's
That's
a-
sweet. She would really
She,
like
if
that.
you remembered her name, she was
Kelly!
Kelly.
Kelly Farrell, I've got great drug memories with you. One of the greatest times. I went to a 311 concert. Met her
Oh,
on a
nice.
party bus.
Oh.
We had mushrooms.
311
and weed.
memories.
Oh, and then somebody.
311 was the shit back in the day.
I
Man,
saw
they
311.
still are.
I saw 311 for $3.11 at Belmont in Chicago because I got off the
Oh, you
train.
mean it wasn't at
Nice.
out at the outhouse?
It
strip
wasn't.
club?
Yeah, it wasn't.
I've
It wasn't
seen
Nirvana at the outhouse. It
seen
was
Nirvana.
311 for $3.11.
I've seen 311.
Right
This
after,
fucking.
you know what
I
that?
know,
All
he's
that
been to all these
proves.
school
fucking-
concerts.
All
I
that
did
proves
shit.
is that I'm old.
You're a name
true.
dropping
Concert dropping.
Fucking
Yeah.
NFT
You're one of-
token,
You know, I saw Jimmy.
drug smoking.
I saw.
NFT token, drug smoking, wizard.
I saw. I saw Jimi Hendrix actually put the acid in
Hey.
his headband before he played the.
No.
No, I
with
saw him.
I
Put,
didn't-
I saw
I-
him put it on fire.
I didn't see
Yeah.
that, but I was at his grave within the last 2 years, and I was at Jim Morrison's grave in the last 3 years. So-
Hendrix has a grave.
Yeah, in outside of Seattle. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like out in this lush, beautiful, and then it's in the suburbs of some.
It should be. It
so-
should be.
some
It should
Seattle
be
neighborhood.
Easily accessible.
It is, and it's a gorgeous like pantheon to Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That is
It's got
beautiful.
this like right now. I mean, I'm sure shit changes over the years, but like right now, it's got this like iron welded guitar just sitting in this giant gazebo thing. It's beautiful. Yeah,
Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out sometime. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
have you been to Pierre Lachaise?
Nope.
Well, you've been to Paris.
It's in Paris. Yeah, that's where Jim Morrison is.
Yeah, and that's
I don't
like-
give a fuck about Jim Morris.
I love
Jim
Jim
Morrison. I
Morris.
hear you.
I like Jim Morris.
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison was
Jim
cool.
Morris.
But
I got
Jim
a friend
Morris
of mine.
was the shit, dude.
Jimmy Morris. He's from Butler, Missouri. I know a guy named Jimmy Morris.
Love me some Jim Morris.
Let me tell you something. Listen, I know about crypto. I know a thing or two about Bitcoin and Dogecoin, but this fucking cat, Jimmy Morris, you want to get deep down? You want to make billions and live in Puerto Rico?
And live in Paris?
Yeah. You
Fucking
talk
Jimmy.
to Jimmy Morris, and this motherfucker's going to turn you on to these cryptocurrencies
Fucking A, man.
that
Fucking
they're not
A.
coming. They won't come out for 6 years.
Fucking shit, man.
Money coins, they don't even come out. You know nothing.
That's true.
This is the moment I think we've been waiting for.
What is that? Jimmy Morris.
The Jim Morris.
Oh man.
I don't think you can spell.
So what about your place? Where's the coolest, craziest place? I already told mine. I did shrooms at the
I
Louvre.
actually snuck it in earlier. I snuck it in earlier. I told you about the catacombs beneath the city
you snuck that in.
under
You were
Union
doing
Station.
acid underneath that? That's a creepy fucking shit right there, bro.
That is.
They had an elevator that went down even further.
Really?
There's an elevator shaft.
I don't believe him. Do you believe him?
There's an no.
Yeah,
There's
Dirk doesn't lie too often.
It's got a gate.
Too often.
No. There's a gate. It was one of those ones where you lifted up the gate.
Who did you know? How did you get? Was this a circumstance?
I will-
Luck of the circumstance?
Anybody that knows this person will guarantee my legitimacy.
All right, you don't have to name him, but what are his initials?
RR.
You're supposed to name his name.
Rick.
You know.
Rick Reichman? You know him?
Yeah.
Rick
Anybody-
Rothstein?
Rick Rothschild?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got
guys-
that Rothschild. This motherfucker's
They're everywhere.
You
Fucking
both-
demons.
This guy's deep. Dirk, I had no idea.
Without even knowing it, you both
In the
You
catacombs.
both nailed it.
We both
Fucking
knew.
catacombs, man.
Yeah.
So for
The
me,
catacombs, that was
awesome.
it.
That was good. So for me, I was in Amsterdam. This is cool. So I had an event that I spoke at in Romania, right?
Wow.
And
There
in
you-
Bucharest.
Can I be you for like a month?
No, you should have been me for like 5 years ago. It was way cooler. Now I just now I'm
You're
just
still
sitting-
cooler than me today
just
than I
sit
was
and fat.
yesterday.
It's all good. I don't speak as much now because I don't talk about.
What
I
did you
talk about
speak
music-
about?
Marketing technology, customer experience, search engine stuff. SEO,
Theoretically, I'm not gonna
digital marketing shit.
No, but theoretically, because I won't do this because I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But theoretically, if I said, "Hey, Travis, help me blow my podcast up a little bit," you would know how to do that. Is that something?
I would say
Yes.
that it's all about. I would say it's all about the content, right? And then getting out in front of the right people who is gonna most love your shit. How do you delight the people who are gonna most love your shit? Because you have a special kind of shit. Who loves that kind of shit? Find those people. Where are those people out online? Find more of them. So that's the trick. You got to go in and dive down and figure that out.
I'm just saying, if I said that, you
Yeah.
would know how to do that,
I have troubles on my own trying to get my own shit going, but it seems to work sometimes.
right? Because you're in the top 100.
Comes
of
and
your
goes. It
fucking
comes and goes. Dude, I
category.
got an
Like I said,
an amazing co-host.
Travis,
Dude,
all I
Joel's
said
fucking
was
awesome.
theoretically.
Joel.com.
Joel Combs
I'm
a
not.
fucking internet legend, dude.
I'm not going to actually come at you and do that. I'm saying theoretically, you would
Sounds
know
good.
how to do that.
Yeah. So I went
Yes.
to
Okay.
Bucharest, and then
cool.
I flew in to London, and immediately I'm like, oh man, I need to go fucking see Stonehenge. So I fucking go and rent a car to go to Stonehenge, right? And I get there, it starts raining, and apparently when you go book a car in fucking London, you need to make sure that you specifically ask for an automatic, because for one, you're already sitting on the wrong side of the car, but most cars are manual.
Left-handed manual.
Oh Jesus!
I
is the
could
gas
do it.
Is the gas on the left or
It's
the
the same.
right?
It's the same. Gas and the brake and the shifter's the
Oh,
same.
that's fine then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you shift with the other hand.
You're just shifting with the
But the
other hand.
GPS was out on my car, so I had to have my phone, and I was
Oh,
like going
shit.
like, "Oh fuck, how do I get to Stonehenge?" So, anyways, I get Stonehenge.
GPS would be a bitch
Wrong-
with a manual
Yeah,
transmission.
wrong side of the car, wrong side of the road.
I'm a
driving,
mailman, I could do
shifting
that.
with the wrong hand, and I finally get there, and I take a piss. So I go take a piss. I actually had to pay. You got to pay to go in to see
I was gonna
Stonehenge.
say, did you piss inside or
I took a piss right on the big rock. I'm like, "Fuck you,
Well,
fuck you, Stonehenge."
Fuck you, druids that spend hundreds of years
Fuck you,
traveling these
Druids. Here's
giants.
my Travis fluids. So
Fuck
anyway,
you.
yeah. So I have to pay.
Fuck you.
You gotta pay.
Oh, you laid these 300-ton rocks on these logs and traveled them miles.
You,
Hey.
Fuck
Druids.
you.
Here's
my
some fluids.
dick.
Oh, you're an alien that did this shit? Fuck
you. Have some piss. So, anyways, you got to pay like $15 because the English Heritage Society. And I was like, "Are you serious? Like, it's not paid for yet? It's been here like 5,000 years. Like, how's this not paid for already?" So, but here's the.
It should have been paid for before taxes
Like
were
a lot of times.
invented.
What the fuck? So I had to take a piss. So I go to the bathroom. I take a piss. I come out. It starts raining. Like big time, and so I put my hood up, and I put my hood up, and then I go. You have
look
to,
like a druid.
You can't just walk up to Stonehenge. You got to get on like a little bus, and then they drive you up like 30 seconds or whatever to the place. And you get
really? I hate
that.
that.
It's like a little thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the Vanderbilt house.
I get in the wrong fucking bus. I get in the bus back to Salisbury.
You're on the wrong train. You're on the wrong train to London.
How high were you?
None.
Yes, an accident.
This is before I was high. This is earlier.
A tourism
This is
accident.
This is earlier in the trip.
Okay.
And so I'm like, what in the? And so I get on this bus, and then we just pass Stonehenge, and I'm like, people they stop, people getting off. We get into Salisbury, and I'm like, excuse me, when are we going to Stonehenge?
30-second bus.
Yeah.
Wait,
what the hell?
Why are we going the wrong way?
Yeah, he's
Stonehenge
like-
is back that way.
He's like, oh mate, you got on the wrong bus. You should have got on the other bus. It takes
Sorry,
you to
mate.
Stonehenge. And I'm like, he goes, but I'm off now, so I'm not driving back. And I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, I don't know. I'll see what I can do. And then he talks to this other dude. This other dude agrees to take me back to Stonehenge.
We're a gentleman.
So I get to Stonehenge, and the lady pops up, and she's like, I'm sorry, but we're closed. And I'm like, no, I just flew from fucking Bucharest. I fly in, I rent a car, I get on the wrong side of the road, wrong side of the car, I'm shifting with the wrong hand, I finally get here, I get on the wrong bus,
I'm
and I go to
American.
Salisbury, and she's like, oh, it's just not your day, love.
Sounds about right, doesn't it? Though.
That's exactly what she says. She's like, but I like you. I'll see what I can do. And so I get to go up to Stonehenge.
But I like you. He is likable, is he not?
So I got to go to Stonehenge all by myself. There's fucking nobody there except the guard. And I'm like, oh, dude. So the guard takes a photo of me.
You know, this is a simulation theory, and this is your simulation. I've never thought once that I was an NPC before until just now.
Okay.
I'm an NPC.
You're an
in
NPC?
your world. In your world,
My world, you're an NPC.
What is an NPC?
non-player
Non-playable-
character.
Yeah. It's like the ones that.
Oh, NPC.
Have you ever played Zelda?
Yes.
And the dude that's in the town that you don't interact
You
with.
can't kill
I think
him?
I played it on the 8-bit Nintendo. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a,
So I go, oh, this is great. She takes a photo of me in front of Stonehenge, and I go, so can I go in? And the lady's like, the guard's like, nope, you cannot. And I'm like, well, why not? There's nobody here.
he's Australian.
She's like, I'm sorry. She's like, only people in the morning can come in. If you got to be sanctioned in, you got to sign in. You got to be one of the 30 that go in. You're not. And I'm like, but there's no. I'm
But I'm right here,
but I'm the
motherfucker.
only one here. And she's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, so that's that, huh? She's like, that's that. And she walks off, and I just fucking turn around and just walk right in anyway. And then she gets this whistle. It's like fucking some Keystone Cop shit. She starts
whistle?
blowing a fucking whistle at me. I'm the only motherfucker there. And
It's like it was like the Super Bowl, or it's like when that naked fan goes running across the field.
Because there's like this little rope about a foot up off around a little black rope. And so I step over that, and I start hiding behind these monoliths. I'm like hiding around. And then she comes running around the corner. She blows her whistle, and she goes, halt! Halt!
I don't have a weapon.
No.
I don't have a gun. But stop it right there, mate.
She goes, halt! You are hereby vanquished from Stonehenge by decree of Parliament. You must leave the area immediately.
I was
Excellent.
like, would you please take me home?
Most excellent.
I was like, whoa. Vanquished?
You were
By
definitely
decree
that's
of
like some Bill and
Parliament?
Ted shit,
I
dude.
was like, do I get some documentation of this
Yes,
shit?
yes.
Can I get a medal for that?
I'm like, because I want that to be my next album title.
I want that on my tombstone.
Vanquished from Stonehenge.
I was vanquished from Stonehenge. I will forever live in infamy.
Oh
my
my God.
children's children
Yeah,
will
yeah.
know I was vanquished.
Yeah.
Vanquished. What a wonderful
Oh,
word.
yeah, so good.
Vanquished.
Vanquished from Stonehenge.
From Stonehenge
Yeah.
is the name of my next band.
And
At least the album.
Yeah, and so I had to get on the bus, the bus to go back, And
was she on it? Was
she
on
was
it?
not. They put me on all
Me
by myself.
mugging you the whole time. I vanquished this motherfucker.
I vanquished you. I was vanquished from Stonehenge, but apparently not the gift shop.
Of course not.
So I can
get
still,
that money, King.
I am unvanquished from that. I can buy the fuck out of whatever I want. At
You
the gift
cannot
shop.
go beyond this point.
And I wasn't even on shrooms yet. That was later on in the trip. And so I got some shrooms in Amsterdam. So I actually took this epic trip. I went from Bucharest to London to Stonehenge. And then I took a train up to Liverpool, hung out, and did all the Beatles shit, which you hate.
Hey,
which was
I do.
amazing.
I
Then
do
I went
hate
to
the Beatles.
Manchester, saw Noel Gallagher and Johnny fucking
Nice.
Rotten,
Oasis.
Johnny fucking Mars,
Johnny Marr.
Johnny Marr. Yeah. And then I flew to
Did
Amsterdam.
you go to Manchester, right?
Yeah, I went to Manchester.
I was at the O2 and I saw the Gorillas.
Dude, O2 in Manchester.
No, in London.
Oh, nice. I saw at the O2. I saw Johnny. I saw Noel Gallagher and Johnny
When
Marr.
I'm
So I'm assuming you went to Abbey Road Studios.
Oh, Abbey Road, did all this shit.
So when I was going to Abbey Road,
No. I didn't do Abbey Road. I did the shit, all the shit in London, in Liverpool.
when I went to Abbey Road Studios and the cab driver asked me,
sunshine.
he asked me,
In a bag, I'm useless, but not for long. The future
is coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage. The time for me means nothing because I'm sad and no age. Good at repairs, and I'm good at snare. Under each snare,
Yes,
and I'm under the
the
stairs.
repairs.
Intangible. Bet you didn't think, so I command you to. Panoramic view. Look, I'll make it all manageable. Sit and lose, chickens lose. All you pick and choose. I don't know if I can remember.
Incredible,
Wow, nice.
incredible, nice. That was the nice harmony that we
That was
got
good.
going.
That was nice. We're good.
How many Beatles are on the cover of Abbey Road?
How many Beatles are on the cover of Abbey Road?
This is the question.
The
I got.
four that they're walking across?
How many Beatles? The question
Oh,
is.
5. There's 5 because there's a Volkswagen Beetle.
That's exactly the answer.
Boom!
You would have gotten a free cab ride
Nice.
to Abbey Road Studios from that cab driver had
Nice.
you answered that question
Oh, nice,
correctly.
nice. That's good. That's good.
High five.
Boom.
Wow.
So when I was in Amsterdam, marijuana's legal, so you can
Beetle.
buy it there.
Right,
And
coffee
so-
houses
Yeah,
and such.
and so, but also shrooms are legal, but not the
Happy
dried
tea and
variety.
shit.
Not
By the way,
dried
I
ones.
want to NFT that
Not
harmony
dry?
we just did.
Make an NFT out of that. That's good. So you can buy shrooms, but they're still moist. They're still wet, right? And so
That's how Florida is too, right?
is it?
I think Florida's legal if they're wet, but they can't be dehydrated.
Well, anyway, so I got some of these, and I'm like,
That could
what
be
the
a wives' tale from
I'm like,
the 90s.
what the fuck am I going to do with these? I'm not going to take these back to America and do them. I go, and I don't really want to do them in Amsterdam because I'll kind of be out of my element.
Oh, I
And
don't want to do them in Amsterdam.
Well, then I thought, I said, you know what would be even cooler? Is doing them at the fucking Louvre. Because I could be standing in front of a painting and be like,
Nice.
oh my God, look at it move. It's fucking just
Isn't it amazing how some pictures jump out of the wall 3D style?
Oh my God. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm going to do that. And people just think I fucking love art. And when in reality, I'm
but you
high off my
actually,
fucking
but it's
ass.
true. You do love art at that
Oh my
point.
God. I loved it so much.
I did the
when
same
you see the
thing
art.
I did the same thing at the school at the Art Institute of Chicago.
You're right. I did
There
the
was
same
one-
thing at
there
the
was
School
one-
of Hard Knocks.
Oh my God.
There was one painting I never understood until I walked past it in that kind of state.
Was
And
it Dolly?
No, it was Grant Wood, American Gothic.
Oh.
And once I walked
I'm
past,
like that with Georgia O'Keeffe.
once I walked, no, I've seen plenty.
First
I
vagina.
walked past Georgia O'Keeffe's vagina every day on the way to class because I had to walk through
Is
the
it
Art
big?
Institute.
It's a big vagina.
It
Sometimes.
is a giant vagina.
Is it a hairy? It's a big
It's
hairy.
the entire. It's a 40-foot wall.
Sometimes it's shaved, sometimes
But-
it's hairy.
But certain pictures, certain sculptures, certain art.
But she wanted to get
certain art.
But she wanted to
jumps-
get married, so I had to cut. Oh my God!
It jumps off the wall at you in such a real way.
The vagina?
Sometimes
art-
it's
the
shaved,
art.
sometimes it's
The-
hairy.
What you were looking
the
at
bitch
the
wanted
Louvre
to-
at
God,
that
yes.
time, when you realized what you
Ooh.
were looking at, you're like, I'm looking at history.
Sometimes
Dude, there's
it-
this guy. He's an artist, Panini. He creates-
sometimes it's shaved, sometimes it's hairy. The bitch wanted to get married.
Did Panini do like basically like
God
buildings
damn
and
it.
landscapes and
I'm sorry, too
no,
short.
I just was doing a Panini landscape. I was thinking about making some prints from. Some
I had to
Panini
cut the bitch
Panini
loose.
is my favorite artist.
Sometimes, hold on.
Giovanni Panini?
Yes, Giovanni.
Oh, dude, he's one of
Panini.
my fucking favorites
Oh my God,
as well, dude.
the pictures of his churches and his courtyards And
this
all
one right here. This
These
fucking
guys
one right
Oh,
here.
yes.
Look at this. Look at this thing right here.
Amazing.
This dude took pictures of. He drew paintings of all the most amazing ruins in the world, and just the most amazing architect. And then he put them in a gallery, and then painted them all again with fucking perspective. This thing right here was probably 16 by 20 feet, and there was 2 of them side by side, and I was high as
fucking
fuck.
incredible.
I was high as fuck.
Panini is a master.
I was just standing there.
Okay. Hold on, this is my show.
I stood
I'm
there for-
taking over. This is my show. Sometimes
Let your ego go.
sometimes it's shaved, sometimes it's hairy, but I had to cut the bitch loose because she wanted to get married. That's what it is. Sorry.
Congratulations.
Go on.
Congratulations.
Too short. I had
That was
to.
good. I love too short.
Yeah. Sorry.
Life is too short. Boom, boom, boom,
Life's
boom.
too short.
Say ho. Say ho. Yeah,
Bitch.
you. Boom, 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 boom. Can I ask you a question? You like to fuck?
What?
Fuck.
My name is Game. I'm too short.
Listen.
Wait, I'm really drunk.
I can tell.
Hey, that
My
bottle-
name is short. My game is long. I pink these
Hey.
hoes while they sing these songs.
Is it all done? There's a little drip in there. Get the dripping?
I'm the man in a bottle.
Dripping and
There
driving.
it is. Everybody, for all of you, if you've hung in this long, congratulations.
Hey, what's the longest podcast you've ever had? This one?
No, I've gone around 4 hours.
Where are we at now?
All right, settle down. No. Stop. You can't do that anymore.
I can still do it.
That's the empty bottle of Elijah Wood.
Elijah.
I don't know.
Elijah.
You guys got here at 6:30. You ate for half an hour.
Dude, I was mowing down on that
Oh
Chipotle.
fuck, we're coming up on it. I think we're over 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Wow, this is an interesting episode. We talked about a lot of shit. This is like ends
Wow.
up being a good conversation.
And the funny
dude,
thing
you
is,
know
we
what's
could keep
crazy,
going.
dude?
What?
I have a bunch of remember back in when you had these little mini cassette tapes,
Mini,
those little mini cassettes,
No,
yes.
like in the
what
90s,
were
little
those
mini
called?
cassettes.
Micro SD.
Not
No,
MP,
before
not
that.
MP3s. What were
No,
those
they were
called?
before that. They were little micro cassettes.
Yeah. There were,
Dude, I have a whole box full of conversations that I had with friends that are like pre-podcasting
What
era.
were those called? What
I
were
would
those
love
called?
to publish some of those.
Mini
That was fun.
cassettes.
No, there was an actual format.
There
what
was
the name
there
of
was
that?
mini cassettes.
'Cause they
There
were
was micro SDs. I can
They
tell
weren't
you.
micro SDs.
they were on
they were
the
mini
verge
cassettes.
of being like they were like in between.
It's a mini cassette.
Dude, I gotta go through and listen to those again, dude, and
God.
turn some of those into podcasts.
They're
Micro,
Fucking
no,
great.
not micro USD.
They were mini cassettes.
But then there was also different kind of like
they were the same cassettes that you would put in
Floppy
your
disks.
answering machine. Those same cassettes, and they would be on a little handheld cassette. Dude, I got so many great conversations. I just need to go back and listen.
what were
to them.
those little floppy disks like in the
Floppy disks.
mid 90s called? Remember SideQuest and shit like
USDs.
that. Remember SideQuest when you could get like 100 megabytes on one. I keep going. Yeah, I'm.
If
chilling.
you've made it this long on the podcast, fucking DM me and you won a prize.
You get a dick pic from Ryan.
I'll give you a dick pic. If you've made it this long,
He's gonna turn
and
into an
if
NFT.
if you DM me and you're like, "Yo, I actually did make it that long," and you said, "Give me a dick pic," I'll send you a dick pic.
Hey, well, maybe-
if you ask for it, if you ask for a dick pic, I'll send you one.
You got to send an
Dick
NFT though.
Parker.
You got to make an NFT of your titties. Girl has to send an NFTs in.
Hey, son, man.
Send,
Waka waka waka.
Waka gets a chance to make some NFTs.
You saw this bitch walk in right now. Get the fucking NFT titties right now.
Right now, all up in that, all up in.
I'm
them
kidding.
titties.
I'm not woke, but I really am. She smells good. Yeah, she smells real nice.
Yeah.
I like the way that.
And I'm not even talking about her vagina.
I'm gonna talk about. This bitch sound. She smells.
And
so
Ryan said, "Bitch, bring me some water."
Bitch,
She brought all kinds of water.
all kinds of H2O. She was like a scientist.
She was
on
an
this bitch.
H2O hoe. Bring me some
H2O.
water. She's an H2O hoe. Brought me some water.
This
Brought me
guy's
some
got
water.
fucking-
Put it in a bottle.
This guy's like on some Step Brothers bullshit.
Boats and hoes.
More
Boats and
cowbell. More
hoes.
cowbell.
Every time I
Butts
come,
and
I
hoes.
produce a court.
Hey man, I got to take this thing off my ear because my fucking ear is goddamn.
It's sweaty. You got a sweaty ear hole, bro.
You owe me nothing. Take the whole thing off if you want.
Got a sweaty ear hole
Hey,
in your
you
ear
guys,
hole.
we can end this if you'd like. If you
Well,
want.
the bottle is gone.
The bottle's gone.
The bottle is over. We polished the fuck out of that. The wizard's getting bored.
Wizards getting bored. We polished this Elijah cred. Travis is done
Hey.
with his. I killed mine. Dirk, take the last
I'm
shot.
always the end of the road. You know.
Being a pussy, Dirk.
Take the last shot, pussy.
Hey, I
You are what you eat.
think I've rubbed my own pussy enough tonight, so
Here we
I'm
go.
good with that.
Go ahead, kill that, and then we'll kill the episode. I'll let you guys kind of pimp the last moments of the podcast. Say what you want.
Thoughts, then?
My parting thoughts are,
Smile.
yeah,
The whiz.
Dirk, I appreciate you coming on. This
Ryan,
was really
I'm
nice.
real happy to be here.
Get on the mic. I can't. No, people can't.
I'm
hear.
real happy to be here, Ryan.
I'm
I
happy-
think my mic level's a little low, but that's all right.
Oh, that's a great picture of the wizard.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I like that.
Oh,
And the empty fucking bottle
yeah.
right there. I'm gonna make that an NFT.
Dope.
I'm
Do it.
gonna burn it, and nobody gets one.
All right. Well, here goes. Here, top of the morning to you. Here goes my last toast for the evening.
Top of the morning to you,
It's been-
Dirk.
it's
I
been-
honestly no
A little
bullshit
more.
or whatever. I
A
really
little more.
I appreciate you. I'm glad
I
to have
appreciate you
gotten
too.
to have this time to like get to know you more. I've always wanted to know you better,
Well,
and so I'm glad we've gotten the few hours
as
to like
well.
rap. Travis,
Thanks for coming on my podcast with him, with us. It was good.
Travis, like honestly, holy shit, holy
guy-
shit! Time out.
this
you
motherfucker
see
cuts
that?
my bones, man.
Did you see how much he just spit just
Dude, that
now?
was hilarious. That was fucking
He's got
hilarious.
my COVID now.
Dirk just spit about
good.
a liter.
That was called huge
Of
laughter.
Coca-Cola.
I made him
Actually,
die
for
laughing.
you old school mother, it's called a gleek.
That was more than a gleek. That was a liter
That
of
was
cola.
like several gleeks.
Oh my god, dude! I fucking got banned from a fucking high school trip because I gleeked on my friend. And he
Me
goes,
too.
"You gleek on me one more time, I'm gonna kick your ass." And I'm like, gleeked right on him, and he got up and then threw me out of my fucking chair. So my history teacher did not let me go to the Harry S. Truman Museum.
Oh shit, that's right down the road.
I still ain't fucking been.
Let's
Like,
go.
fuck you, Harry S. Truman. I ain't going to your fucking
Hey.
hairy ass.
Wait, you know what? He did drop the bomb.
Yeah, he did.
He did. He didn't. No, he dropped the bomb twice.
He
dropped the bomb
on
Twice.
ya, bitches.
Baby,
He dropped the
He dropped
bomb.
the bomb.
Dirk,
yeah.
I've known you for a while, and this was a nice.
Not once,
this
but
was
twice.
a nice opportunity to get to kick it with you on a different environment and to know you more. I'd like to know you even more now.
Kick it one time
Yeah.
on the one.
Travis, man,
Boom.
appreciate you.
Birds of a feather.
I think you're way above my pay scale, and you came and slummed it down with the Neander talk.
Dude, I thought this was great, dude. You're not slumming it. Got to get
Yeah,
that.
you know, right.
Get that lack mindset out your skull.
I am only saying it just to fuck
You
around.
got some
We're all
self-deprecating.
human
That's
rings.
true.
I
You
do.
got some self-deprecating.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
I think it's fucking great that you came here. I appreciate it. I wish you all the best luck in
Appreciate it,
Dominican
brother.
Republic,
Any places that I go?
the
So-
private beach.
Yeah.
You said, "Hey, if you want to come down to my dope ass pad,
Serious, man.
I'm
You got a place,
welcome."
brother.
And I'm like, "Don't offer me that because I'm a white trash
It's
son
only
of a bitch, and I'll
$500
take you
away.
up on that."
They
And
call
I will.
me white trash.
But I
like
will-
to someone they know.
I will take my dumb ass down there and hang out with you.
Dude,
if
you and
you're-
Dirk should come down, dude. That'd be
should.
fucking hilarious. We'll do like
Well,
we can do podcast episode
hold
the next
on.
one.
What's on your left ring finger?
What's that?
What's on your
Nothing.
left ring finger? Nothing.
Nothing.
What's on my left?
Nothing.
Finger? Nothing.
He's
I'm
got
not
love.
gonna
He's got
guess.
love. He's got love.
He's married.
Dude, it
will his
doesn't matter.
wife
You go
let
to
him
beaches
go down
and
to
hang
the DR if he
Uh.
will? Let's go. Let's go. Will your wife let you go down?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's what they all
He's
say.
been independent his most of his life.
That's psychologically true.
I've always known you. When you said you were like engaged, I was like, no,
You're like,
Dirk.
who? This guy?
And then, but I
You're
have
like, baby, I love you so much. I need to get a government contract involved.
exactly. But
That's true love. That's true fucking love.
It's true love. But I did meet
I'm an
her.
intelligent man, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
She's a dime piece.
She is awesome.
She's a dime piece.
Very friendly, very sweet,
You
very
got
smart.
yourself one. Good job for you.
He held out. He held out for the winner. It is.
and that's admirable.